What's good? What's good? My people, that's right. We the 300. We out there battling this week, man. Woo, it's been crazy, crazy. A lot of people out there been making some really good money, really good money. I made me a new shirt too. Check that out. Profits of profits, man. Hey, when we out there trying to educate these drivers, that's basically all we are. We out there we trying to practice what we preach, man. We profits of profit out there educating people, letting them know how to get this money. Hey, and stay up. What up, Silver Fox, my man? And we're out there trying to, help people get this money because at the end of the day, that's basically what it's all about. A lot of people want to, talk about how they want to use this ride share for stepping stones and do this and do that because they're, not busy. And you know what? We don't, no, it's about money. This is about profit. Yeah, I'm going to drive later on. It's only 5:30 right now out here in Phoenix. I don't start driving until 9 or 10 o'clock. So probably now I'll start about 10 or 11. I know they got the game going on right now. Last night I went to go drive down there at the World Series. So I get down there, check this out. What up? Talk to me. What up, Medina? My man Fritz. So I get down there and I'm like, okay, let me see how these rides are going tonight. Man, it was so much trash. I went downtown. I declined probably about 15, 20 rides in a row. I just turned the apps off and came back home. I ain't even drive last night. That's how much trash. I mean, they had surges all over the place. I was on Lyft and Uber. Surges all over the place. And the fares were like $1 something. It wasn't even $2 a mile. It was no short trips, all nature hikes. I got it on video. I'll end up dropping that video soon. And I mean, it was all nature hikes. It's crazy. I was like, you know what? World Series shouldn't be like this. The traffic shouldn't be like that. All black SUVs lined up down the street. And they just sending me nature hike after nature hike. 23 miles north for like $26. 29 miles north for $22. Shit like that. I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. So I had to call that good, man. So I didn't drive for last night game. Tonight, I got a piece of hair on this thing. Tonight, I'll try to drive. I don't like and what they said, a Suns game. D-Bone said, yeah, Suns game too. So I'm gonna try to do it, man. I'm gonna get out there later, try to get some outskirt traffic. I was sitting right on 3rd Street, just north of Washington, trying to pick up some traffic from there. But it was just, man, nothing. It was all garbage. All people keep trying to get picked up on Jefferson. Right in front of the stadium, right in front of the arena, they want to be picked up. But the cops don't let you pick up there. You got to pick up off of Jefferson somewhere. So that's why I tell people, nope, I'll park north. I'm not going to come down on Jefferson. No. What up, Beauty with Essence? What's good? What's good, lady? Trying to charge my Prius. Get it up. Get it up. Oh, yeah, Victor, I got that. I mentioned in the comment or whatever I left with you. I saw it when it came through. I was like, bet. Man, 34 hours of driving, 2 G's. And that's why I said, man, I don't see how these people out there driving 80 hours to make $2,000. I just don't see it. I don't know what they're doing wrong to where it's taking them 80 hours to make $2,000. I just don't get it. Like I said, I mean, you clearly did it in 34 hours. I saw the screenshots. There's no bullshit, no lies and everything like that. So, and I saw some of your trips and everything. It's all about using your brain, you know what I'm saying? Doing it how you supposed to do it. Even like the Naga said, extra comfort is trash. Even with them trying to throw extra comfort, I probably done 3 or 4 extra comfort since it came out. They don't even give them to me because I decline all that shit. Because I don't care about the tier. I need to make sure I'm making the money. The tier don't matter. I tell you, you can call that shit the hot dog tier, motherfucking the gravel road tier. I don't care what you call the tier. It should have money. So for them to go from Lux down to extra comfort, the tier doesn't matter. They know they're screwing us with that because we making more money on UberX. Like, look, Victor made 2 G's in 34 hours. So many people's making 1,000 in a day, 500 a day, 600 a day. We don't even have Lux right now. So how are we making 500, 600 in a day without Lux? Because it's not about the tier. It's about what they're trying to do to us. They're trying to say the tier indicates money. These riders are paying good money to get home. $70 to get home, $60 to get home. $50 to get home, and we're getting $15, $25. I'm like, no, if you're taking $70 off of somebody, yeah, you need to break me off because I'm gonna decline that shit real quick because I'm not doing no 25 miles for no $20. Talking to me, I made $3,800 a day. Shit, that's what's up. That's what's up. Talk to me. Hey, you know what's funny? Talk to me. I got screenshots of back when I used to do stocks. And people crack up when I show them how much I made in stocks a day. And I'm serious when I tell people, when I was doing all my trades and all my shit like that, I got it all in my phone. I was making $26,000 in a day. People's like, how in the hell you make $26,000 in a day? I was buying shit $16,000 worth of stock at a time. I'll buy 16 grand worth of stock, turn around at the end of the day, it's $26,000 more than what I put in. I was doing that shit all the time. That's when I don't do stocks no more. I don't sports bet no more. I don't play craps no more. I don't do the stock market no more. I mean, when you have $24,000 days, $12,000 days, $26,000 days, that shit, I mean, I've had $4,600 day just walking into a casino, leave with $4,600 like 2 hours later. I've done it too many times. And it's like, at that point, you realize it's not even about money no more. It's like, what do I really want to do with my life? What do I want to do? I can fuck around and try to like make all this money doing weird shit, or I can really go out and meet people, have fun, educate people, spread love, spread energy, take care of fucking families and shit like that. Because with all the money I've ever made, doing all the shit I've ever done, I've never taken care of nobody. But every piece of information I've given away for free has helped out way more people, way more families. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just give up free shit. And that's just what I do. I just give up free shit. I give up information. I tell people, knowledge is power. What up, Ezra? My man, what's good? And so I'm one of those people, man, that's in life. I think I've been, even when I was 38, the pinnacle of my career at 38 years old, you know, I was making a lot of money. I was in corporate America, something serious. And that shit just, it didn't faze me no more. Because I think I had too much given to me at too young of an age to where it almost felt like it was too easy. Like the struggle wasn't really there. And I come from the struggle, you know what I'm saying? I came from the hood. I came from the streets. So to come from the streets and all of a sudden you end up in all these goddamn casino suites and you do all this shit, I'm like, something just don't seem right. Something don't seem right. It's like it was fake. It was all fake. It wasn't even real. It was too easy to do. And so that's why I was like, you know what? I think it's time to do something different. I started coaching kids in football and stuff like that. I mean, I did about 5-6 years of coaching kids in football, doing training camps, having fun and all that shit. Man, I used to have fun doing that shit, And making money was stressful. And I was always like, man, making money is so stressful. Like every time I had to do stuff, because I was always worried about losing what I was investing or losing what I was doing in casino or losing. It was way too much stress for me. But teaching people shit, educating people, showing people how to do something so they can get some money, even incrementally, it was no stress. It was like peaceful. It was easy. I felt like I was like really doing something. Like, man, I'm really doing something. This shit is cool. And so I just walked away from it all, just walked away from everything. And I think that just helped me a lot because I was one of those people that never really understood, like they say, you know, in the Bible, you know, the love of money is the root of all evil. And sometimes people love money so much they'll do anything for it. They lose themselves in that chase for money. They lose themselves. And that's why I think, you know, it's okay if I say I'm all about profits, where if I make enough to where, you know, I can live off of it, I'm comfortable now. I'm comfortable. I'm cool now. I'm making enough to live off of it. I don't need a whole lot. And I tell people I don't drive a lot. What up, Taz? My man Wes, he's in there. He said, Jeff, I would have been first, but I had a Lyft passenger trying to catch these short mile bonuses in Gilbert. Get it, brother, get it. Hit all of them up, man. Talk to me. So I'm messing with Jeff, man. But I'm telling you, man, I'm glad you said that though, because I think a lot of us we get caught up in the quest for money. And like I said, I've been one of them people, man. When I was young, I was living in Vegas, and everybody around me, man, I had like a Mercedes in the garage, Escalade, big ass Trailblazer, 2 motorcycles side by side in one house. It was me, and I'm like, this shit don't make no sense. I started selling cars. I was giving cars to my neighbor. I gave my neighbor a Cadillac, convertible Cadillac on D's. Gave it to him, man. Just as I'm done. Stanley Jenkins, my brother, what's good? Thank you, man, for the super chat. He says, what up, bro? I'm finished for the day. Clocked out at 7:30. That's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about, brother. I appreciate that, Stanley Jenkins. That's my man right there. I always tell motherfuckers, I do the Stanley Jenkins Motorsports when I'm out in these streets. Y'all hear that engine going? Woo! I'll be going. What do you say? I'm looking for a donation to get Jeff an iPhone 18 to replace his crappy Android. That's the 18. I'm gonna get the 18. They be like, dude, I'm gonna walk up in 18. I was like, dude, the 18 is not even out. Who'd you hear this shit from? Like, no, they said the 18 just came out. They be like, man. Look at Victor. Here we go. Here we go with the goals for the night. 305 hours. I like that goal. It's very doable. Very doable. And you know, it used to be funny. We used to talk about stuff like that. We used to talk about, 300, working a 10, 12-hour day. We used to really talk about that. Oh, man, I'm going to go out for like 10 hours, 12. I'm going to make $300. Now, we've cut our time in half by using our brains now. We, like I said, profits of profits. We figured out how to do this, and we've taught other drivers how to do this. And we said, listen, this is how you fix the algorithm. This is how you fix the apps. You just keep declining the bullshit. They've got to get these people home at some point. They're taking a lot of money right up front. So what they're doing, excuse me, they'll take like $40, $50 from somebody. And if you pick up the ride immediately, you're going to get $15 for it. Guarantee if that ride sits there in the queue for a while, it's going to be up to like $22, $23. It's going to climb up some money. So leave these low rides in the queue. But people are so quick to take them for whatever reason. And I'm not quick to take a ride like that. I won't do that. And that's what I think we've been out teaching people, that it's okay. And we've been making money like that. We've been showing that we're not struggling. We're not getting deactivated. You don't see mass deactivations from people with low AR. And how long have people been saying, oh man, if you get a low AR, man, you're going to end up getting deactivated. You got to start accepting rides, man. You better start taking them shit rides. No, we don't. No, we don't. Like I said, when you listen to certain people, you might end up in the same boat they in, and you may not want to end up in the boat they're in. You got to look at, well, where are you at? What kind of boat are you in? And when you find out that they're not that well off doing that shit, then you say, okay, well, I'm not going to listen to you. No, I'm not going to listen to you because you're telling me to do something, and I'm looking at the boat you're in, and I don't want to be in that boat. What up, Dre, my man? But if you listen to somebody, if you say, hey, what kind of boat are you in? Oh, okay, so you doing it like that? All right, bet. Like when Victor told me about the reservations. I know how Victor drives. I see what he's doing. I want to be in the kind of boat Victor's in. So I listen to Victor and I say, you know what? I'm going to do this real quick because I pay attention to what people say. I look at what boat they're in. I don't just walk up right off the bat. So many drivers don't understand the room they're in. They walk up and they just start talking shit right off the bat. Oh, well, this and that. And you guys don't. But I don't even know what boat you're in, dude. What are you talking about? It's like, you got to understand, like when Victor said it, he was like, Jeff, this is what you need to do. You got to do this, and this. I was like, great advice. I'm going to take that in consideration. I'm going to try that shit on my very next reservation. Appreciate it. Listen to drivers who you aspire more to be like. Listen to drivers that are sitting okay. Ain't none of us a professional. Ain't none of us an expert. They can change the algorithm today. If you say, well, I'm a Lux expert. I know everything about Lux. I do Lux like, motherfucker, we don't even have Lux no more. We don't have Lux no more. So you can't be an expert at these apps. You can't. So y'all got boats now? We got boats with no paddles in this motherfucker, man. Shit. Man, $1 per minute, baby. Like, that's it. And I tell people all the time, man, if we're going to be out here doing this, trying to make this money, we got to help each other out. What up, Ross? And I'm going to help people out like your dad says, I'm an expert. I tell you, I'm not an expert. And if we're going to help people out, then we're all students of the game that's forever changing. So when I hear people say, oh, I'm an expert at rideshare, I tell motherfuckers, dude, I'm a student of the game. I study the game. I study tape. I study all my rides. I study videos. I look at everything else like that. I study. And anybody who says they're an expert, they probably don't study that much because they think they know everything already. So I tell motherfuckers, I'm a student of the game. I'm a student of rideshare. I'll sit and I'll watch people. I'll watch videos. I'll watch, what rides are doing what in what cities and what markets. I look at ride flow shit sometimes, see how he's doing out in Florida. I look at everybody's stuff, look at Logan stuff. I'm looking at everybody's videos. I look at Drew. How's Drew doing down in Austin? Oh, are the tip Venmo cards working? Oh, yeah, the Venmo tip cards are working, man. I got them hanging in the back. I got a couple of Velcro things on the back, so they are working. And it's like, and I like to go out there and study this game. Because it's always, the algorithm is changing a lot faster than the human brain. They know our like potential. They know our probability, know our tendencies. They know everything about us. So all of these programs are being learned by AI. And so when I get online, they know I don't like nature hikes. So the first thing they do is start sending me fucking nature hikes because they want to try to create a new driver with me to see how strong I am. They're going to say, can we break this dude? Can we break him? Just send him nature hikes. He likes short rides. He's killing us on the short ride game. Send him nothing but nature hikes. See what happens. In the end, I just turn the app off and I just come back home because they can't break me like that. And they go, damn, so dude went out for like an hour and just declined everything we sent him and went back home. Yep. His ass is offline to the next day. You got to do that sometimes. Oh, well, talk to me. Said, Jeff, the area you work is like no other. The most I make a trip is $1 a mile, 2 on Premier. Yeah. And that, talk to me. It could a lot be because the drivers in the area are some of them could be desperate because, like I said, Phoenix isn't always popping. I went out last night for World Series and didn't take a single ride. Everything's not always popping out here. It depends on which drivers are out. And when you get stuff like World Series and you get concerts and stuff like that, you're going to get a lot of part-time people. People used to drive over the summer, but they hear about an event going on and they go, oh shit, it's an event going on. I ain't drove in like 2 months. Let me go out and see what I can do. They don't know the game too well. So they jump right in at the Beyonce concert, right in at the Drake concert, right in at the World Series and start picking up all bullshit. Just start picking up all because they don't know the game yet. They don't drive enough to know the game. So we have to sit back, kick back, relax, let them take all the nature hikes so the app can get them out of there. Now we got the short rides now. Nature hikes are the higher profit rides. So the app wants to get the higher profit rides out of the way first. That's what they want to do because they want to make as much as they can first. So they're going to say, get all the nature hikes out. Don't do all the short rides because then they tie our cars up. So we're tied up doing short rides instead of doing a profitable rides for the app. We, the high profit drivers, kick back. We just kick back and we relax. And we let the app control the people who have high AR and get them taking all these 25-mile trips, 29-mile trips, 32-mile trips. Because they're like, oh, man, I get $42 for this 32-mile trip. I get 40. So they take it. I'm going to get $24 for like 6 miles. And I'm going to get another $24 for like 6 miles. So I'm going to make $48 in 10 miles where they make $42 in like 30-something miles. It's like, Ezra, that's what's up, bro. Hey, rise of the 300, the rideshare empire. That's what we are, man. We the 300. We the 300. Yeah, Beauty with Essence. That's what it is. And they'll get all the high AR drivers out there. They'll get them out there, and we sit back and we relax. Like I'll be sitting on the curb talking to Juan Vargas, talking to King James. I'm just kicking back, relaxing. We watching all the nature hikes come across our screen, getting rid of them. The moment we do that, next thing you know, they got all of the short rides. 6 miles from this hotel to that hotel, 4 miles, 3 miles, a couple of blocks from one car to another car. And so we just start grabbing all those short rides and be going nuts, just grabbing short rides because the high AR people are no longer around. The apps are like, well, we made as much as we can make off the high AR people. Start feeding the low AR people now. Give them what they want. Give them what they came for. That's when our cars fire up. Now we ready to roll now. And a lot of drivers, they haven't seen that yet. They haven't seen it. So they're quick to grab a $56 ride for 48 miles. They'll go all the way down to Florence. They'll drive all the way to Florence for like $50. I'm like, I could do 2 rides for $25 each and go no more than maybe 10 miles. And they're driving like all the way to Florence. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that. You got to pay me like $100, $150. I don't know. You might have to get your driving the dollars. You might have to get that thing set up on your lives or whatever. Doughboy says, I was once a high AR driver. Please forgive me. Hey, we was all a high AR at one point. We had to figure it out. Oh, thanks for the Republic. I'm mad. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, Victor, I did. I used the Eco on the highway, man. I've been doing it. And that's the thing, man. I love using Eco now. It don't give me no engine power, but I'm just cruising. I can't keep up with traffic, so I use it when there's no traffic around. When it's traffic around, I got to hit that comfort button because you hit that button, that turbo kicks in and I'm gone. I'm out of here. Jose said, trade the black BMW, trade the BMW. Why do everybody get on my fucking channel and tell me to trade my car in? Do I look like a motherfucker? Have I ever traded a car in my life? No, I have never traded a car in. I am 50 years old and I have never traded a car in. I have bought every car I've had. I've paid it off and I've given it away. If I've not given it away, it's still sitting outside. I got an Escalade 2000. I bought that shit in 2011. It's still sitting outside. I got my Jeep paid off. It's still sitting out. I gave my Cadillac away to a neighbor one time. I gave a Saab to my cousin one time. So I gave him a Saab. Then what else? I had a Impala, had a little Impala I gave to a kid. I gave a Jeep Cherokee. I bought a black Jeep Cherokee, little mini one, little inline, gave that one to it. I don't trade cars in. I don't do that. I'm telling you, I think I'm different than most people. That's probably why I live the way I live. I don't trade cars in. And for me to find this specific BMW that you can't find anywhere, I'll never trade that shit in. I'll put a goddamn LS motor in that shit before I trade it in. It was like, I'm not getting rid of that BMW. Hell no. I'm keeping that BMW. Hey, Rock said, man, he says, your videos tempted me to start rideshare. Hey, Rock, it's fun, man. It's fun. I'm one of those people that I like a good challenge. I've been an athlete most of my life, been a coach, coaching kids and everything. So I like a good challenge. I think rideshare is very challenging. It's frustrating as hell. A W-2 to me would be very slow, especially an accountant. So if I'm an accountant at this point in my life, when I like things that are a challenge, I would walk into the office and probably fall asleep every day at my desk. And I'm like, I like to be out there in the streets. I like to meet people. I like to chop it up. I like to be sitting in parking lots in front of restaurants. I like, the camaraderie between drivers when we out at, like I said, I ran into my man Dwight one day at Quick Trip. We sitting there chatting, talking, ran into E-Love in traffic one day. We yelling from window to window. I mean, that's what we do, man. You don't get that shit at a W-2. You get a lot of competition at a W-2 because everybody wants to be promoted to supervisor, promoted to manager. So everybody's stabbing everybody in the fucking back. But out here in these streets, it's way too much money to be made if you do it the right way. I tell people, I kick out rides all the time, high dollar rides. So if you want that money, take it. You can have it. You can have it. So I kick out that money. If you want that $50 trip, knock yourself out. $42 trip, knock yourself out. I'm looking for a $15 trip for 2 miles. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a $20 trip for 4 miles. I'm not looking for no $60 trip. No $55. I'm not looking for that because I can do short trips incrementally and make way more than what one big trip will make. So that's just how I do it, man. I'm a different driver. I just drive different. Yeah, $25 for 4 miles so far. That's my best. That's right, JP. That's what we do, man. We can do $25 for 4 miles. You do 2 of those back to back. You made $50 in like 8 miles. $50 in 8 miles. People are making $50 in 40 miles. So you're doing 50 and 8 when they're making 50 and 40. That's a lot of time they're using, a lot of fuel they're using, a lot of opportunity they're passing up because you're done with your two $50 trips. You're done. I mean, your two $25 trips, you're done with those. So once you're done with them, you could take another trip. They still on that same trip because they got to drive 40 miles. So you just made the 25 to 25. Now you're going to make a 15 or a 10 or the 17. You just stacking money and they still on the same ride. They made $50 in about an hour. That's why people say, man, how do you guys be making like $100 an hour? How do y'all do that? JP Chauffeur just told you right there. He just told you $25 for 4 miles. Kick out all the shit. Just keep kicking out. What up, rideshare Lisa? What's up, lady? This is 50-mile drive for $2.79. Talk to Jeff. Talk to me is stupid. Thanks to Jeff, I did a 50-mile drive for $2.79. I hope they gave you a donut after you finished, man. You got a big ass crusty dusty sitting in your lap, chocolate around your mouth and shit, driving back, happy as a mom. Yeah, exactly. And then you get 40 dead miles coming back. And man, I tell people all the time, man, I don't like to tell people how to drive. I just hope people see the point and profits, and I hope they see, the higher probability of your car. But just like I was driving the other on the video, I hit something in the fucking street, big ass pothole or some shit. The more you drive, the more you got the chance to tear that car up. So you want to drive as less as you can for as short as you can for as most money as you can. That's how you got to play the game. And when the app see us doing that, Juan Vargas in the house, my man. And when the app see us doing that, they'll start adjusting the fares. Because I guarantee you, remember back in the day when short rides, nobody wanted short rides because they never paid shit. Nobody wanted short rides. So we were like, no, we're not doing short rides. Short rides suck. Only get those long bangers. Get those bangers. So all of a sudden, we figured out how to work the short ride game. Like about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, we started doing short ride game. And now it's like, oh, man. Long rides, I don't even want a long ride. I used to love taking rides up to Fountain Hills, be like, oh, yeah, man, it's going to be $64, but it's like 30 miles or 20-something miles. What I don't know. It was like $1.50, $2 a mile. But then you got dead miles coming all the way back from Fountain Hills. Yeah, Doc, I'm going to be out after the World Series game. I'm going to try to go out again. I went out last night. It was dead. So now we don't do long trips no more. We won't touch them. And the apps are now saying, well, we adjusted, like the video I made said the apps were like, yeah, we adjusted, so shorter trips will be more lucrative for you guys. Excuse me. I'm like, shorter trips are not just lucrative, but it's preferred. We prefer short trips because we can really stack them, get dropped off in an area that's another high surge area, probably drop somebody off, around the corner of the hotel, shoot back around, pick up the exact same surge. You can just keep double dipping the same surge, triple dipping that surge. We do that on Mill all the time. Juan Vargas, same way. We do that on Mill all the time. We'll go pick up somebody from Casa, pick up somebody from, the piano bar, whatever, Fridays. Then we'll hurry up, shoot right back to Mill. And we just keep doing that all night, hitting the same surge over and over. And that money starts adding up. You start looking down your screen and seeing all that surge. One that I had, I think I did $10 worth of trips, $10 in trips, but my surge was like $50 or something like. So I made $65 total, but 50 of it was surge, and the other 10 was the actual trip fare. And that's what you got to do. You got to, otherwise short trips ain't worth shit. They're not worth shit. Yep, you got to build a solid strategy for sure. And like you said, JP, you know your area. Once you know your area, Jermaine, he says, hey, I caught a live stream. What up, Jess? Hey, that's my Cox Cable name, Jess. No, but JT, you right, man. Once you learn your market and you learn your area, you know where to be. And that's what we've been always saying, know your market, know your market. That's been a mantra forever. But people never understood why we said know your market, because you're going to need that knowledge one day. You're going to need, and now is the time that you need that knowledge. If you haven't taken the time out to know your market, know where, Tahoe Biltmore Hotel, how everybody's leaving after a small conference or an event. You got to know that. You got to know when they're having like up at the JW Marriott up on Kierland and Scottsdale Road, when they have the conferences up there, you got to know when they're letting out. So a lot of these places have conferences all the time. You can even check. You can even go look at, JW Marriott to see when they're having conference. You can go to their website and shit like that. Hey, they're going to have a real estate conference these days. They're going to have like a landscapers conference these days. So you can actually see the conferences that's going to be at these major hotels. And you can say, well, if they're having a conference on the 3rd at JW Marriott, it's supposed to be 3,000 people there. They're all flying in. If they're all flying in, they're all going to need rides. All of them ain't going to get rental cars. So you position yourself by JW Marriott the night the conferences are going on. Because all you're going to be doing is taking everybody to timeshares and taking everybody over to Airbnbs. That's all you're going to be doing all night. And they usually tip. They're going to tip. It's going to be short trips because they like to stay near the conference. And once you do it, yeah, JW has got a conference going on right now. Ezra, you know it, man. You know it. So when you got these conferences going on, give out your card, because they're also going to need rides to the airport. So they're going to be like, man, we kind of out. We having a hard time getting rides around to the airport. We having hard times for this and that. That's how you get your money right there. Find out when those conferences are going on the JW Marriott's website. Talk to people, trade cards with them, let them know, hey, man, if you guys do a dinner or something like that, shoot me a text. I'll probably be in the area. You got to work this game. You got to know your market. When we say know your market, we don't just mean know it. Nothing. Talk to me, you silly. Not much, but at least a leftover donut. That's funny. I appreciate that. Talk to me. $1.99 super chat. Hey, you know what? That's gonna be for a pack of donut holes. I can get some donut holes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's eat some of those. Yeah. And like I said, you've got to, once you know your market and you understand what's going on, you start really capitalizing on things that rideshare won't tell you about. Rideshare will tell you about a concert. That's it. They don't tell you about everything that's going on out there. You've got to find out. So like I said, go through some of these conference websites and find out who's doing what and where, and what little carnivals are going on, because they had the Arizona State Fair was going on the other night. So I did a few rides for Arizona State Fair, real short bangers. Because what it is, at the Arizona State Fair, people can pay $50 to park. You go a little farther, it's $35 to park. You go a little farther, it's $25 to park. You go a little farther, it's $15. So the 15 is all like 2 miles down the road is $15. So what they do is people will either park at the $15 or they'll park farther down in like a business, and they'll just Uber or Lyft down to the state fair because they don't want to pay $50. And so what you do is set up, go all the way past the $15 lots. It's going to be like 2 miles down the road, sitting up by the $15 lots. Just hang out, because you're going to get Lyft and Uber pings all night from the Arizona State Fair, because everybody parked down there and they don't want to walk. They got big ass toys. They got fucking Cheetos and shit. They don't want to carry all that down the street. So just sit by the Arizona State Fair, kick back. Don't do nothing. Just like, nope. They're going to try to sing on a nature hike. Nope, don't want it. Nature hike, don't want it. Nature hike, don't want it. Hey, somebody like a mile down the road at the Arizona State Fair, $8 rides for like a mile and a half. Perfect. Take it. Sit right where you back at again, and just do it all night. You could do 5 or 6 of those an hour. So you're going like probably 10 miles. 10 miles, and you're making like $40, $50 in 10 miles. Yep, you must have both apps on, man. Must have. Especially now with the 7-minute cancellation. Yeah, I hate that 7-minute cancellation, man. Forget that. Oh, what End of Life say? Car got totaled almost 3 weeks ago. Been on vacation a whole month. About to get another Corolla and get back finessing the market again. That's right. Get back in. Get back in. It ain't over yet, Desmond. It ain't over. Tell motherfuckers, we the 300. We might lose a couple of people here and there, but hey, we're going to keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. Go get another Corolla. Come back. Be like, I lost some. I lost one of my people. I'm going to go get another one. Now you got some more people on the team. Go get that Corolla and get back out there. Yeah. Yeah, Jermaine, you're right, man. Like I said, It's going to be a lot of Halloween parties later, especially after the game and everything, after the World Series game and after the Suns game. A lot of Halloween stuff. But this is the weird shit. It's a Tuesday. Ain't nobody trying to get drunk on Tuesday to show up to go to work on Wednesday. It's like the worst Halloween ever. Northern Nevada says, I want that shirt, Jeff. I'm telling you, Nicole. Hey, I be having some ideas. Sometimes I be just sitting in the lab and I'm like, oh, let me make this shirt real quick. We the 300. This is what we out there fighting for this money. We trying to get it. We trying to get it every day. We lose battles here and there, but hey, we ain't gonna lose this war. We're gonna stay on it. We're gonna stay on it. Because I got beat up last night. Like I said, I didn't do a single ride last night, but Saturday was killing. I killed it all night. Then last night, blank, fat ass goose egg on both apps. Came home, called it good. That's how it happens sometimes. And I tell people, it ain't the market. Sometimes it's just the apps that are not paying. They're just not paying. And you got to realize that and not start saying, okay, I'm going to play their game. I'm going to take a nature hike. Because I would have been way, way up in North Phoenix, past the 101, up near Happy Valley, because that's where they was trying to send all the rides to. And all of a sudden, I would have been like, now I got to turn and come all the way back. So it would have been like, almost 60 miles for $23. That's what I would have probably got paid, something like that. So I was like, no, I'm cool. Nope. What up? John Post, my man Alpha John's in the house. What's good? Just need that pizza, mashed potato shirt. Pizza's greater than mashed potatoes, Jermaine. I'm gonna say that shit. Pizza is greater than mashed potatoes. Don't take the mashed potatoes. You want that pizza, baby. Go get that school pizza. Your beauty says, I want that shirt too. I'm gonna have to put it on a website or something. I don't know. Because like I said, I always got ideas for shirts all the time. I just make shit. I be just roaming around, just doing whatever. I'm like all over the place. I'll be like in the store, walking through Walmart. Somebody say, oh man, that's a cool shirt. Thanks. And it's like, I just make them every day. I'll just wake up like, I'm gonna wear something different. Let me see what I'm gonna make today. And I'll just take a couple of hours, crank out a shirt or whatever. Bartans in the house. What does they say? No to mashed potato rides. Don't eat that shit. They'll slap that shit on your plate. Take this nature hike. You need it. No, I don't need that shit. I'm cool. I don't need that. Wait, Drew says, I'm still cleaning glitter out of my car from the EDM show at Westworld. Killed it. Yeah. And that's one thing. I still got some glitter particles in my back seat from like a month ago, man. That shit never comes out. You just start seeing little bitty, like little crystallized shit shining in the carpet and on the seats. I'm like, man, get that. D-backs are getting smoked tonight. They might come back, man. You never know. They might come back. They might. Yeah, but EDM, this weekend, a lot of people were at the EDM show. And I'm glad that Lyft got killed. I really am, because a lot of people are like, man, I made a ton of money on Lyft. That's how it was supposed to go. Damn, 7-0 Texas. Yeesh. So all of us that were on Uber, we did pretty well on Uber, but we had to force the apps to fight for drivers, because a lot of these apps got way too comfortable not paying us shit. They got way too comfortable not paying us nothing. So what we decided to do was, like I said, we were declining crazy Lyft rides. And I tell people, stay on Lyft, just decline. Because not every driver has access to Uber. Some of them don't have the Uber app. Some of them got deactivated from Uber wrongly or whatever else. But they're still drivers. We're all still drivers. So we can help our Lyft drivers out by staying on the Lyft app and just keep declining rides. When you decline them, that's going to make those drivers get paid more. We're on Uber doing well. I did well on Uber, but I had to keep Lyft running because I got to decline rides. That's how you teach the algorithm that these rates are not acceptable. And once we taught that it wasn't acceptable, what happened with Lyft? Lyft had to kick out higher fares. So they're kicking out all this money to these drivers. And I'm guaranteeing Lyft was in a negative big. Lyft was in a negative big this weekend, because they really thought that they were going to get all these drivers on their platform to, after they had Lux and everybody's going to be driving base fares. Nope, we all went over to UberX. And what happened? The whole city was pink. The whole city was like fire, just like pink everywhere. And I had never seen nothing like that on Lyft. I mean, there was like clouds everywhere. And I'm like, this is about to be a bloodbath for them. This is about to be a blood. And sure enough, so many Lyft drivers, 700, 1,000. Lyft drivers making $1,000 in a 10, 12-hour shift, over $100 an hour, killing it. Because we, the drivers, we the 300, we said, we going to stay on Lyft for y'all, but we going to make sure Lyft eats this shit, what they did to us. We going to make sure they eat this. And I guarantee enough of these weekends, like what just happened, Lyft is going to be so deep in the hole, they're going to have to bring Lux back. They're going to want to get us all back off of UberX again. They're going to be like, with you guys driving UberX and getting paid good money on UberX, and you still got your Lyft app open, and you're killing our algorithm by declining all of our rides and everything. You guys are forcing us. People are paying like $15, $20 for a ride, but the driver is getting like $30, $40 for it. That's putting Lyft in some serious negative. I mean, if the rider is only paying 15, 20 bucks for it, the driver's turning around getting 40. Lyft is in the negative every single ride. They're in the negative. I was loving that shit. I was like, hell yeah, go out there and get it, man. Get it. Drew, you right, man. Lyft ain't worth it unless the surge is like $12. $4.50 surge, not worth it. Even a $7 surge sometime, it ain't worth it. Unless you do a really, really short ride. Because they're going to give you a nature hike. With a $7 surge, they're going to give you a nature hike. And you're going to end up not even making $1 a mile with the $7.50 surge. Man. Oh, yeah, Juan. It was crazy, Juan. Hey, Juan said, hey, here in Arizona, Saturday night was a war between both apps. Dude, it was crazy. They were fighting to get drivers because it was all money out. $675 night, $510 Lyft, $165 Uber. Man, you was killing it, Juan. Killing it. And see, mine was backwards. I was on Uber, declining everything on Lyft. We was making sure everybody gonna eat tonight. Like I told, they don't realize how we stick together. They really think, they don't believe that drivers stick together. I tell motherfuckers, I've been saying this shit for a long time, at least a couple years. We the 300. It's not a lot of us, man. It's not a lot of us. But a few of us that respect each other, appreciate each other's family, knows that we all got to do this shit together. We are unified without a union. We're unified without a union. So we got to act like that shit. We got to fight. Leonard said, new president of the rideshare community, Big Jeff. I don't know about that. Shit, man. Hey, y'all know how I do, man. I look out for people because I know what it feels like not to look out for people. It's a lonely world out there when everybody's like fighting for each other. I mean, fighting for themselves and not for each other. And we finally got a core of drivers, man, especially on this channel, a core unit of drivers that don't mind kicking out good rides. Because I'm like I said, I'll kick out good rides going all the way up the Pima Road, kick out good rides going to Goodyear because I don't live out there. I don't want to go out there, but I know there's some driver that's looking for that ride to go home. And I'm like, I can stay in my region and make money in my region. Let this dude go to Goodyear. He needs to get home, like Juan Vargas. He lives out that way. I'll leave a $30, $40 ride on the table because he might be ready to go home. Why am I going to take his ride home? And have him go home on dead miles. Now I just messed up two families because I'm sitting way out where I ain't supposed to be, and he's way on this side where he ain't supposed to be. And now you got two families messed up because somebody took a bad ride. So I always look out for my other drivers, man. Yeah, Saturday's the craziest I've seen since last year's Super Bowl waste management combo. Drew, you right. I was saying that, man. I said, this was crazy like waste management. It was, these apps wanted drivers so bad. And we were just, like I said, on Lyft, I made like $100 something bucks, like $105 on Lyft. I was on Lyft all night. Just declining rides. Because I was like, Lyft, you gonna fucking get it, because they wouldn't send me no extra comfort or nothing. I'm like, any driver on Lyft right now is gonna be paid so well because all of us on UberX are sitting on Lyft going decline. Dude, it was crazy. And then to hear how much money everybody was making the next day, I'm like, it worked. Did it not work? Look at that. Boba said not $4.94 Lyft, $9.16 Uber. Uber had $2.30 for 40 rides. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Boba, right there. And like I said, we had to do something as a unified group of drivers. Like I said, we're not a union, but we can still be unified. Our energy was together. Everybody was putting that energy for, like, I want to feed your family, man. I'm not talking about me, motherfucker. I'm going to get my rides on Uber, but I want to feed your family. Lyft is doing some shady shit to us. I'm going to feed your family. If you driving on Lyft, if you don't have access to the Uber app, don't worry. You got Uber drivers about to take care of you right now. Because we kept them apps on and we kept decline. Turn the app off, not available. Now the surge has to jump up now. So any driver sitting on Lyft, they getting paid. And Lyft is probably sitting around like, how in the hell? It's kind of like one of those Wall Street bets moments. You know, everybody sitting around like, how in the hell did they get all this game stock and this shit to go through the damn roof right now? AMC stock to go through the roof. Sometimes you got that energy and everybody got that collective energy. And we go get it. And we start looking out for everybody else. Because we saw Wall Street bets do it. And now look at us as rideshare. We've got to get that same energy. Start looking out for each other. Saying, fuck these apps. These apps ain't looking out for us. They just killed the way for most of us to make money, and we still got big ass loans to pay off on these cars. I still got only over $30,000 left to pay off on my car. 100,000 miles on my car. I take that shit to a dealership. They don't give me like $80 for that motherfucker. They don't, you want to trade it in? We'll give you $80 trade-in value. You got like 100,000 miles on this bitch. It's like, yeah, exactly. I ain't getting nothing on the trade-in on these cars, so I don't trade cars in because you ain't gonna slight me like that. I'd rather just keep that motherfucker. I can put a whole new engine in that shit. It's like I ain't giving up my damn car for no trade-in. So we as drivers, we learn how to fight together, come together. And these apps, they've been kicking our ass. They've been kicking it all summer. So to have a random Saturday, just a random Halloween weekend Saturday, it was unreal. Just to see all these drive. I mean, we were mad at the traffic. We weren't even mad about the money. We were mad because we wanted to get so much money, and we was pissed off at because it was so much traffic holding us back. It was like, come on, motherfucker, y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. What up, Flex? What up, brother? Struggling down here in South Florida, man. I wish you was doing better, especially over holiday weekends and stuff like that, man. You gotta find some. Hey, Flex, man, you gotta start hitting up them little conventions, man. Seeing if down in Florida they got conventions at other hotels and see if you can get some rides out of that, man. Because I've been doing it a lot at the JW Marriott. You know, one night I was up there, I did like 4 or 5 rides, like maybe in 30, 40 minutes. All short rides from a JW Marriott to like timeshares and like hotels and stuff like that. Each ride was paying like 15, 20 bucks. And it was all like real quick. So maybe you want to check some stuff out like that, man. Oh, yeah. Man, I have to slash tires. Okay. What, Melvin? No, you don't. You do not got 2 slash tires, Mel. You lying. Nobody just went up and slashed your damn tires, man. That's messed up. That's messed up, man. Well, I swear, that's the one thing you don't do. You don't touch somebody's car, man. Because, like I said, what if somebody got to go to the hospital? What if somebody's like really sick or on their deathbed or some shit like that, and you fucking with their car? You really fucking with somebody's life. Because now how this person gonna get to the hospital? And they think, well, it's just a set of tires. No, it's not just a set of tires. This is somebody's way to get from point A to point B. They might have a kid in the house that could probably be choking on a damn toy or something like that. Got to get them to the hospital because they blacked out or whatever. But you motherfuckers is fucking around with somebody's car. It's like when you fuck with cars, you fucking with life. You don't do that shit, man. You don't mess with somebody's car because you don't know what they need that car for. You have no idea. Somebody could be on insulin, on having diabetes and shit, and they having a issue. They got to hurry up and get somewhere, but they messing around with somebody's fucking car. It's like, dude, don't fuck with people's car. I hate that shit, man. That's disrespectful to life. And people, well, it's just a car. No, it's bigger than that, man. Because you thinking small. What do we use cars for? It's like, man, we got to get around. We got grandparents and shit we got to take care of. Kids we got to take care of. We got time for these games and shit. Don't be messing with. That's why people like, man, you would shoot somebody over messing with your car? Fuck yeah, I would. It was like, that's my life you messing with. Because, you know, I might have to take my dog to the vet. I might get bit by my own fucking dog and I got to go to the vet. You don't know. It's like, man, messing with people's shit. I don't like that. Yeah. Boba said, I thought it was a glitch, but they ran $25 per ride on Lyft for hours. I worked until the next morning. I cashed that shit out. Oh, Boba, I had it one night at $6, man. I picked up a $6 surge, and that shit was on every single ride after that. And I was like, oh, shit. And I did the same thing. I did all them rides, and I cashed out quick. That's how you got to do it, brother. I wish I had a $25 surge that was stuck. Shit, I had a $6 surge that was stuck. You killed that shit. That's what I'm talking about, man. Man, look at Flex. Flex said, hey, what do you say? True, it's amazing how somebody all the way in AZ helps me more than anyone in my own area. These down here don't help each other for shit. Man, Flex, because that's what it is, Flex, man. It's got that employee mentality. I believe that shit. A lot of people at jobs, they always fighting for one title. They want to fight for that promotion, fight for that position. That's what they fighting for, and they used to that shit in life. They used to fighting for that one damn position that the office has opening in 2 weeks, and everybody's crab grabbing and shit, pulling each other down. In rideshare, we don't got to be like that, man. We don't have to be like that because there's enough money in these streets, enough people have to get around, enough things we can do with delivery. Like I said, we can open up delivery. We can do all kind of shit. There's no reason to crab grab in rideshare. When people do that shit, it's got to be for their own ego. Oh, man, I'm better than you. I'm the best in the area. Look at how much I got. I'm making money. I'm better than you. It's got to be that type of shit. And I'm not on that shit. I'm not on that, man. OB Sparks said, hey, I met King James at the Quick Trip last week. Yeah. Hey, that's where you find all of us at. You find all of us at like Quick Trip, Circle K. We be sitting around at gas stations, kicking back, relaxing, boy. Man. Yeah, that's right. Ezra said, you slash one tire, you got to spare. You slash two, you got to call a tow truck. Nah, cool. Yeah, that shit ain't cool, man. Man, shit, man, irritates me just knowing that shit. What Carlos said, I did mostly Uber Saturday, was getting premieres, $45 for 1-3 miles, dude. Live who? That's what I'm saying. Live who? Man. And I'm happy with the Saturday, dude. I'm really happy with it because we all did very well. And I'm really happy because not only that we did well, but I really think Lyft did bad. And we just wanted to show them that taking Lyft off the tiers, you wasn't gonna kill drivers. We were gonna figure some shit out. We would figure it out because we all communicate, we all talk, we all trying to help each other. That's what we're doing. So when Lyft thought, well, we're gonna make high profits, we're gonna kill the Lyft tier to make high profits. We're gonna just kill that tier. Nobody's using that tier anyway, and we're gonna make so much. And the shareholders are like, yeah, kill that tier. Fuck them people in their cars, man. Fuck is what happened. They got their ass handed to them. Everybody I know that drove Lyft that night, that really drove Lyft and didn't mess with UberX too much, or if they didn't have UberX, killed it. Because we were all sitting on Uber. And I said, the moment they drop Lux, everybody's going over to UberX because we can do better on UberX than some of these Lux rides. Lyft was like, whatever, motherfucker, try it. You guys need us. We bounced, kept declining rides like crazy. Next thing you know, all these Lyft drivers is making, the riders are paying $25 for trips, but the drivers are making $40 on that same trip. Lyft was like $15, $20 in the hole for every trip. They are pissed, man. Yeah, Lyft was singing, baby, come back. Baby, come back. Some old school shit. Man. It says, oh, Measured said, hey, Jeff, Lyft has an option for XL and Extra Comfort together. You don't have to take regular Lyft. See, I got it all on mine because I got grandfathered in, because I got a 3 Series. I got shared Lyft and Extra Comfort all on one line. That's it. When Carlos said, I know Lyft dude, bad because I checked what passengers was paying and it was always less than what the surge was paying the drivers. And my Lyft trips make Lyft lose money. Yep. I'm going to tell you, man, they made a bad call. Lyft made a bad call. And I know people like to kiss David Richards' ass because they think he's a cool dude and all this shit. This ain't personal, man. I don't care how you smile. I don't care how you talk all nice and soft and firm and fuzzy. Fuck all that. It's like it was a bad business call. Sometimes you make a bad business call, and that's what happened. You made a bad business call. Drivers out here know how we are, and he's all, well, I need to see what driver expenses are. Ask somebody in your office, hey, how much do you pay on rent? That's what a driver pays. How much are you guys eating groceries every month? That's what a driver does. Those are our expenses. We have life. We do this for life. We don't do this because we just ain't busy and ain't got shit to do. We do this for life. So when we sit here and we're working and we out here trying to get this money and everything, it ain't just we working just to pay for our car. We're not trying to do that. And I think that's what the apps think, that, well, we should only have to pay for their car. We shouldn't have to pay for their life, just their car. That's the expense we should be worried about. No, we're workers, man. We're driving. We're rideshare. We the ones that are making the money because we accepted the ride. If we don't accept the ride, you guys don't make no money. Now, last weekend, all the rides I got accepted, woo, kick they ass. And I'm glad. Because what John said, I had $30 ride glitch on Uber. I made $865 in 6 hours, cash out that day. A week later, they made me pay it back. I have been 5-star 8 years, 8,000 plus rides for him. That is crap. Alpha John, man. So they saw the glitch and they came back and said, we're going to take the money back. Man, that's bullshit. Yep. Juan Vargas said, just BMWs don't fall under Extra Comfort after a couple of months, and that's why his together with standard Lyft. Yep. Because mine got lumped in. So now I'm like, I don't know what to do, man. Once I lose Extra Comfort, I drive Lyft anyways. And I don't take no ride. Like I said, tier don't even matter. I don't drive no rides that ain't fitting my criteria. If it don't fit my criteria, I'm just declining that shit. And we all got to keep doing that. We all got to keep thinking tiers make our cars more or less important. It ain't about my car. I could drive that motherfucker to a brick wall and it's a piece of shit right now. What's more important is the families of the drivers who are out in these streets risking their life every day. That to me is more important than what kind of car you driving. I don't give a shit if you driving a Tahoe. I don't give a shit. You be driving a Corolla. I don't care. I'm worried about your kids at home, that they got food. Are y'all getting evicted? You motherfuckers got the power bill paid. You losing your phone. Can your kid, are you going to pay the tuition for your other daughter that's in college right now? That's what I'm worried about. I don't give a fuck about your car. And so tiers to me don't matter. Drivers should be the ones saying, I need this much money. I got to go make this money because I got bills at home. I got to go take. You in the same streets I'm in. My car don't matter. We both on Broadway. We both on Broadway and 48. Car don't matter. We both in the same dangerous ass areas. We both picking up the exact same people. You need money. I need money. Tiers don't matter. Whether you put me on Lux or Lyft, I need certain amount of money. Otherwise, I'm like, no, throw some surge on there because it's the drivers you're taking care of. It's the lights that we have you taking care of. You're not taking care of my car. I could care less about my car because they're charging the riders. All of them charging riders up their ass right now on UberX and on Lyft. They all charging drivers a lot. They all charging them a lot. So you can't say, well, we're charging drivers, only this much. So we're only going to pay you. No. Because I've seen them charge Lyft drivers, Lux drivers and all that, $120 and give the damn driver 40, 50 bucks. So it's like, $70 variance. That's a $70 variance right there. That's a lot of working room right there. A lot of working room. So I'm like, you guys got to sit up there and look at drivers' lifestyles. Look at the drivers who have children. Look at the drivers who got a kid in college. Look at the drivers who are living in really expensive places like LA, Miami, New York. You got to look at drivers like that. Don't try to set no base rate. All of us live in different places. All of us have different expenses. And if we're not covering our expenses with the profits that we're making, we got to decline that ride because it doesn't fit our criteria for covering the bills we got to pay. That's all we can do. And a lot of people, well, in this town, I made 500. Well, 500 in that town is good, but 500 in LA is not that good. Because in LA, they're paying $2,000 for rent. In your town, they might be paying $1,000 for rent. So everything gets doubled. Everything is doubled based on where you are. And I'm one of them people that say, hey, you know what? If you live in a very expensive place like Miami, LA, or something like that, you need the profits more than we do. So you got to do the declines worse than everybody in high cost of living areas should have really low AR because these apps got to fucking pay. They can't be sitting up there talking about, well, this is our standard rate. No, it needs to be a standard rate for LA, standard rate for Idaho, standard rate for Kentucky. So you don't just put a standard rate across the boards. No, because our lives ain't even across the boards. Everybody's different across the boards. So I don't like that shit. I just never liked it. I never liked that. So I like when I hear drivers, man, I got a 6% AR. This is the only amount of rides I'll be taking. That means you're a critical thinker. You're critically thinking. You're really doing this shit as a job. You're not just out there with 80% AR taking whatever these apps throw you because they're going to throw you some standard shit. And when they throw you standard shit, you're not making no money on the standard. You got to get that AR down, get them profits up, man. That's what it is, man. Hold for a second. Carlos says, no Lyft trips were more than a sack of rocks unless that's $10 surge and less than 3 miles for normal Lux drivers. That's right, Carlos, man. That's why I wasn't taking nothing. I made like $100 on Lyft when everybody else was making 700, 600. I made like $100 because for a former Lux driver, we know what these rides are making. We know what people are paying. We know the streets. We know the area, the territory. To me, the tier don't matter. The tier don't matter. The money is what matters. My family is what matters. So I'm not going to sit around, just because you say, well, we're going to put you on a Lyft tier. Then I'm not going to do no rides then. I'm going to go over to UberX because I know UberX will pay me like, a rate where I can make $4 a mile, $5 a mile for certain rides that I'm going to be doing. You can't just say, well, since I'm not worried about Lyft and Lux. Well, you're just a Lyft driver. You can't make that much. No. I can drive this BMW. I can live right next door to somebody that drives a Corolla. We both live in the same neighborhood. We're both drivers. So we both have basically the same expenses. We both have the same amount of kids that go to the same school. So we're both going to need the same amount of money. It shouldn't be based on, well, he drives a Corolla, so I should be making more than him because he drives this and I should be making more than him. No, decline shit that ain't worth your lifestyle. Decline it. It don't make a difference what car you got. Decline that shit. Because I'm telling you, anybody with any car can make any amount of money they put their mind to. There's people out there with Priuses making $600-700 a day. There's people out there like me with a nice ass BMW. I made $0 last night. 2 goose eggs last night. Guarantee somebody with a Prius made more money than me last night. So it can't be about the car. What is it? Thank you, Lyft. Now my AR matches my Uber. Low. Yeah. Lyft and Uber, we need about 5-6K a month. Just saying. Yeah, right. Because JP Chauffeur, that's what it is. It's life, man. It's life. And we got to take care of these cars. But not only that, we're responsible for the maintenance on these cars. Anybody at any company, like say you got a W-2 job and your engine blows, you got a W-2 job. You can just call a friend to take you to work. you still making money. You can take an Uber or Lyft to work, you still making money. You can walk to work or ride a bike to work, you still making money. But imagine a rideshare driver losing his car, we ain't making money. So we need that cushion, that extra leverage, because we lose our car, we lose our lifestyle, we lose our point of income. So we've got to go out there and be like, Lyft, y'all got to understand, we're not employee level people. We are business owners. This is our equipment. We got to take care of it. My car dies, I lose my car, I don't have a potential to make income. So now I can't pay rent. I can't pay for the car that I even got. I can't pay nothing. A W-2 person can lose their car. They can still get to work because they got a W-2. They don't lose no income. All they do is lose their way to work, but they can take an Uber or a Lyft or a bus to work. They can still get to make income. We don't. We at a different level of the game when it comes to making money. We're not on the same. So I don't like that. Well, you guys should be, you can go to work at McDonald's and make this much. Yeah, I can. But that means I just got to park my car. I mean, I can't use my car for it. And if I'm making less than somebody what McDonald's is making, then I might as well go work at McDonald's. If I'm doing rideshare and I'm only making 16, 17 an hour doing rideshare, that's all I'm making. You're better off working at McDonald's. Because that way you ain't got to worry about a car now. And you're making the same amount of money and you don't need that extra cushion of money in case your car break down. Because you're only making $16, $17 an hour. That's it. So I say you need to be making $40, $50, $60 an hour every time you're out there driving around. Because we have a much bigger expense than somebody just working in McDonald's or working at a retail store or working at a W-2. You got to have a lot more money sitting in the bank, because if that engine blows, that's your money. It's all gone. Yeah, see, McDonald's, even $20 an hour in McDonald's is full-time, because it's 2,080 hours in a full-time year. So that's $40,000 a year to work at McDonald's, $40,000, and you don't even need a car. So $40,000 with no expense of a car, no insurance, no repairs, no maintenance, $40,000 flat. Now, if you add a car to the mix at, let's say, $500 a month, that's an extra $6,000 a year you're going to need. So now you need to be at least 46. Now say $200 a month for the insurance. That's another $2,400. You add $4,850 almost. So you almost at $50,000. Now let's say you're going through $1,000 a month in fuel. It's another $12,000. So now you're up to $70,000 you need to be making now. $70,000 you need to be making now. That's not counting tires, brakes, oil changes. I didn't even add none of that shit in. I didn't add none of that in yet. So if you ain't making at least $70,000 in rideshare, you probably better off working at McDonald's, because you ain't gonna need a car. You're not gonna need one. So if these apps, and at $70,000, if you do 2,080 normal hours at $70,000, that's an average of about $35 an hour. $35 an hour is gonna be your minimum. $35 times 2,080 hours is about $70,000 a year. So if you say, okay, what about 40? That's 80,000. So now you're sitting a little more. Now, not only do you cover all your bills, but now you're at $80,000. So you got a little bit of cushion, not a lot, a little bit at $40 an hour. Because if your engine blows, you still got to deal with this fucking car. Don't forget that. So I'll look at, in the scheme of everything, and I budget out. Oh, he mathing, y'all. So I look at everything in like a budgetary, financial like aspect. So if you can't, like, every business out there has projections. Everybody has projections. They got budgets, projections, and forecasts. If anybody's doing rideshare and they don't have a budget, a projection, or a forecast, then you're aimlessly out driving and you might be caught. Because I have a projection on what's going to happen when my car breaks down. I already know on eBay, I can get a $15,000 engine for $4,000. I already know that. I know I can get a transmission for like $1,800 off eBay. Low mile transmission. If I can't rebuild my own, I can just ship that one in, get it installed real quick, swap it out. These are all my projections, all things that can happen potentially. You got to go through business scenarios like that, because when you start going through the business scenarios, it teaches you how much money do I need to be at to maintain a level of peace I have now. Because if I can't maintain peace and I'm going to be stressed, oh shit, I need to make more money. Because if this shit breaks down, I can't pay for it now. They're going to repossess it. So that means my credit's going to be shot. Everything's going to be fucked. And so I got to come up with an amount of money in my head to say, Jeff, what amount of money do you need minimum to not be stressed if that car was to break down? That's your money maker. What do you need to be at? And you start working on that. Just hit that goal. Once you hit that minimum, that takes a little stress out of your soul a little bit. Now you got a little, like, okay, cool. I'm at the minimum. Now I got a little bit. Start stacking on top of that, because now that's your excess now. But everybody needs to have at least a minimum, because shit's going to happen. Every business has a cash reserve of a minimum. Will talk to me, says, I think after Jeff's speech on how much you need to earn, we're losing 70% of drivers a night. Hey, shit. Right now, like I said, all it's gonna take is their car to be fucked up, and they're done. And we say that all the time. A lot of high AR drivers, if their car fucks up, they're done. They don't make enough profit. They don't make enough profit. So as soon as their car screws up, they don't have enough profit to fix their car, they're out of the rideshare game. How many people do you know that's happened to? Man, they hit my car, this and that. I couldn't afford a new muffler and new tail lights and new this and that. I had to go back and get a W-2 because they weren't making what it takes to fix that piece of equipment. They were barely making it anyways. And a lot of us are barely making it anyways. We've got to start thinking, okay, how do I got to get there? How do I got to get there? And talk to me says 70,000. Yeah. So if you say 70,000 is what you need to make to be comfortable or whatever, break that down. Like I said, end up 12 months. This is how much I need to make at least each month. Break that down into 4 weeks. This is how much I need to make each week. And that's with savings, that's everything. And that way you can start stacking some to the side instead of blowing it, just start stacking it all up to the side or whatever. Now you got to stack it on the side. The day some shit happens to your car, you don't stress. You're like, you know what? It's going to be a hard hit. It's going to hit me in the stomach because this is a lot of fucking money. It's going to hit me. But at least I got it. It's going to hurt, but at least I got it. And you go take care of it. And you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it. Nobody want to go dump $5,000, $6,000 on a new engine. Nobody want to do that shit. But it's like, at least you got it. That's one less thing you got to worry about. You could be mad all you want, but now you won't be stressed. You're just mad. But when you're mad and stressed, that's a double fucking whammy right there. I'd rather be mad and not stressed than mad and stressed. Yeah. Driving those, we work on our own car. That's right. So I say, hey, ship that engine to me. Ship it on a crate. I'll have the other one out by the time it shows up. So I'm already got all my bolts laid out. Everything's marked. Everything's in the right baggies. I got all my baggies marked. As soon as it comes in, I got tape on every wire that need to be done. Hoses. Drop that shit in there. Put the new ECU in. Fire it up. If it doesn't work, take it to a tuning shop. It's like, man. So I gagged and drove my other car for the day. Couldn't deal with the shit at the moment. What happened, Bo? Man, what's the lowest AR you can have without being deactivated? Jermaine, I've seen people with like 0%. I've seen it. And Carlos said, hey, I'm sitting at 1% on Lyft and they can't deactivate low AR. Lyft or Uber can't deactivate you for low AR. There's already been a lawsuit for it. And they said, we're independent contractors. You cannot force an independent contractor to take a job offer. It's an offer. It's all it is. Employees have to do what they're told. They have job duties. When you have job duties and you sign to be an employee for that company, these are your duties that you're being paid for. These are your duties. It is not an offer. Now, when you're at the interview, they're going to offer you employment. You get an offer for employment. You get that offer for employment. These are your duties. Once you sign that offer and you say, I'll work here for this amount of money. Well, these are your duties. This is your supervisor. This is who tells you what to do. And so you say, okay, cool, I'll take the job. You can tell an employee, I need you to do this Wednesday and do that Thursday. Employee says, okay, because if you don't do it, you're subordinate to this supervisor. If you don't do it, they call it insubordination. Insubordination is cause for being terminated. So if you're insubordinate, we don't have subordinates in rideshare. So all we have is like, we're independent contractors. We're our own boss. All we have is somebody saying, hey, we're going to offer you here's an offer right here. You want to take this person over here? Doubt it. Like, I'll just sit where I'm at right now. I'm cool where I'm at. You want to take this person over here? Nah, I'm cool. You want to take this person? All right, fuck it. I'll do it. I'll do that one. Let's go. It's an offer. So it's like, you can't be forced to do something if you're an independent contractor. If you're an employee, now you can be forced to do something because you sign an agreement that says you are a subordinate of these people. These people are over you. They instruct you. They direct you. These people are over you. There is nobody at Lyft who's over any of us. An agent can't call me, go, Jeff, we just sent you a ride. Man, pick that lady up, because if you don't pick her up, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to deactivate you. You got to pick her up, dog. She needs a ride home. Like, ain't my motherfucking problem. It's like, the money's not right. It's like, dude, you trying to send me 18 miles for $18. Make that shit like $40 and I'll take her. It's like, that's, as a contractor, you can talk like that. You can negotiate back and forth. Pay me this and I'll take her. No, as an employee, you can't say that. Well, man, I'll help Jeremy with his files, but you're going to give me an extra $40 on my paycheck this week, some of Jeremy money? No, I'm your superior. You have to do what I say. I'm your supervisor. And that's the hard part about being in a W-2, which a lot of us, after being in rideshare for so long, we can't see ourselves going back to a W-2 because it'll be hard to be somebody subordinate when we've been making it. We've been making it. We've been out here struggling. Like I said, we the 300. We've been fighting this battle. So you're going to fight the battle. And at the end, put up the white flag and be like, oh, okay, I'm done. I'm done. And you're going to have somebody over you who probably don't even know how to do the job that they telling you to do. They don't even know what the hell. Hey, I need you to make sure I get this report done tomorrow. I'm like, do you know how to do this report? Just want to know. Not that I'm asking you to do it, but do you know how to do it? No, I don't have to know how to do it. That's why we hired you. Then shut the fuck up. Move on. It's like, motherfucker, don't come tell me what to do and you don't know how to do it. It's like, get the fuck on out of here. We be one of them kind of motherfuckers. Say, wait a minute, who is this dude? Oh, man, he used to drive Uber and Lyft. He ain't used to people talking to him like that. He ain't used to telling people. He ain't used to people telling him what to do, man. He'll get over it in a while. Like he'll realize he's an employee now. He works here now. He's still stuck in rideshare mode. He don't like people telling him what to do. It's like, man, can you do this shit? Why don't you get the fuck up out my office then? Jeff, you got to be cool, man. You're an employee now. You're not a rideshare driver no more. These people, you actually work for them now. You're like, those are your supervisors. Those are your managers, your directors, man. Man, fuck them people. Jeff, you can't say that. That's your boss, man. I don't give a fuck about them. Oh, crusty, dusty mother, man. That'd be like, dude, Jeff got to get up out the office. It's like, he ain't, man. What up? All for kicks. Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like, we wouldn't know what to do at a W-2 after having so much freedom and so much, just energy to be who we are. No ceiling, no floor. Just be who we are every day. Wake up and I'm gonna be me. Walk outside, clean my car, wash my car. Ain't nobody calling me Jeff. Today, I'm gonna need you to. Nobody calls me about that shit. You accept offers or you don't. There is no deactivation if you don't want to take one. That means if you keep sending me shitty offers, I'm gonna probably bottom out and hit 0% at some point. So send better offers. Because like I said, rideshare, your market is determined by if you are a low AR driver, very profitable driver, and your AR starts going up, that means your market's getting better because you ain't taking no shit. You not. But if your AR is going down, then that means your market is having problems. They don't have a price point for your market yet. They're still trying to figure that shit out. What GNG Rider says, me too, 1% AR, 4% cancel right now. Send me trips that pay. Don't steal my tips. Stop fake ass surges. I'll get after it too. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, Silver Fox is stupid. I just saw that shit. This is imagine your boss talking shit to you, and you tap his forehead and say, decline. That's funny shit. You know how they be doing, like, they go honk the people's nose like that. Sometimes they be fuck with people. They just walk up and be like, decline right in his face. That motherfucker be like, the fuck you hit me in the head for? Oh, man. That's Jeff. That's that dude we just hired. He used to be an Uber driver. He don't get it yet. He's an employee. He haven't figured it out yet, man. You work here now. You're an employee. Man, fuck you. Decline. You can't do that to people, Jeff. It's like, man, fuck this. Cancel. I'm going home for the day. Man, he'll get, don't worry. We working on him, boss. We working on him. He'll come around. He's a good guy, really. He is. Fuck y'all. It's like, man. That shit's funny as hell. Wait, Forerunner Forever's in the building. What's good, brother? What's good? Hey, sometimes I sign into these up from home just to reject those BS offers to send a message to the higher ups. Yeah. Like I said, when I'm driving around with both my apps on, I'm trying to help the market. The app. If none of us ever got onto the app, if none of us never signed onto the app, we're not helping out the algorithm. We have to sign on to help out. You've got to participate in order to help the app out because the algorithm is just set by engineers. It doesn't know anything. We're teaching it. We're teaching it what acceptance rates and what price points are probable to happen, which ones are not probable to happen. So you've got to get involved. You've got to get in there. You got to participate. You got to decline. Because once you start accepting shit, the app will be like, okay, so it's a good price point because somebody accepted it. Oh, cool. The price point is right. Then if you turn around and cancel it, it's just, oh, his phone must have been messed up or his car must have been messed up or he probably couldn't make it through traffic. But the price point was at least right. That's why I don't accept and cancel. I'll decline before I accept and cancel because once you accept something and then you cancel it, the algorithm thinks that something is wrong with you, not the price. It thinks your phone is messed up or your car is messed up or traffic is messed up. Or maybe the rider said, hey, don't come get me. That's why they see the cancel. But they're like, well, the price is good. No, decline that shit when you see the price. That is the algorithm. The price point is not attractive enough for somebody to accept it. So always decline. decline. Like, nope, that price point's not good, decline. You'll start seeing the price point move up. And like I said, Saturday, the price point moved up for a lot of people. A lot of people. Offer kicks and I'm crying real tears. That shit. Hey, Silver Fox is nuts for that shit. Decline. Touch a motherfucker in the head. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, man, if we don't go out there and participate in these apps and we just let the algorithm do whatever it wants to do, it won't learn how our market should be adjusted, especially in markets where the cost of living is higher. You got to kick out all the low shit. Stop with the high AR shit. Kick out everything low because you're hurting the market more. When you think, oh, I got a 99% AR, well, I got 100% AR, you're not helping nobody. You're hurting it more than anything else because you're teaching the algorithm that, hey, your price points are good. Keep sending that shit and we'll keep taking it. No, we need the algorithm to say, you know what? We're not getting any rides completed. We have a very low completion rate of rides because the price points are not good. We're sending out all these rides. Out of all the requests we're sending out to drivers, we're only getting 8% of these rides done, 20% of these rides done. We need to get over 30 to 40% of these rides done for all the requests. So how do we do that? Move the price up a little bit. You move the price up a little bit, you start increasing how many rides get completed in that whole circuit. So if Lyft says, okay, we send out 100 ride requests in this area a day, only 30 of them get done. Okay, that means you're only getting paid for 30 rides. So how do we get paid for 40 rides or 50 rides? Move the price up a little bit. And how do you move the price up? You just say, all right, this is what we need to do. Decline all the shit that's not worth it. And those prices automatically have to go up. Now they're going to start accepting those rides. And that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah, Boba says we should have a way to counter offers. I think I heard your podcast the other night that mentioned it being able to have the customer offer cash tips. That's a good idea. Yeah. And see, and Boba, that's the thing. Because whenever we go do a delivery and you'll get it and they'll say like, hey man, can I get some extra napkins? You know what I'm saying? Can I get this? Why don't they just say that shit when you accept the ride? Hey, I'm willing to give a cash tip when the offer is coming through, the request is coming through. Willing to offer $5 cash tip. Cool. It should say that right on the bottom of the screen. 3 people willing to offer a cash tip. Because we should always know how many people we picking up. I don't like the fact that I don't know how many motherfuckers I'm picking up. I hate that shit. But it would be cool if an app came out and said, hey, it's 4 passengers willing to offer $10 cash tip. And it says memo, we know it's a short ride. Thank you so much for accepting our offer. So when you pull up, hey, they already got the cash ready for it. Here you go. Here's your little cash tip. Cool. Appreciate it. Thank you for accepting our offer. And you ride. And that would make people more likely to say, hey, I'm going to show up and do this. Why? Because this person's offering a $5 cash tip, a $10 cash tip. Hey, all I got is $3 on me, man. That's it. I know it's a short ride. I just got $3 on. Cool. But to just pick people up without knowing how many people is and whether or not you're going to get tipped or not, it's a lot of sketchy shit going on, which is why we decline a lot of rides. Some of these rides might have people that are tipping, might have people, but the apps, for one, I don't think the apps want to let somebody say, I'm going to offer you cash tips. The apps like tips within the app because that's tens of millions of dollars in their hands. When people tip through the app, that's tens of millions of dollars in their hands for up to 30 days. They can keep a tip for up to 30 days and they can do whatever they want to do with that money for 30 days. They don't even have to fucking give it to you. You wouldn't know because they kept it. You wouldn't know. So you sitting there, somebody just gave you a $20 tip. You may not get it for 20 days. You might get $5 of it. You don't know. You might get $8.13 of it. You don't know. But the app says we prefer people to tip within the app. That way we get our hands on all that cash and we can do something with that cash. We can use it to make money on it. We can keep it all together, or we can be nice and just give it to the driver. I mean, we got a choice. We can do something with it. But when you give people cash, you're taking away the choice. The app loses power. So when a rider comes up and gives the driver $5 cash, $10 cash in their hand, you just took power away from the apps, power between 2 people sharing energy. You just took it away because you might do a best ride ever, having fun, laughing, cracking up and shit. Everybody's having a good time. And I'm going to tip you in the app. He sits in the back, sends you $15. You drive around a corner, $1 pops up and you're like, that raggedy motherfucker. See, that's a breakdown in energy now. That's a breakdown. The app got in between and it fucked the energy up because y'all had a great time. Everything was amazing. Everything was great. The person thought it was so great. They tipped you $15 because it was that great. The app says, I'm going to give you a $1 tip, $3 tip. Fuck the whole thing up. So now your energy's off now. Now for the rest of the night, you drive, you don't want to be nice to nobody else because you were nice to this motherfucker and they tip you $15 because they appreciated it. But the app was like, I'll give you $3, motherfucker. You ain't getting the whole 15. I'll give you 3. And that's what the app is doing. It's fucking people up in rideshare. It's fucking up the relationship between customers and drivers, riders. Everybody's all messed up because the apps are like, we want our hands on this money. So they take this money and they mess up the whole flow of energy. And me, like I said, whenever I go like to Starbucks or I go anywhere else, man, I pass that energy. I'm like, here you go. Oh, appreciate that. I'll fight you in the comments. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Thank you. Still no real name pick riders. Had a dude named Self-Made Millionaire and lady named Miss Independent Thick on Uber X. Cancel they broke ass. No, I ain't sipping tonight. Thanks for amazing reminders, Jeff. Hey, I'll thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. But see, that's the thing, man. These apps don't care about drivers. They need to know how we feel about shit like that. Why don't we like, I'm not rolling up calling, hey, man, I'm here to pick up Captain Big Dick. Motherfucker, I'm not saying that shit. Here to pick up motherfucker Self-Made Man. Man, fuck all that. I'm not saying that. Here to pick up Pussy Chaser. Like, man, no. These weird ass fucking names and shit. I'm not riding up saying that. I'd rather just cancel that shit and be done with it. And I've done that before. You see some weird ass name, just cancel that shit. They be like, man, why are people canceling me? Because it's your name. And half the time, no picture. If it ain't no picture and it's a weird ass time of day or sitting on a weird street, I'll just cancel that shit. I don't know who the fuck that is. Yeah, Michael Weston, man, these motherfuckers be tripping with these names, man. Like, I see some shit like that. I'm not picking nobody up saying, nah, fuck that. And they think it's funny. Oh, man, look, why don't you come up and say Captain Big Dick? This is going to be funny. Like, shit, cancel. I ain't saying that shit. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck what the ride. Man, that was $4 a mile. Fuck that motherfucker. I ain't picking that shit up. Stay away from that. Can you make yeah, exactly. Stay away from the, can you make a quick stop? Shit ain't never quick. Shit ain't never quick. So I was like, oh, sorry about that. I know it's going to take so long. That's what they end up saying. Oh, I'm sorry, but I know it's going to take that long. Yeah, you did. You knew it. Walked into a damn smoke shop. It's a line coming out the damn door. And I'm like, I'm about to cancel this shit and take off. That's right. Brittany will have to pick their riders with their 8 cats. Except Brittany with the fucking 8 cats, man. King Jordan said, pulling up to a location. Next thing, you got 6 motherfuckers walking your vehicle. We can only accept 4 people. Man, can you take 5? Can you take 5? They do that shit all the time. Can you take 5? Like, nah. Motherfucker, look at the app. I got seatbelts with 4 passengers in here. I'm not taking 5. Well, she's little. She can sit in her lap. Not in my car, she can't. I ain't doing that shit. Fuck around, have an accident. Everything's like voided. Everything's voided. Nope, you had too many passengers in your car, so therefore your car is not paid for, the accident ain't paid for, and you're getting sued by these passengers right here because you're not insured for anything else. Yeah, all because you should have just said, no, I'm cool. Y'all need to go get an XL, man. Go a level up. Go a level up. Yeah, that's it. I don't call them their name. I make them do it before I open my doors. Exactly. Oh, when I roll up, I got the windows down. When I roll up, I come up, all the windows are down. You got to speak to the driver first because I can't stand people that just walk up out of nowhere and grab your door handle. You don't know who people are, what they look like, what their name. You never met these motherfuckers ever before. They will walk up and grab your door handle. You don't even know if this is your person or not. Now imagine I'm just walking down the street and I decide to walk up to somebody's house and just open a fucking door and walk in. That's how it feels when you get in somebody's car. I know I'm rideshare. That's what I do. I do rideshare. But don't just walk up to somebody's car and grab it. You ain't even spoke to the driver yet. I mean, imagine if I walked up in Walmart and just opened somebody's car door and just got in at Walmart. They'd be like, dude, who the hell are you? What are you doing? Like, oh, yeah, my name's Jeff. Cool, motherfucker. Get out my fucking car. Yeah, hell, what y'all got? Snow? E-Love making, what is snowing up there? Man. Yeah, Lisa, that's what they do. They grab that motherfucking door, shaking the door and shit. I'm like, excuse me? Oh, you here to pick up Stacy? Yeah, I'm here for Stacy. I'm like, you guys got to talk to the drivers first. I try to educate motherfuckers. I be like, hey, when you get in, try to use both back doors. You don't got to slide across the seats and everything. It's okay. This motherfucking car was made with 4 doors. It's a 4-door. If it was a 2-door car, I could see. You got to scoot the seat up and everybody slide in from one side. This is a 4-door car. If I got to get out on driver's side, that means it's safe to get out on driver's side because I get out on driver's side. You can use this fucking back door behind me. Ain't nothing wrong with that door. It works. But these motherfuckers, they try to all pile in one side, kicking my climate control and shit in the back, trying to slide their feet across the floor. I'm like, just use both back doors. Just act like you got some kind of common sense. Like if it's 2 people, each person use a back door. They make this motherfucker. If it's somebody want to get in the front, Then open the front door, get in the front door. You don't jump in the back door and slide across the fucking console to climb in the front seat, do you? No, because everybody don't have to use the same fucking door. So it was like, use the back doors. Go, you can walk around the trunk and you can hop in, you can get in this. That way you ain't sliding all back and forth across leather seats all the time. And I don't like people sliding back and forth across leather seats because people pants have buttons in them. Their dresses have shit on this and that. You snag a leather seat, you've just ripped it now, sliding across the seat. And people don't think like that. They just think, well, I'm just getting in and sliding across. Well, you say that, but you're kicking my climate control. You sliding metal buttons and belts and shit across my leather seats. You snag my seat. You're going to be like, oh, sorry about that. Now I got to fucking call Uber now. Now I got to say, you know what? This motherfucker jumped in my car. I told him to use both back doors to get in. They slid across my leather seats and their belt grabbed my seat and ripped a hole in it. Can I be paid for this? No, we don't pay for that. Shit, hey, the next time then, if a motherfucker don't use I'm going to wait until everybody's standing next to their fucking door. Everybody has to be standing next to their door before I unlock this motherfucker. Because when I say, can y'all use both back doors to get in? No, it's fine. We'll slide across. I'm not unlocking this fucking door till you walk around to the other side. Each person has to use their own door. You're not sliding across my seats. We got leather seats in a lot of these cars. And these people don't think like that. They thinking lazy and shit. No, it's fine. We'll just slide. I'll just slide across. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to prevent that. That's what I'm trying to prevent. It's like you're kicking. We got climate controls in the back of some of these cars. They're nice, so you can control it from back there. People lifting their feet up, kicking it and shit. You shatter that screen. Now I no longer have climate control in the back because you shattered my screen. Pair of heels, kick the whole screen, shatters it. Now I'm out. But hey, how do you turn the air on back here? Can't, because I told motherfuckers use both back doors. They slide across my shit, kick my screen. Now y'all don't have AC back there now because that's how you control the AC back there. You don't have it now. Well, that's kind of fucked up. Well, welcome to Lyft. Welcome to Uber, motherfucker. I don't know what to tell you. I be trying to educate you motherfuckers on taking care of our cars. But you jumping across, kicking shit, knocking things over. I'm trying to educate y'all on how to get into a car properly. You use both back doors. That person gets in on that side. That person gets in on that side. That's how doors work. They make these motherfuckers with 4 doors for a reason. Otherwise, every car would have one fucking door in the back and everybody just jump in and slide across all the fucking time. But no, they make them. There's a door right behind me. You can get the fuck in. That way you ain't got to slide across my shit. Yeah, man, I can't. Yeah, crawling across. Oh, and then one dude. So I got the nice mats in the back with the big ass M on the top. I put new mats and I got an M on the top. This motherfucker was walking and he stepped on my M. My M is raised up like it goes forward. Then it's a huge hump like this and it's down. And my climate control is right there. He stepped on the M. I said, dude, don't climb in a car like that, man. I said, there's a reason why people use both back doors anyway. Don't climb in a car like that. Oh, I'm sorry about that. No, motherfucker, you just a sorry ass person. You ain't sorry about that. You a sorry ass person. That's different. Sorry about that. It means you're going to replace that and you feel bad and you're going to give me a tip so I can go buy a new one. A sorry ass person means you're just a sorry motherfucker. That's what you are. Don't be telling, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you are sorry. It's like, man, I can't stand that shit. People got to be more like considerate of other people's belongings. That's all. Just be considerate. Have a sense of consideration. Be like, man, this is a nice car. I mean, I bet you didn't get this for free, did you? No, I didn't get it for free. I had to pay for it. I paid for all this shit in here, the floor and everything. I paid for it. Oh, man, how can I help you take care of this? They don't ever ask you that shit. They just jump in, fucking kicking shit, jumping all over the fucking place. Man, get the fuck up out of my car with that shit, man. This costs money. This is not free. The Jeff's on fire. No, but it's real shit. It's real. And this is right. People don't know what we deal with in rideshare. They think, well, you guys aren't skilled. Trust me. I have self-control. Rideshare will teach you how to have self-control because you can smack a motherfucker real quick for some of the shit they be pulling. It teaches you how to have self-control, discipline, control of your feelings, and passengers be going off at drivers, yelling at drivers, screaming at drivers, trying to spit on drivers, throwing shit at drivers. These motherfuckers, they're not professional riders. We're professional drivers because I've seen drivers take a lot of shit and just sit there like, okay. I'm like, dude, you are the calmest motherfucker. You have self-control beyond reality. When Jeff get in that soapbox bag, get your popcorn and crusty dusties, motherfucker, get ready. But it's real, man. It's real. And I'll be sitting there like, man, to be a driver takes a lot of self-control because people don't know what we go through in our life. They don't know we could be going through anything, going through a breakup, going through somebody mad, going through a bad bill, going through a car problem. So we could be upset, but yet we're doing rideshare to at least make some money or whatever. So we're making money. We're out dealing with the public. We're dealing with everybody, and everybody's not always happy. A lot of people don't get in our car like, hey, how you doing? Good morning. Some people get in with a chip on their shoulder already, waiting on you to say some shit as a driver just so they can have a reason to go off, have a reason to low star you, have a reason not to tip you. Some people get in your car with that shit already. And drivers have self-control. They sense that shit. And they'll be just like, how's your day going? Fine. Cool. Just getting off work? Yep. All right, because the motherfucker don't want to talk. And you don't be like, damn, what the fuck is wrong with you, motherfucker? You tripping, damn. We don't do like that. We say, leave that shit alone, turn the music up a little bit and cruise. Now, have we be like that to a customer, they be like, hey, how's your day going? Good. And we just driving. Had a lot of customers today? Yep. They be like, damn, something's wrong with this motherfucking driver. They would say that about us. But we don't say that shit about them. We just keep it fucking moving. Because we have to have self-control like that. Drivers are a different breed. A lot of people can't make it in this game. Because it can be so quick that you turn around and smack a motherfucker for doing some shit to your car. Yanking on the door, slamming the door, fucking up the mats, kicking the screen, doing something. And we still keep it cool the whole time. We still keep it cool. So when people don't think drivers, oh man, yeah, I don't do shit but driving. I don't do shit but drive. No, actually, I don't drive. I have prevented myself from knocking like 8 motherfuckers out today. And that's really hard to do. That's really hard to do. Imagine you doing that shit. The shit that we have to go through every day, and we ain't smacked the motherfucker, knock nobody out, drop kick no fucking body. We ain't did shit all day but drive around. And it's like, yeah, your patience gonna be tested, man. It's gonna be tested. I did that one, Jeff, and they gave me 1 star saying I was rude. Hey, for real. But you keep it real. That's why I tell people, man, rideshare, not a lot of people can handle it. They don't understand it. They think it's just driving. We got to deal with traffic. Why are we navigating? Why are we dealing with somebody's energy? Why are we dealing with our own energy? Why are we dealing with making sure this car, we're looking at the temperature gauge to make sure the car ain't running hot. We listen to make sure the belt ain't squeaking, the brakes ain't squeaking, making sure a tire ain't fucking flat. We got a lot going on driving these fucking cars. And motherfuckers, Uber's like, yeah, $17 an hour is too much. Decline. I'm going to push that motherfucker in the head like Silver Fox said. Push his ass right in the fucking head. Decline. And it's like, we got a lot going on. So when people ask us, are we worth the money? Do you know what we do? Do you even have any fucking clue? We're doing analytics while we drive, and I'm sitting in parking lots analyzing transactions all day. I'm going over profit margins, going over, geography, seeing if I'm gonna be in the right area or not, logistics, seeing where the surge is, how can I get there, what traffic, like where's the construction at, where's the car accidents at, where's this? I mean, we're going through a lot of shit driving, a lot. And people don't think that we deserve the money for it. Like I said, how can you not tip an Uber driver? How can you? I just don't get it. There's no fucking way I'm going to get out of somebody's car without tipping me, knowing what they go through all day. I'm not the only motherfucker they deal with. Their car is clean when they pull up, but I guarantee it was probably dirty. They had glitter in the fucking seats. Probably had a fucking hamburger wrapper and shit in the fucking seats. Bottled water. I hate empty bottled waters in my floorboards. People leave empty bottled waters in my floor. Because one girl got in my car the other day, and I heard them go, I was like, oh, what you do? Drop your water? She says, no, it was already a water bottle back here. These raggedy motherfuckers left the water right behind my seat. I couldn't see it because I always turn around and look. I didn't see it. So now I've started kind of getting out my car every once in a while, looking in my seat. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers out here will they'll leave junk all in your car. Leave junk all. So when a clean car shows up, trust me, tip that fucking driver. Tip that driver. Because these people will throw shit at, they leave beer. Man, I had beer cans, White Claw cans in my fucking floor. And that's why I had to get those mats. Because when I was in a Jeep, I didn't have mats like that. I would always have to take my mats out, hose them down every night. Because it'd be sticky shit. People's sodas and shit spilling all in the mats all the time. Red Bulls, all that shit, man. Everything. And so I would sit there. I love how Waymo only has backseat available. I wonder how they're going to control people piling in. Exactly. Ooh, Boba, this shit about Waymo, what I just found out. And I took a lady to the airport the other day. So I'm taking this lady to the airport, and she was like, yeah, we had the worst weekend in Arizona ever, the worst weekend. I was like, oh, what happened? Well, they flew in for a wedding, and they took a Waymo. So they get into the Waymo. Somebody got the Waymo. So they all get into the Waymo. They go into the places, doing all the stuff, having fun. They get out, they shut the doors. The doors automatically lock when you shut them. The ride is over. One guy's phone was still in the car when they shut it. So the car took off. There's nobody in the Waymo. The car took off. So they don't know if another passenger has his phone, if Waymo. So they've been calling Waymo all weekend trying to find this dude's phone. They don't know where his phone is. So another passenger must have got in, saw his phone, either turned it off or did something to it, whatever. But nobody. So I was taking her to the airport the other morning. They still don't have that dude's phone. Still don't have it. work. That's the thing about Waymo. When you shut them fucking doors, they're done. She said, we shut the doors. As soon as we shut it, he was like, oh, my phone. She says, but the car was already programmed, and we sitting there trying to get the door open. We're looking around, nothing happened. And then the car said, beep, beep, like, and it just took off with his phone in the car. I was like, damn, Waymo. I'm telling you, that's the difference about having a driver and not having one. At least you could have tapped on a window. I'd have been like, yeah, I left my phone in your car. Okay. Yep, motherfucker lost his. I'm glad Boba said something because that shit reminded me right there. Yep, got the phone, man. Took off. I was like, wow. So they had the worst weekend in Arizona because one dude that was in the wedding party, he didn't have his phone all weekend. So they've been calling Waymo all weekend trying to get his phone returned, but nobody knows where it is. They think the next rider took it or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of jacked up, man. Jacked up. This is hoes leaving condoms in the back seat. Exactly. You don't know what the hell's going on in these damn cars, man. Don't do a Waymo. Don't do it, man. Oh, wait, Jermaine says, do any of y'all do Uber share? I had two guys once, both from the hotel to the airport. One guy forgot his laptop, so I went back, never thinking whether the second passenger didn't want to go back. Yeah, man. And that's the thing. With UberX share, this is the problem with share. And I say this shit not to be mean to no fucking body because I know how life really is. But some people are getting off work. And when you work 8, 9, 10 hours, you move and you're sweating. There's no humidity out here. You start stinking a little bit. Ain't no humidity. That's why motherfuckers wonder, why do you take 2 showers a day, Jeff? Because ain't no humidity out here. You got to get your body wet, man. There's no humidity. So you got to come out here. You got to shower, change clothes every once in a while. Otherwise, you're going to sweat and you're going to stink out here. But you picking up that motherfucker on UberX share. The next person gets in, might be headed to go on a date or go see somebody. So you got this motherfucker next to this rotten body motherfucker now. So, and you can't do that because I'm going to tell you right now, some people, trust me, they didn't shower before work. And you can tell because just working, you don't smell like that just working. You don't smell like that just working. You ain't showered before you went to work. This is 2-3 days of funk. The shit's pungent. I'm sitting in the car like, this motherfucker smell like sweat and nuts and fucking basketball socks. I'm like, this is the worst fucking smell. And people smell like this leaving work. So I'm like, you didn't shower before you went to work. This is not a work smell. I ain't showered in a few days because I be running late and shit all the time. And I do that, man. I picked up motherfuckers before work, and I've said this shit in the video. I pick them up before, and they get in the car before work, stinking already. So you was running late, woke up, didn't shower, got in my car. Now I got to stop, wipe my seats out because odor has bacteria associated with it. That's why I use lemon and ammonia with my shit. You got to sit there, clean all that shit out your car because that once it soaks into your seat, soaks into your carpets and everything. And some people have cats and dogs. I got dogs. So I know when I go to the backyard and I'm scooping up poop, cleaning up poop, I'm walking in dog piss. I have 3 dogs. So I'm walking in dog piss. And of course, I got to wash off my shoes whenever I spray off my mat in the front. Every time before I go, I spray off the mat in the front and I put some soap on the mat and I just do my shoes real good just to get that dog smell out of my shoes. Because I don't like that shit in my car. Spray these nuts, fresh deodorant spray. I'm taking people that smell like a bong. Real shit. Y'all are stupid. Y'all are stupid. It smell like a fucking bong. You smell like bong water, motherfucker. No, but serious though. So you can't do UberX share and you got somebody who ain't showered in a couple of days because it's not going to work out like that. It's not going to work out. You got to wipe all them seats out. Get that bacteria out of them seats because you could smell like just that underarm body odor, that sweaty shirt fucking smell, you know, that fucking ball smell or some shit. And you got to clean that shit even when they get out of the car. And I go to the back and I open the door, you could smell it coming back out of the car. So that's the first smell motherfucker smell when they open that car door and they getting in. That shit that hit you, the motherfucker that got out, that's what they gonna think it's you as the driver. And they'll be like, man, that driver need to fucking shower. He been in that car all day. That motherfucker stank. But it ain't you. So it's like, you got to sit there, clean them fucking seats out, get it all nice. And Lyft and Uber need to have that button on their phone. There's so much shit. These motherfuckers don't talk to us. They don't talk to us. I try not to fart in my car. I'm telling you, man. Man, Waymo's to sell that phone on Craigslist. That's funny shit. They probably will. No, but Lyft and Uber, they need so much shit on it. That first they need to tell us how many passengers we picking up. Like, what is our payload? What are we doing? 1 person, 2 person, a kid with a car seat. What are we doing? We need a payload. And the person needs to check, I got a baby, and no, I don't have a car seat, so I hope you have one. They need to check that shit so we can cancel or decline it. We need to know what we're dealing with before we accept this offer. So we need that. We just know if this person's going, could they possibly be offering us a tip or not, which they'll never know. We'll never know about that. But they also need a button saying we need to clean our car before you come to you. And because they gave the rider 2 minutes of extra wait time when we show up there, we probably need 2 minutes after a trip we just dropped off just to clean. We need just hit a clean button, like clean, and a 2-minute ticker starts counting down. That's all we need is a 2-minute ticker. But you're gonna give a rider 2 minutes for me sitting in front of I gotta wait an extra 2 minutes for them, but yet you won't give me 2 minutes to clean out my shit. Because I sit there sometimes and I'm cleaning my car. I've done it before over by Mill. I'll clean my car out because sometimes them kids party hard. They be in there party having a good time. I get it. I used to be in college. You party hard, you have a good time. But now you smelling like motherfucking poison ivy and shit when you come out the motherfucking club. So now my whole car smell like motherfucking poison ivy and poison oak. So I got to clean my motherfucking car out. So I clean my car out. And as I'm cleaning it out, because I'm in the surge area and shit like that, the next route I had lined up disappears because it's another driver in the area that Lyft gives that ride to. So now I don't even have the fucking ride no more, but I still got the services to have no ride because Lyft don't give you time to clean your fucking car out. They don't give you time for that shit. They expect you just to drive. That's it. And I'm like, can I get like fucking 2-3 minutes to wipe my seats down because I just got some people out? You just packed my whole motherfucking car up with all these people. Can I get some time to clean my car up? But see, that's how Waymos are going to be. All these other cars going to be like that. And rideshare cars, we not like that. We like to roll up with the car smelling nice, clean, smelling like, fresh leather, smelling like, Ozium or Airspray or something like that. I don't like riding up smelling like I just dropped some people off. I don't like that because that shit, I don't feel good with that. Fun TV show. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. 1 for 1. I love it. I appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, teaching yourself says Lyft and Uber need a niche rating for riders smell. You can cancel ahead of time. This passenger is biohazardous. Won't cancel. Exactly. Oh, we got a biohazard in the car right now. Yeah, exactly. You bought a cordless vacuum to make it quicker than the corded one. Yep, you got to get it done, man. Get it done. And that's the thing. If we can just sit up there and have something in our button, in our car going, cleaning, and Lyft or Uber can send a message to the driver saying, driver is currently prepping the vehicle before coming to your destination. Just say something stupid. Driver is underway prepping the vehicle before, and don't take the ride that we just had because them some good ass rides. They be taken away from me when I'm cleaning my car. But it'd be rocks and hay and shit because like people leave a party, it's all this dirt clogs and hay and shit in my floorboard. So I got to clean all that shit out. You can't let the next person jump in and you got fucking grass and hay and dirt clogs and shit all in your car. You can't do that. And these apps, they don't understand as drivers, we take pride in this shit, man. You get in my car, I'm proud of this, man. I cleaned it. I bought it. I cleaned it. I'm paying for it. I'm working my ass off to keep it clean. I got fresh tires on it. They ain't bald and shit. I'm doing oil changes, the air. I'm doing everything I can to make sure this car is nice when I pull up. But yet they think service fees are only about Lyft and only about Uber. We do service. We service these vehicles. We deserve some service fee too, because I got to service these vehicles to make sure when I roll up, this shit's clean. And you impressed when you get in. Man, this shit smells nice in here. This is nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. What is that smell? That's my pet spray. I use fucking pet spray. What? And I tell them the whole pet spray story. And they go, I got to buy some of that. I'm like, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. What up, Duado? Back from Michigan, my man. Yeah, West Coast. Yeah. Ask them to stump their feet before they get in the car. And see, that's the thing, man. Especially out here, we don't get rain a lot. So everything out here is dust, complete dust. People will leave a party. You can walk anywhere. When you get in it's like you walking through just a dust storm all the time. So you get rocks, pebbles, dust, dirt, everything just completely lining the floor. That's why I got mats that I can wipe down because I had the cloth mats when I first got the Jeep. I saw how much dust because I would beat out the mats at the end of the night. Man, like I'm hitting the motherfucking chalkboard erases after school and shit. Just dust. My whole front yard would be dusty. All from just doing rideshare. And I'm beating my motherfucking mats. Dust all in my front yard. I'm like, damn. So that's why I got mats now that the dust stick to. And I just wipe it down with like a towel or whatever. Out here, everything's, man. So when you go places and you doing things, dude, every time I get out, I go look in the back seat. You see like 7 or 8 footprints, all fucking feet, because the person just keep moving their feet around the whole time back there. So it's like 7, 8 footprints all over the place. The mats ain't even black and nice looking no more. So when you ride up to the next person, you don't want them seeing that shit. You be like, damn, man, you must have been driving like a whole motherfucking army of motherfuckers, dude. They ain't number footprints back in this motherfucker. Babies and shit. It's like, well, ain't no motherfucking baby footprints back there. Yeah, it is. Showing up, motherfucker baby foot, a motherfucking wolf dog print foot right there. Like, what the fuck, man? But it's like, you got to clean all that shit out, man. You got to clean all that shit out. Duato said, how often do you change your air filter? Oh, I run a K&N on the internal cabin filter. I haven't swapped yet, but I need to. I need to swap the internal cabin filter. But my actual air filter for the car, like the air system, what up, King James? I run K&N. With K&N, you just spray it out. That's it. You spray it out. It's done. Throw that shit back in the car or whatever. Fun TV show. Thank you for the super chat. I've got a 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLA 350. You think I can do Lyft Lux and Uber Black? Well, I guarantee you can't do Lyft Lux with it because Lyft don't have Lux no more. But you got the GLA, so that's the actual SUV version. And if you got at least, I think 5 seats, maybe 5 or 6 seats, you can go up to the XL. You need at least what? I think you need 6 seats to do XL on Uber XL or something like that. You need a 6-seater, or is it 5? Because I know Forerunner Forever just went through that situation. They just went through that situation too. Oh, I need that Silver Fox. Then I need to give me some K&N cabin filters. But yeah, with that GLA, what you probably want to do is, yeah, you can still do Lyft Lux, but can you do Lyft? Is it Lyft like black? I'm thinking he can do probably if it's black or whatever, he could probably do, maybe black XL probably if he's got enough seats. Talk to me as stupid. Talk to me as stupid and say, hey, you can still do Lyft Lux. That's cool. Do that shit. Turn that motherfucker on the ride around. You just won't get any requests, but you can still do it. Call yourself a Lux driver. I don't know what to tell you. A lot of these drivers got a sense of humor. You just gotta understand, Fun TV show. A lot of these drivers in here are funny motherfuckers. That's why they make the money they make. They be making tips out there. They be cracking up passengers. These motherfuckers funny. So you got a 5-seater in a GLA. Okay, so if you got a 5-seater in a GLA, so that's what? 2 and you got driver, passenger. Then you got the 3 in the second row. So you don't have a third row or nothing like that. Ooh, that might be a problem. Yeah. You probably be able to do just like Uber Black. Definitely Uber Black. You just won't be doing XL maybe. You probably won't be able to do XL. But definitely, like I said, a lot of the 5-seaters out there, especially the Teslas and stuff like that, they do Uber Black. And you're going to make decent money with it. Real shit. You'll make decent money on Uber Black. Because a lot of people that want to show up at nightclubs, they want to go to dinner, they want to look nice, have something nice pull up in front of the house, they're going to get a Uber Black. That's what they're going to get. Especially leaving like wine parties, book parties, shit like that. They always request a black car. And like I said, I follow all the black SUVs. When I go places, I just follow. Anytime I see a group of black SUVs, I'm right behind their ass because they know where the money's at. They know where the money's at. Oh, hey, Jermaine, check this shit out. Jermaine said, Lux Paw Patrol, I've been working on a new design. I'm going to show you some shit. So I've been working on a new design, Jermaine, just because you said that shit. Check this shit out. See what that says? Wait a minute. Hey, so what I want to do is I want to have Paw Patrol on shirts like this. I'm going to put Paw Patrol on my shirt like it's a police badge and shit like that and put my name on it, man. Fucking Paw Patrol. That shit's funny as hell. I'm going to have Paw Patrol with Uber on it. Like, wait a minute. The Uber's falling off. Wait a minute. Oh, this is as funny as hell. So that's how it's gonna sort of look. It's kind of fucked up, but it's gonna kind of look like that. It's gonna say like Paw Patrol. Uber is gonna sit like this and put my name on the other side or whatever, and I'm gonna put something on the back of the shirt. I don't know, but I'm gonna put Paw Patrol on some shit. But that I had to make a small design first just to see what it would look like. So I'm gonna get it together. I'm working on something right now. Fucking Paw Patrol. We out there making that money, man. Man. Oh, Jax, what's good, brother? This is bro. Just watch your latest video where you made $300 in 3 hours. Hell of a job, bro. Thanks, brother. Hey, that's how we drive out there, man. I'm telling you, when it's time to get it, and it's funny because we're just talking about Paw Patrol right now. Yeah, the star should be a paw print. I like that idea. That's right. Let's do that. The star should be a paw print. No, but Jax, man, once you start using Paw Patrol, you start finding ways how to trap that surge and move around, trying to use two apps. Because a lot of times, if I get a surge on Lyft, and if I get a surge on Lyft, and I got some good money because I run two apps at once, and it's a good enough ride, I'll take it, but I'll keep the surge sitting on Uber and I'll drive. If I'm driving Uber and I got Lyft running, I keep the surge on Lyft as I'm driving around, and I'll make sure I don't take no rides on Lyft to keep my surge there. Excuse me. So there's a way you can kind of bounce back and forth between apps while keeping your surge and everything like that. It's a trick to it, man. Like I say, when I see the amount of money everybody's making when they're driving, oh, trust me, I believe it because I know how this shit can be done. When people are like, man, I made $1,000 in a day. If you do this shit the way it should be done in 10, 11 hours, you can make $1,000 in a day. I guarantee it's not going to, you don't have to work 10, 11 hours no more to make $300. You don't got to do that no more. Because there's ways you can go out there and you can do it like shorter, do it a whole lot quicker and really hit those hot spots. And don't waste your time dealing with, nature hikes is going to suck up 30, 40, 50 minutes of your time. And all you're getting is like $40. I was showing I can make, in 8 minutes, I can make $24. 6 minutes, 11 minutes, I can make $24 that quick. So if you just do that 4 times, if it takes me 8 minutes to make $24, 8 minutes, and you do it 4 times, and that's only 32 minutes. So you have the other 28 minutes in that hour to scout and find that good ride. So you've got 28 minutes to scout, find a good ride, and get it done. Just keep doing it. That's $100 an hour. You just keep doing it over and over again, just trying to find out, okay, if I can get something to be like, $18, $19, then get like a $5 tip. That's your $24 right there. Then you find something just $24 straight up. Hurry up, knock that out. But you've got to have your car available for rides like that by not taking the nature hikes that's sending you 30, 40 minutes out. You way out in the middle of nowhere. Now you got to start working your way back if they'll even send you back, or they might keep you out there because there's no drivers out there. And they saw me do that shit last week when everybody was making a ton of money. And like Juan Vargas, King James, everybody was making a ton of money, but I got nature hiked early on. I took a $50 ride and they never brought me back to the money until it was way, way later. So once you allow yourself to be pulled out of the money, you can't do $300 in like 3 hours. You got to stay in the money, brother. You got to stay. And it's hard. It's a discipline because you're going to be seeing some good shit like, oh man, $29. Ooh, $29 for 24 miles. Man, that's $29. I could do $29, 24 miles. Like, trust me, you can get $29 going like 5 or 6 miles. You don't need 24 miles to get it. You just got to be patient. Let that ride come to you. Because as soon as somebody be like, ding, you're going to have that surge, have that ride, that offer's going to pop up. And that's where you make that money at, man, right there. What Bobby say? Bobby said, my car still qualify for Lux Black. Man, this past weekend, I got so many Lux Black rides. No more Lux is good for the dudes that have black car. I made like 30 Lux Black trips this weekend. Yep. And that's what it is. Everybody wants the black cars now. Because and the way Lyft thinks about it is that if somebody's going to request a Lux, they'd rather it be a black car show up. Because there's a lot of different Lux cars showing up. Like we got the orange ones, the white ones, the silver ones, the blue ones. We got so many different Lux cars. They want to look professional. They want to look like, well, if somebody's paying this much money and this good of money, we want to have, a black car show up so we can be more like Uber. We want to have like an executive looking car show up. And that's the mantra they walking on. But this past Saturday showed them if they stick with that mantra, it's going to cost them a lot of money. Because they're going to have to put surge out there to get any rides done. They're banking on one tier. They put all their focus and all their energy on one tier, Lux. And they didn't like the way Lux was performing because of how we were doing. So what did they do? Let's remove Lux, and it's going to make the company better. They pulled Lux. They got their ass handed to them Saturday. I know they did because I sat there and watched it. I'm seeing everybody's money, $600, $700, $800 in a day, $1,000 in a day, all on Lyft. Because all of us went over to UberX to make money, and we just sat on Lyft, declining shit. We're like, we gonna feed y'all ass, man. I hope you motherfuckers brought your bibs. Time for some mashed potatoes. No, fuck that. We ain't had no. We was all steak that day. It was steak on Lyft all day. And I took a couple of Lyft rides here and there, but Lyft was trying to throttle me. Even though I had, I was on Lyft, they tried to throttle me down just to make sure I didn't get any rides. Because they knew, well, we need to make money off of somebody, make money off of this guy. Nope, I ain't the one. You ain't making no money off of me. Trust me. And I'm just declining anything that didn't look good. Decline. They move too slow. Cool. I'll take an UberX. As soon as I'm driving UberX, they want to try to send me a ride. Nope, you move too slow. Kick that ride out. Done with it. Yeah. Why was it surging like that? It was an event or something. Oh, well, it was surging because for one, it was Halloween weekend. It was the weekend before Halloween. So a lot of Halloween stuff was going on in Phoenix. Then they had the big party way up in Westworld, way up north up in Scottsdale. So that was a huge party. But on top of that, this was the first weekend with no Lux. This was the first weekend we had that didn't have any Lux, I believe. And so it was a test. It was a test weekend to see how would they do on a really good weekend. A lot of action going, a lot of activity going. Because the last time we had Lux, I think the Diamondbacks was playing the Phillies in Phoenix. The Diamondbacks was playing the Phillies in Phoenix the last time they had Lux. And everybody made really good money that night. It was like a crazy night. We all made a lot of good money. That whole week was great. Everybody was making money all week. Then they ended Lux. This was our first weekend with no Lux in Phoenix. And Lyft was probably thinking, oh man, we're going to make a ton of money, man. We're going to make a ton of money because all these drivers got to drive down now. They all got to drive down. We're going to be charging the customers what we normally charge them, but we ain't going to be paying out shit for nobody. Oh, this is going to be amazing. Soon as Lyft cranked up, everybody went to UberX. And Lyft is sitting there like, holy shit, we don't have that many drivers. Not all the Lux drivers on UberX making money. Then on top of that, the drivers that were sitting on there was declining rides like crazy, declining rides left and right. So only thing they could do was say, we've got to add surge. We've got to put surge on the map to get these drivers to come back over to Lyft. If we don't add surge, they're going to stay on UberX or they're going to stay declining these rides. We got to move these people before these people start paying another app to be moved. That's what happened. So Lyft got caught, man. They tried to predict what was going to happen if they remove Lux by saying we're going to force all the drivers to drive down, not thinking a lot of us had UberX on our phones anyways. So we all went over to UberX and we did that. And all of a sudden, all the Lyft drivers are sitting on Lyft going, dude, this is like a fucking buffet. We eating good over here because Lyft is throwing out all kind of ride bonuses left and right. Like, please don't leave this app. We need to move our customers. We got all our customers. People who pay for the Lyft programs every month, people who do this and do that every month. Man, Lyft got their ass handed to them. What Randy say, Jeff, will you try to get an Uber black car or Lyft black car? Probably not, man. And like I said, I live in Arizona. It's dusty as hell out here, man. It just, me and black, I would probably get a car wrapped at some point in my life. But yeah, I'm not hard up on black cars. You know, I own one black car my whole life, one. And that was when I lived in Vegas. And I stayed wiping that car down all the time. It was a big old Mercedes S420. I wiped that car down like 10 times a day. It's like, I'll never buy another black car again. Ever since then, all my cars have been like silver, goldish colored, something. Then I started getting the orange cars. The orange cars are okay, but they still kind of get a little dusty, but shit. What up, Melody? My Melody out in Vegas. What's good with you, lady? What's up? She's out there in Vegas driving that XL right now. Man, says Jeff's gonna keep doing what Jeff does. That's right. Talk to me, man. I just keep doing it, man, every day. Say Jeff will make money even if Lyft changed the Lyft bike. I'm gonna figure a way out. I will figure a way out. I'll be like, maybe if I get some small ass roller skate tires and put them on my bike, I can minimize my miles. This motherfucker riding a 10-speed with roller skate wheels on it. I'm pedaling fast as a motherfucker. I'm like, the wheels don't turn that fast. I gotta keep it up. Shit. Like, we're gonna try to get it. Oh, yeah. Lyft also messed up this weekend by having offers that you had to do 90 rides to make any money. Yep. And nobody was doing that shit. 90 rides? I'm like, that's 30 rides a day. Nobody's trying to do 30 rides a day. They were trying to force a hand. They really thought they could predict what drivers would do because they thought, man, all these people are going to have to drive down. They got to drive down. Like, nope. A lot of us have delivery on our apps. We got Instacart. We got Spark. We got DoorDash. We got so many apps we can use. So for Lyft to pull a tier on a bunch of drivers, we was like, cool. If that's your chess play, that's your chess move. That's the move you want to make. Because once you take your hand off the piece, that the move is made. You got to keep your hand on the piece. Lyft, they moved Lux and they took their hand off the piece. They got their ass handed to them on Saturday. We was like, we got something for y'all ass. We got something for y'all ass. Man. Yep. What Indy says, when you hire a D-head from Amazon to lead a rideshare company, you have to expect failure, especially when this strategy is all about putting the passengers first. Can't do that without drivers. That's what I always say, Andy. Drivers, we're the revenue generators. We're the revenue generators because you can get on this app and you can request rides all day long. Money does not change hands. The only time money changes hands is when a driver accepts that ride. We accept it when it's good enough for us. And a lot of people, they pay for these Lyft programs, like so much a month to be on Lyft, so much a month. So they paying for a subscription, which is cool. So that they getting that little money trickling in. But if you want the money from the night, you got riders have Uber and riders have Lyft. Riders got Hum, riders got We Rides. It's so many different rideshare apps out there. So for Lyft to be so arrogant to say, we're not going to worry about our drivers, we're more worried about passengers, you're going to lose your passengers because you're not worried about your drivers. You're putting the cart before the horse. We have the vehicles. So if we've got the vehicles that can move shit and you're not worried about the people in the cars that are moving the shit, then the shit ain't going to move. Think about it. We're the ones turning the keys and shit. These apps are just apps. That's all they are. They're nothing. What up, Logan, my man? What Logan say? 2 weeks later, back on the road, punk ass fuse under the carpet on passenger side. I was doing Uber Eats in my 91 drop Mustang. Nuh-uh. You was not doing Uber Eats in the 91 drop top Mustang. No, you would. Hey, you out doing, that's delivery classic right there, baby. That's delivery classic. Shit, that's my man Logan Block right there. Like I tell everybody on Logan Block's page, that's how I found out about those QR codes that hang in my back seat. I checked out his shit. I was like, yep, I'm getting that for my car. So it's been hanging back there, man. Like I said, I ain't started really pushing it yet because I finally figured out how to get it to stay there without swinging all around and shit because it was all killing me. So now I'm going to start pushing it real heavy now. Yep. You said the cart before the horse. Say it out loud. Man, he'll pedal harder to save the battery. That's funny shit, Bobby. You know, man. Yeah, but like I said, these apps, they're not looking at drivers as being the key component in getting this shit done. It's like having mail delivery people, and people are sending, like, I can send mail all I want. I can go to the post office, drop off mail, do whatever I want. But if you don't got people driving the mail trucks, how are you going to get the mail to them? I'm like, you have to have mailmen and mailwomen. You have to have people delivering this shit. Just like with rideshare, we're the main component in rideshare because how are people going to get rides? They don't get the app to play a video game. They're not trying to play no video game with you. These motherfuckers putting out $80 for a ride, $80 for a ride to leave the game. Driver getting $22. Decline. Because we know how much they paying to leave the game. We're not stupid. We know how much they paying to leave the game. And you're going to give us $22 for like 19 miles? Decline. You're getting $50 or you're getting $80. So if you're getting $80, slide us 50, 55. I mean, you can keep $25, slide us 50, 55 bucks, but that's not how the apps think. The apps are greedy. They're very greedy. And they go, somebody out there is desperate enough to take this ride. Somebody is. Because they can see all the ARs across the whole system. They know who's out there. They see what the average AR is. They know what all the AR in certain regions are on average. So they can say, if the average AR in our region is 72%, 72% is our average. That means we have a 3 out of 4 chance of getting this ride done. We have a 3 out of 4 chance of getting this ride done. But we've got to make sure we get this ride out to high AR people. So they start putting out all the rides. They put out all the nature hikes. They send out nature hikes. All the high and the high AR people are shooting out there. They're taking them. Now, when all the high AR people are gone, the apps have made their big chunk of money for the night already because those were all the high profit rides for the app. They were all high profit for the app. Now they're going to start trying to send nature hikes, the other high profit rides, to the lower AR drivers. And we're saying, nope, we're not doing it. So we're not taking them. So they start saying, okay, well, at least let's work down the list a little bit and start with the lower profit rides to see if we can get these riders to take those. And that's what the ones we start focusing on. So the apps, they know exactly how to work that algorithm when it comes to AR. And I'm not going to sit up there and take nature hikes just to say, well, I just got to stay busy, man. I got to stay busy. I can't just sit here. Nope. Shit. I ain't got to, man, let's go. It's like, I'll sit here. I'll drive home, fucking call it a day. I'm done for the day. I'm just going to go home, feed my dogs and shit dog biscuits because I'm done for the day. Because if they're not spending money on keeping us out on the road, there's no reason for us to be out there. Because I'm not going to be cruising around damaging my shit just because they want to get somebody from point A to point B. If you charge them $80, give me a fair price and I'll take them. And that's how we are with being contract. We're negotiators. We negotiate. And a lot of people out there, they, like I said, they're still trapped in that employee mindset. They're entrapped in there. And they go, well, we could just like do this and keep my AR high. And I'm going to go to 7-Eleven and they only give me a fucking hot dog with some relish on it and shit for free. I don't even have to pay for it. Man, I ain't trying to eat no motherfucking hot dogs while I drive around in my car. You got relish stains all over your shirt and shit, riding around. Motherfuckers then you're like, dude, Why do you got shit all like your shirt? Well, my AR is so high. I eat all these free hot dogs all night long while I'm picking you motherfuckers up. So I get free hot dogs all night. Like, man, fuck them hot dogs. I'm trying to get this money. Exactly. Hot dog and a crusty dusty. I ain't worried about them hot dogs. And there's too many people on that shit. Too many people are on that shit. And I'm like, if we can get enough people, if we can get the average AR to drop, just get it. Instead of the average AR being up in the 70s, get that shit down to like the 40s or 50s. That means there's less of a chance for a rider to get a ride at these current rates. If the average AR is around 40%, 50%, because everybody's AR is dropping, it's less of a chance for these motherfuckers to get a ride, which means they're going to have to bring the price point up. They bring the price point up, guess what? Everybody's going to eat better now. Now the low AR people are going to start accepting more rides, and they're going to balance out that AR. The AR might equal up to be around about in the 67% area on average for everybody. Because right now, I think it's high. I think it's about 70%, over 70% is the average AR right now. Because we got a lot of people at 1%, a lot of people at, 2, 3, 4, 15%, 23%, 30%. I think the average is up in the 70s. And that means there's way too many drivers on this platform with high ARs keeping our rates from going up. Our rates can go up, but them ARs got to come down. That's the only way it's going to work. When Logan Block said, I'm just going and cook because I ain't eat how I wanted to eat. Hey, you heard that shit on the video. Hey, I be doing that shit. King James. Yeah, Logan, man, I'll be on that shit, man. I'm like, man, I'm just going to go home and eat because I ain't even eat how I really wanted to eat anyways. Man, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So just say no to 50-cent hot dogs and 15-cent root beer floats. No. You have a good night. I'm headed out. 2 a.m. about to hit the bed. All right, Jermaine. Hey, go get it, brother. Go get it, brother. So luckily us low AR people, we balance the ass by declining crap. Real shit, real shit. Like ABC says, you're speculating. Shit, I think you speculating the moment you wake the fuck up and think you're going to have a good day. You're speculating. It could be a fucked up day. Oh, I'm going to have a great day. You're speculating. I'm like, motherfucker, your day might be fucked up. You speculating. I'm going to make some good money today. Yeah, you're speculating. You're going to be broke. Shit, I was speculating last night. I went the fuck out last night to that damn World Series shit, and I came on with 2 goose eggs on both. I was speculating like a motherfucker when I left. Man, I'm going to go down here and get this fucking money. That's what you should have said to me last night, ABC Low. Jeff, you speculating. You ain't making no money down there, motherfucker. You speculating. Because you would have been right. I went down there. I ain't make shit. I came right back. I was like, I'm done, man. I'm out. That shit killed me, man. Yep. I had to come back. I had to go. I had high hopes when I left. High hopes when I left. Shit, I need to make a motherfucking t-shirt say that shit. I'm just speculating. You participating, you hating, or you speculating? One of the two, motherfucker. What you do? I'm speculating today. I'm just hoping shit goes right. Man, we want steak, not no lumpy mashed potatoes. God damn it, hell yeah. Hey, man, keep it 100 an hour. Man, I try, brother. I be trying. Hey, when I leave the house, that's what I do, man. I always have high hopes when I leave the house that, hey, either I'm going to go Tempe or I'm going to go downtown, where I'm going to go. And I start from there. Because if I go downtown, the good thing about downtown Phoenix is this, and I tell all drivers who haven't drove before, if you want to know, downtown is always a good place to start because a lot of people come downtown Phoenix, one of the cleanest downtowns I've ever seen. So they go downtown, they party, they eat, they, hotels, clubs, all kind of shit, and they radiate from there. So you can pick up somebody from downtown, lives in Peoria, lives up on Camelback, lives in Scottsdale, lives down in Chandler, Gilbert, South Phoenix. So it's a good point to radiate from. If you go to Tempe, you're mainly going to do a bunch of Tempe rides. This is what it is. If you go to Tempe, we'll be doing a bunch of ASU rides, college rides, small rides, hay and dirt and shit in your car. You're going to have that in Tempe. So just be ready for it. Now you go downtown, you get to radiate and you can go out so you can start learning the areas. You can go up to 51, you can go up to 17, and you can start making a little money because they always have surge right off of 17 and Greenfield or something like that. 17 and Union Hills, Bell Road. There's always surge up there because there ain't nobody up there. So if you hey, I just want to go up there and work that area. Because one night I worked Bell Road when I took the dude from Tempe all the way up to 17, and I stayed up there and I was just going back and forth. That's when I picked up Brittany that night. That girl Brittany, I picked her up and I was like, oh shit, this is Brittany. That's when I went up to 17 and I worked that area all night, just up and down Union Hills and Bell Road, because there don't be nobody up there. So you can make good money if you go north, you take the 17 up and you just keep working back and forth. You just got to make sure you go early enough to where you can start making money. Then once the bars and shit start closing around 2, Then you can start wrapping that money up and trying to work your way back down. But yeah, like I said, it's this market out here is it's diverse. It's a very diverse market, but you can get caught up in some shit real quick. If you end up in like Sun City, way up in the northwest part of town, like I said, you can get caught up. I've been up there before. The only good thing is they got a hospital sitting up there. So the hospital way up in Sun City, because there's a lot of senior citizens in Sun City, because that's where all the senior citizens retire and shit. But there's a hospital up there. So the seniors are going to and from the hospital all night long. Nurses, they're going to and from the hospital all night long. So that means you're going to have a bunch of traffic of people going on shift, getting off shift, going on shift, getting off shift. Doctors, nurses, estheticians. You're going to get all these fucking people, whatever they call them. Not estheticians. Estheticians do what? I don't know what the fuck they do. But they sitting up there, they doing all this crazy shit, and you just leaving the hospital. That's what I did one night. All night, I just kept going to the hospital, just going to the emergency, picking up people, leaving. And it wasn't even like patients. It was like people that work there, people that like in the kitchen, or people that work, the services and shit from the hospital. So that's the only good thing about Sun City. You might catch a good run where you're one of the only drivers in the area, and you just stand up at the hospital, just keep doing runs like to the apartment complexes, hospital, to a house, to the hospital. Just keep doing that shit back and forth. But that's one thing, man. I love Phoenix because of the diverse market, and it's all based on your energy, man. It's based on your energy. Now I'm stuck driving around these sog ass tacos and the Mexican pizza. Yeah, I remember they used to make Mexican pizzas back in the day with the fucking olives and shit on it. They don't make them no more, I don't think, man. I love the Mexican pizzas. I was a kid tearing them motherfuckers up. Little crispy ass Mexican pizza. Let's do it. Yeah, I was mad as hell, Jax. I was mad, man. I was pissed off because I shouldn't have took that order. But that's me not having a discipline. And like I said, I slip every 2-3 fucking days I slip up because I be speculating like a motherfucker. I be out there speculating, thinking I'm going to do this real quick, and it's going to hopefully drop me off here, and I'm going to do this. Shit never works. And every time I try something, I always, like every once in a while I try something tricky, and I'm like the one night I had the Lux ride. So I'm on a Lux ride leaving a concert way out there in Avondale, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to swing and pick up this $24 surge on Lyft, on Uber. So I put it on Uber Pet. I ended up getting 17 instead of 24. That worked out, because it was currently going in that direction anyway. Sometimes I'll do some shit like that and it'll work. I'm like, cool, that worked. So as long as I'm running Uber Pet and I'm on a Lux and I'm going in the right direction, I could do this. Cool, perfect, no problem. But then when I do some shit like that Uber Eats shit I did, yeah, it don't work out all the time. Man, William said, hey, man, this holiday sucks. Going home. Yeah, man, it's the middle of the week. It's Tuesday. Ain't nobody drinking and getting up and going tomorrow. Nobody's going to Halloween parties all night. Nobody's going to Halloween parties all night to get up and have to go to work on a Wednesday. I'm telling you, they partied last weekend. Everybody kicked it last weekend. Costume parties everywhere. They might have another one this weekend. But in Phoenix, we got First Fridays. Downtown is First Fridays. Okay, esthetician, skincare facial. Yep, that's it. All right. So First Fridays is going to be downtown Phoenix. And what I tell everybody is make sure, short rides. Think about short rides. Let the nature hikes build up. Let them get that money up, because they've been adjusting fares for a while now. They've got to adjust the fares up. Once they adjust the fares up, then we'll start back doing nature hikes. But it ain't no reason to do them right now because the fares are too low. Only reason why people doing them is to keep their AR up. They can't tell me they're doing them because they're profitable, or they doing them to get home. Oh man, I live up that way. This is my ride home. I'm out of here. Y'all, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna take this ride. Cool. But nobody's doing that shit just to do it, because you end up in places where there's no ride. Way up north, Happy Valley, Deer Valley, Pima Road, Carefree, and there's no rides up there. So you're pretty much stuck. Whatever you made is all you making, and your night's done. Uber Pet paying $6 a mile. Shit, I wish. Talk to me, says Uber Pet Master. Yep. She looking like Master Splinter and shit, riding around with a rat suit on. I'm Uber Pet. It's a giant rat just picked me up. Motherfucker, this is Master Splinter. I'm Uber Pet. I'm gonna get that shit, man. Yeah. Yo, no upfront pricing here in Portland. How do I select profitable rides? Woo, man. I would say for profitable rides, for one thing I would do is stay in a convention type area. Like, I don't know how Portland is set up, but I know y'all got a lot of games there, because you got the Trailblazers. Then you probably got, people go to Oregon all the time because of like business functions and stuff like that. That's where your money's going to be at. That's where your money's going to be, because those people are paying. And In Portland, I think people do better with like bigger cars like XLs and shit like that. I've been to Oregon before. It's a lot of people that do stuff in groups up there, like 5, 6 people at a time, especially with corporate people. You don't see a lot of single, double people doing shit in corporate. It's always groups. So XL in Portland, you're gonna be making some good money up there. You're gonna make some good money, especially when the weather's kind of bad. Oh man, easy, easy. No upfront pricing and all. We can't see it all. It's funny. Man, yeah, I remember the times we had that, man. Everybody who's on rideshare now, who's been on it for a while, I remember when we had no upfront pricing, and all we had was the rate card. So we used to try to like make sure the time was there. So because we got paid per minute, so we make sure it was enough traffic that was going to pay us. Like I hated highway, and I love being on the street because on the street you get paid a lot more for traffic, especially if it's a Lux. If it's a Lux and you doing streets, oh, you finna make some bank, because they were paying you per minute. So you're like, dude, I'll just take my fucking time. You get there, man, every Lux, $2, $3 a mile, no matter what. Every Lux was $2, $3 a mile because we got paid per minute, because we got the mile and then we got the minutes. So it was naturally, if you went a mile, you was already going to make like $2 no matter what, because they were paying you for minutes and for that mile. And it's going to take you a couple of minutes to go that mile anyways. So every time, like, let's say you was going like, let's say 12 miles, so you taking streets, minimum you're going to get is $24, minimum. You might fuck around and get 30 because the time just took too long. You getting $30, $32 for a 14-mile ride on Lux. That's how it was back then. That's why we used to love Lux back then. Once they changed the upfront pricing for Lux, man, we was getting $1.50 a mile, $1.75 a mile. It was crazy shit. I was like, no. Little Mermaid theory. You want to be where the people are. That's some funny shit. Little Mermaid did say that shit. I want to be where the people are. She just want to be a human. That's all. Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. Issues were no pay for pickup and not knowing where we're going. That was it. And that's the only thing I didn't like. When they had like a long distance pickup or something like that, Uber would pay long distance pickup. Lyft wouldn't pay long distance pickup. And then a lot of time on Lyft, they would switch your rider. You drive 4 or 5 miles and they switch your rider 6 miles this way now. So now it literally took you 10 miles to get to somebody. Because at first you was like, oh man, this is going to take me like 6, 7 miles to get to them. Cool, no problem. But now you just drove 10. You went an extra 3 miles because they switch your rider. And it's like, dude, this is fucked up. So you be mad as hell. And then you get there. And like I said, you hope that the ride was going to be like, in traffic a little bit so you can kind of make up the stagger that money or whatever. Because I would love sitting in traffic. I pick up Lux people, be like, dude, I'll do Scottsdale rides all day when I did Lux. And that's when I had the Jeep. I mean, yeah, when I had the Jeep, I would do Scottsdale rides. So I learned how to do the areas up there before all the construction was going. Got the Beamer. Now they had all the shit was closed, so you couldn't get through. Man, Lux rides, each Lux ride, like let's say you going 3 miles. You picking up somebody at an apartment, taking them 3 miles to like the club scene. You getting like $15 because of the traffic. Everything was like $6 a mile, $5 a mile because of the traffic. You got paid time and mileage. Yep, Lux party is over. It's over. And so the rate card is what a lot of people enjoyed because we had both increments sitting in front of us. We had actual time. We had actual miles. Now with the upfront, everything's estimated. That's it. They say, but they don't look at traffic because some areas you go to in Phoenix is a whole lot of traffic. You may not make a lot of money because it's too much traffic. So he's like, damn, but with the rate cards, you would make a lot of money because it's too much traffic. That's what, and day drivers with Lux, day drivers would make a killing with Lux, make a killing because there ain't nothing but traffic in the daytime. So you're making a ton of money. But it's like now, man, them estimated fares and shit on these rides, nobody wants them. Nobody wants them. That's why all of our ARs tanked. I mean, we were all sitting up 80s and 90% back then. Now everything's like, oh, big boy, no problem, brother. No problem, brother. As we do around here, man, we try to talk things out and we try to have conversations to at least if the conversation is out there, any driver in the area or anybody else can like kind of jump in, like Silver Fox could jump in, Melvin could jump in, Rasha Lisa can jump in. Anybody can help out with the conversation because there's if we've been through something that you're currently going through, we might have like, an idea of how to kind of get over it or whatever. But many of us right now, we're still kind of learning up front and the trickery with it. Like we're still declining a lot of rides right now. Like I said, I went last night, World Series, man. I got to drop this World Series video. I'm going to add it to either tonight's video too. because it's real short. It's on like 15, 20 minutes. And I got to kind of get it out there so you guys can really get a feel for what I was doing. But I went to the World Series last night to go do some riding. There's no way possible these were World Series prices. No way possible. No, I'm like, imagine going to the Super Bowl, going to like FIFA Cup, going to the NHL Stanley Cup finals and all this shit. You're going to get some good money. This is the baseball World Series. These motherfuckers was acting like it was like the Barnes & Noble's fucking book signing club and shit. I was like, these fares ain't even right. This is not World Series pricing. This is like Barnes & Noble's fucking pricing. I'm not driving. That's why I came home. I couldn't do it no more, man. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sit there no more. And I was sitting in the same spot I was sitting with King James. All they were doing sending me nature hikes. And weren't none of them even $1 a mile. This was not World Series pricing. Lyft was screwing with me. Uber wasn't sending me nothing because they had no search. Uber didn't even have surge. They had nothing on the map. Uber had nothing on the map. And I was like, either the weekend kicked the shit out of them and they just don't want to pay nobody now or something went on. But I was like, I just came home last night. I went out, drove downtown. I was like, you know what? Let the windows down, let the sunroof back. I was playing me some music and shit, just kind of cruises like, whatever, man. This is one of them nights. I'm cool. But I'm not going to sit there and take some forced rides just so I can make money. Taking a forced ride and ruin my car in the process, be way the hell up, to 17, get a flat tire or anything like that. And I got to pay for a tow truck when I knew I shouldn't have been out. Follow your gut instinct. You got to follow your energy, follow your gut instinct. If you ain't feeling it, don't do it. Don't do it. Because every time you force something, you're going to force it. And that's when you get fucked up in rideshare. It's the force. You be like, you know what? Let the force not be with you this time, motherfucker. I know that on the Empire Strikes Back, like, may the force be with you. And rideshare, don't let the force be with you. Don't force that shit. Wait, D-backs trying to come back. Three home run, 11-5, bottom of the eighth. 11-5. Ooh. What time is 7:50? Okay, bottom of the eighth. All right, I got a whole nother inning to go. Bet. Hey, this live has been going for a while. Mr. Mel, someone needs to kick Brittany out of control. Get her ass off the controls. Matt came in. He pulled, 130, 3 hours today, around 2 to 5. Good. And that's crazy, man, because it was a lot of traffic today. I had to go to the post office today. Dude, I was on Southern. Jesus Christ, man. It was like flatbed trucks was on Southern. I'm talking about like the big-ass 18-wheeler semis going down Southern. It was so much traffic today, but they're working on the 10. So they're working on the 10, the freeway, and they're working on, so they got everybody coming down 143 because they can't take a 10. They're doing too much shit. So you've got some of the biggest vehicles on the planet coming through my neighborhood right now. I mean, this motherfucking excavators and shit driving down the street. And I'm like, you can't go nowhere around here. You're stuck. I went to the post office. I was going to go to Walmart because I was like, well, I ran out of ice cream. I said, I'm going to go buy me some ice cream. I ran out of ice cream. So I went to the post office. And as soon as I was coming out of the post office, I saw all the traffic. I didn't even go get the ice cream. It was way too much. I just came home. I ain't got no ice cream. I'll be out there buying them little fucking, $2 fucking big ass half gallons of ice cream and shit. I'd rather do that. Because I'm like, I'm not trying to go to Cold Stone right now because my money's not where it should be. So I cut my Cold Stone expense out. I don't eat that no more. So now I'm buying ice cream from the grocery store. It was way too crazy out there today. I said, fuck that shit, nope. 17 for 6 hours. Yeah, exactly. Not one ride on Premier. Yeah, it's been crazy. 0 in 8 hours. What? Man, that's crazy. I haven't done shit today. All bullshit. Yep, that's it, KK. Same here. I know how Lyft and Uber operates in the daytime, and I'm in a high traffic area. I'm not about to be driving around for like 70 cents a mile, 50 cents a mile, $1 a mile. In this level of traffic, I would never get to the people. Nope, I would never get there. Silver Fox said, my engine just blew up. Now, I wish, man. That shit will happen. Like, man, I'll be pissed the fuck off. I'm like sitting there trying to stockpile and get to the point where I can afford a new engine and everything. And all of a sudden my engine blows up and I'm not even there yet. What the fuck are you doing? I'm not there yet. Come on, car. Just hold on a little bit longer. Hey, what For the Republic came through, said, for serious question. Based on their crucifixion, what are the chances that they bring Lux back? And if so, how long? I've been driving 45 days and I made a killing on Lux. For the Republic, you know what? I think we got to do this shit another 3-4 weeks of this, man. Another 3-4 weeks of showing them. Lux is coming back February the 30th. I hope so. No, it's only 28 days. You fucking mother. Talk to me. Quit fuck with me today, man. Don't fuck with me today. I know math. I don't deal with dates and shit like that. I know math. Don't fuck with me about calendar dates. I don't even know what today is. I'll be like, what's the day? Tuesday? Monday? What's the day? 30th? 27th? What's it? Motherfucker said, hell, February the 30th. I'm like, yeah, probably around February the 30th. Let's put that shit out. Yeah. I'm like, wait a fucking minute. There ain't no 30 motherfucking days in February. Quit fucking with people all the time, man. You fucking around, have you make a video on that shit. Oh, yeah, February the 30th, you know, Lux might be coming back. Motherfuckers like, dude, did you hear what you just fucking said? You said February the 30th. I'm like, yeah, so it's next year. I'm like, no, motherfucker, it's 30 days. Oh, man, that motherfucker talked to me. I can't stand that mother. Exactly. Jeff, people ran out of milk. They don't eat, they run ice cream. Yeah, exactly. Say, Jeff, people ran out of milk. They don't run ice cream, man. I ran out of ice cream. I'm all out of ice cream, goddamn it. Man, I'll tell you, KK, hey, he be fucking with people too much. He'll have your ass walking around saying some shit like, oh, yeah, man, I got this party coming up. You know, February the 30th, I got all these private rides coming up. This guy said I'm going to make $2,000 that day, man. I got it on my calendar, February the 30th. I can't wait. Motherfucker be at home laughing like a motherfucker. Motherfucker go February 28th. This goes March the 1st. Wait a minute, man. I missed all my appointments. I was supposed to have all them appointments on fucking February the 30th. That shit's March the 1st. Damn, I missed all them. I must have overslept. It's like this motherfucker have your ass shook. Talk to me, have your life all fucked up. You be calling the customer fucking, I'm so sorry I missed your appointments. I don't know what happened. You know, it was February the 28th. Next, you know, it's like, you know, it's fucking March. And I'm like, I'm sorry I missed your appointments. They're like, dude, we was fucking with you, man. We're this is talk to me, man. I'm fucking with you, dog. It's no February, man. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Wait till I see. Hang the phone up on his motherfucking ass bed. Don't do people like that. That's fucked up. Because we talk numbers over here. We talk math. We talk money, man. We don't fuck with dates like that. We don't do that shit. You fuck around, have everybody walking around thinking they got reservations on February the 30th. Because you know we be happy as a motherfucker too. Woo, man, February the 30th gonna be booming for me, goddammit. Fuck you, motherfuckers. I'm not driving the apps. I got all privates on February the 30th. All private rides. Like shit, man. Motherfucker can't get. I slept for 3 days. Motherfucker woke up. It's March the 1st. I slept for 3 days. What? Motherfucker be panicking like a motherfucker. I slept for 3 days. You be checking on the dogs and shit. Y'all motherfuckers got water. Your ass start making phone calls and everything. You be fucking, nobody checked on me. I slept for 3 days straight. What the fuck? Motherfucker, shit would jump right over February the 30th. Man. That shit's funny as hell. That shit's funny. It's Neverary the 1st. Yeah, exactly. Neverary the 1st. Damn, Silver Fox, you lying, man. What happened? The engine has a hole in the block. What did it throw a rod or something like that? What the hell just happened, man? What just happened? What the hell? Vision 1. Oh, look at it. You met the word tonight. 10 trash rides for 15 minutes in a row and finally got a home run. $34, 8 miles. Bam. There you go. That's like, don't give up, man, because they looking for you to give up. They looking for you to give up. Because like I said, some people be in my videos, man, especially a couple of my, they be like, oh, man, I don't believe you sat there for 10 fucking minutes. I'm like, yeah, I could have took a ride, you know, but then I would have probably had like, you know, $19 for 19 miles. But yet, if I'd have waited 5 more minutes, look at that, $34 for 8 miles. $34 for 8 miles. Man. Damn, Silver Fox. Damn. Oil everywhere. Yeah, I know how that shit is, man. I remember I blew a fucking engine in the old ass fucking Cadillac. I had the 4.1 engine in my Cadillac. The 4.1 did the same shit. It threw a rod through the bottom and it went through the pan and everything, man. Fuck, man. I'm sorry to hear that shit, man. Sorry to hear that shit. Man. Well, if you don't have no, I would probably check either, first thing I would do is check a salvage yard in the area, because a lot of times the salvage yards in the area, they'll sell you an engine per cylinder. So they'll sell 4-cylinder like about half price of a 8-cylinder or 6-cylinder right in the middle, shit like that. Because I've done that before. And it might be cheaper just to go that route, man. Man, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, Silver Fox. Wow. And that's the shit we talk about all the time, man. Like I said, they don't understand how we run these cars, dude. We run them. We run them. We said, would you ever trade your Beamer for an Audi Black Electric? Nope. Nope. The Beamer's not going anywhere. The Beamer's here for eternity. One of my kids will probably end up with this fucking car, man. By the time I finish with it, I'm gonna have like 800,000 miles on that shit, man. Yeah, JDM engine is what's gonna happen. Yeah, exactly. It's them little small Japanese engines, man. They do that shit. They high compression. They fucking pushing. They pushing a lot of compression. Man, Vision One, appreciate that, brother. He said, appreciate what you do for the community. Hey, we all out here giving each other faith, man. We give each other faith in that, this method might work. This method might work. It's going to take some patience and some discipline and just knowing the money's going to be there and that the algorithm is getting all the suckers out the way first. Because anybody's going to take all the sucker bets up front and the algorithm is going to make the app the money. And the app is sitting there like, yeah, okay, we made this much money. We made this much money. All right, now we can start releasing the other rides, release the next tier of rides that we can move these people now. So, and I'm like you, I'll sit for 15 minutes. I'll walk around the car, hang out, chill, wipe my shit down. I'm not taking no shit ride because the good one is going to come eventually. It's going to come. You just got to give it time, the algorithm time to get rid of all the other rides. And once it get rid of the other rides, it just made the margin it's looking for. It'll start sending out the rides we look for. We just gotta, we're the late group. We gotta sit there. We're the short bus. We're late. We sit on the back end. And like I said, and once the rides start coming through, then you like, perfect. All that waiting made sense. Because you $34 for 8 miles, it's probably gonna take you 15 minutes. So you're gonna do 15 minutes. You're gonna make $34 in about 15 minutes. If you could do that 4 times an hour, you almost at $160 an hour. Damn near $160 an hour. So if you're running around about $140, $160 an hour, if you can keep getting those rides back to back, which is going to be hard to do. But Saturday, people's doing that shit like fucking crazy last Saturday. People's running $120 an hour and shit like that. Yeah, it don't happen like that in all markets. That's what I'm saying. And it don't even happen like that all the time. Saturday was a fluke, man. Saturday was killing that. And sometimes we've had those days. We had it for like waste management during events. We've had it for, like a rent 2 weeks ago. It was a Saturday where we all had a really good Saturday like that. But like I said, I went out last night, World Series, Phoenix. I live like maybe 10 minutes from where the World Series is happening right now. I came home with 2 fucking goose eggs on my apps. I made nothing. World Series. So you can't tell me, oh man, it's the market. No, it's these apps be fucking with people, man. They be fucking with people. Because I'm like, how am I in a good market? Theoretically, I'm in a really good market right now. World Series right down the street from my house, pretty much. I just jump on the 10. I'm pulling up this and that. And I came home with nothing. So it's like these apps will do it to any of us, man. They'll do it. And down in Naples, those drivers are accepting way too many rides. But you also got to remember, in cities like ours, we got Naples, we got Arizona, we got New York. We also have a high immigrant population. And we've got to teach the Beyonce concert was shit too. We've got to teach our immigrant population that they're located in America right now. That it costs money to live in America. And I say that shit all the time. It costs money to live in America. They're allowing the immigrants to come over here, making the immigrants think, hey man, over where you were making like $50 a day. That was what you were making over there, $50 a day. You can work on the apps for us 12 hours a day and we'll pay you $200. And they're like, oh, that's amazing. I can make 4 times as much as I was making back in Brazil or Venezuela. I can make 4 times as much. But it's like, no, even working that much in a country like America is not good for you. And they're tricking these people. They're tricking all these. And we got to teach these people, dude, you got to fight for this shit. This is America. You got to fight to be more American over here. Don't act like an immigrant when you're in America. You don't have to act like an immigrant. You can say, I'm on American soil, so I got to pay American rent. I got to shop at American grocery stores. I got to pay American interest rates. I got to buy American cars. So I need to make money like an American. I can't make money like a Venezuelan and think, oh, well, since you're giving me this much. No. You can't make money like, somebody from Germany, wherever they come from overseas, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, India, Germany, shit like that. You can't do that in America. You have to live the American lifestyle in America, which means you need that American income. Which means we got to stop letting corporations take take advantage of immigrants. We see what these corporations are doing. We ain't stupid. Ain't nobody stupid. When people say, hey, man, the immigrants over here to take your jobs, they're going to take y'all jobs. No, the corporations are trying to phase out Americans. It ain't the immigrants ain't over to take our jobs, because I guarantee if these immigrants over here got paid the same amounts we got paid, and they said we're not taking no less than what that American guy right there would take for the same job, then the corporation would be like, well, we ain't got no use for you then. If you're going to take, then I just might as well use an American. Why am I using you? Because we know what the corporations are doing. They're playing these immigrants like they don't know what's up. We got to treat these people like humans of this planet, like our brothers and sisters and shit. Be like, don't come to our country and allow yourself to be played. Know your value in our country. Know it. This is not where you're from. Don't let these people give you no $15 an hour for some shit we should be getting $40 an hour for. Ask them for what's fair. Ask them for what's right. Don't be like, well, you should be grateful just to have a job. No, you shouldn't be. Don't allow motherfuckers to play you like that. Don't. And I'm one of those people that I'll walk up to anybody and talk to, say, hey, man, you deserve, when people come and do my palm trees or something like that, they always trying to lowball me, always trying to fucking lowball me. I always give them almost twice of what they fucking ask for. If they come up with a good amount, hey, here's the good amount. But don't come up here and lowball me, because America don't treat people like that for real. Corporations treat people like that. As Americans, we don't treat each other like shit like that. If you come in and you say, hey, man, I'll wash your car for you for $25, and you're an American, cool. But I'm not going to let an immigrant come and say, hey, I'll do it for $5. No. It's like, it's not worth $5. It's worth more than $5. And I don't know, people say, well, you're going to say, I'm not a corporation. Don't play yourself like that. And people get into this employee mindset, into this corporate mindset to where they got to sell themselves short just to be accepted or tolerated. Don't sell yourself short in America. Come to America, have a great time, but be ready to live like American. Because if I go overseas to Manila, or I go to Philippines or Guam, any country over there where my dollars are worth a lot more, I'm not going to go over there and act, and I'm not going to let them charge me like I'm an American over there. And they do that shit. You go to a place like Mexico, they try to take advantage of Americans. They say, hey, this dude's American. He don't know how much pesos really cost. Tell that dude that's worth $15. And if you don't go over there with a Mexican person and they take advantage of you, you're going to pay $15 for some shit you could have got for $2. But you don't know better because you're in Mexico. He's like, dude, I just paid $15 for this. It's like, what? You idiot. That's a $2 fucking thing right there. What are you doing? It's $2 all over Mexico. That's $2. And they charge you, well, because they knew you were an American, and they charge you like they were taking advantage of you because you're an American. And that's what corporate America does over here to immigrants. They take advantage of these immigrants because they don't know America. They don't know America. So they taking advantage of them. And it's up to us as American people that we say, stop doing that shit. Don't allow them to take advantage of you. In corporate America, we know y'all about your bottom line. We know that shit. Especially in rideshare, they about that bottom line. So they would love to have all drivers that are immigrants taking all these dollar a mile fares, 50 cents. Because over where they're from, trust me, they making $50 a day, if that, in American dollars. $50 a day in American dollars, $40 a day in American dollars. They come over here, work 12 hours, shit. They'll fuck around, make $200-300 in a day and be like, dude, I just made $300 in one day. This is crazy. Took you 12 hours, but you still made it. To them, it's crazy money. Because the most they're going to get where they from is 40 in that day. Bitches, yeah, it happened to me in Punta Cana. Yeah, they're going to take advantage of it because you're an American. You don't know. So when they're making all that money over here, they're not thinking about the American cost of living, the groceries you got to buy in America, the taxes you got to pay in America, the rent you got to pay in America, the cars and the interest rate you got to pay in America. Shit's elevated because if you made $300 a day in the country you're from, oh, you living like a king or a queen. You living like a king or a queen over there on $300 a day. $300 a day over here, you just making it. It's different. It's different over here. And we got to tell them, you know what? Corporate America, it should be illegal for them to pay contractors that are immigrants or employees that are immigrants less than what they were paying American that's an immigrant, especially on our soil. If you want to do that shit off of our soil, if you say we want to hire people from other countries and pay them half of what we pay an American, you could do that, but they just can't be on American soil. You have to pay them on their soil that amount. That would stop all of them from allowing immigrants to come here and cutting our pay in half. That would allow that to happen because they say, you know, once you're on American soil, you have to be paid like an American would be paid. That's fair. If you work at a warehouse, you have to be paid what every other person in this warehouse is paid as an American. If you're a driver, you have to be paid. If no matter what you do, if you're on our soil, you have to be paid what an American will be paid. I guarantee at that moment, They would say, well, let's stop immigration. That's what the corporation would first say that shit. Government too, same shit. Okay, well, we need to stop immigration. Yeah, because we're stopping your cash cows now. We're stopping your cash cows. You want to play our immigrant brothers and sisters. We know what y'all doing. They don't know what y'all doing. They think, says Jeff, habla español. Because our immigrant brothers and sisters are thinking you're giving them an opportunity to come to America. Oh, they're giving us an opportunity to come over and work and provide for our family. They're giving you an opportunity to do that, but at a very, very reduced rate, almost a poverty rate. You're going to be poor over there, but you're going to really be poor over here because it's really like expensive over here. We've got Americans living on the streets over here. We've got American bums over here, American homeless people, Americans full of shelters. So if we can't get Americans to make it in America, how are we going to get immigrants to make it in America? Especially if you're doing it at a reduced rate. You're paying them at a reduced rate. They're not going to make it because Americans being paid at a fair rate ain't even making it. So they're setting these people up for fucking failure, man. They're giving these people false hope. Come to America, don't worry, we'll take care. We'll give you opportunity. When they first come, they give them a free phone. They give them something, a place to live for a couple of years, whatever like this and that. They're setting them up for failure. Because the moment they say, okay, now you got to go do your own thing, they've already used and abused this person. Now they've used and abused this immigrant. They ain't got no use for them. So once we say, hey, you know what? Anybody who's an immigrant in this country, if they're working on this soil, like they fucking feet touching this soil when they working, they have to be paid an American rate. They have to be paid what an American doing that job would be paid fairly. Not at a discount. Well, they accepted it, so we paid it. Of course they accepted it. And you know they would have accepted it because they making a third of that shit in their home country. They think they getting a fucking 300% raise right now because they not used to American prices. They're not used to that. Yeah, man, we need to put us together, man. Yep, we need to put this apps together instead of getting put together by them. Yep, real shit. All right, Silver Fox, man. I hope that tow truck come through, brother. Hope it come through. Because, they be fucking lagging and slagging too, man. Keep us posted on that shit, man. Like I said, if we can help you find an engine or something like that, man, just let us know what kind of year, make, and model. If we can kind of search around, especially in your area, man. We'll find somebody in your area, so we got to get the parts to you or something like that. Man. If somebody around got a cherry pick or some shit, like I said, swapping an engine is not that hard to do. Really, it's not. I mean, you're just taking a lot of wiring apart. You undo your ECU, take all the hoses off. You get the transmission off of the bell housing and shit like that. I mean, it's not that complicated of a process. It just takes a lot of time. It takes like 2-3 days to do it because you got to get it out first day as you're getting it out, cleaning everything up like day 2, putting it back together. Day 3 is just testing and running every fucking thing. So you could be back on the road in a few days, but it's going to take like some teamwork to get that shit done. Man. That's fucking hard. But we always talk about that shit happening too. And this is, you know what? And I'm glad you said that shit on this live stream, Silver Fox. I'm glad because the fact that this is reality happening right now. This is reality happening. And we talk about why we deserve the money we deserve. Because shit like this, just real shit happens in real life. You don't plan on an engine blowing. It just happens. Out of the blue, it just happens. And when we're sitting around telling people this is why, tips matter. Because now this man's, way to make a living is not there no more. That's how he makes a living. It's gone. Like he don't have a W-2 to where he could just like, okay, the truck is sitting in the driveway and he can take a car to work tomorrow. He can take a bus to work tomorrow. He can't do that. So what he has to do is come up with a whole new car, a whole new plan. This is why tips are important in rideshare. This is why, better fares are important in rideshare. We have equipment that if this equipment goes out, we're out. W-2s, it's hard to compare rideshare to a W-2. It's very hard to compare it to a W-2 because, like I said, somebody's car can break down a W-2. They can just take a bus to work the next day, take a taxi, take a Uber or Lyft the next day, get a friend to take them the next day, walk to work the next day. But this equipment is what we use. So that $5, that $10, it helps offset some shit. The better fares help offset some shit. It happened while I was listening. Oh, now it's like, shit, my live streams is blowing motors and shit now. Like, motherfucker, your live stream blows motors, goddammit. And see, and that's the thing, man. You're sitting there and, oh, you got the 2009? Cool. And so we sitting here trying to make this money and we're trying to stack these profits, not because we want to be out balling and shit. We don't want to be out balling, going in the club, getting turned up, wearing bottles, wearing expensive clothes and shit every day. We're not trying to do that with the money. We're taking the money people give us as tips and we're reinvesting it into something that's going to benefit society, that's going to benefit the community. So we're taking money, putting it back into something that we believe in enough to go out and do it. And a lot of people get money. The first thing they do is, oh man, I'm going to go out to a club. They put it all in alcohol. They get money from their W-2, go put it in drinks, go put it in tacos, go put it in nachos, some expensive ass restaurant shit. That helps the restaurant out. It don't really do much for the community, but it helps the restaurant out. But when you're giving money to rideshare drivers that got to go out, buy clothes, buy gas, keep tires pumped up and full and going, keep shit clean. We're reinvesting all the time reinvesting because it makes a difference. Yeah, the casino, they going to the casino, motherfucker shit. And we're always reinvesting this money because we know we got to use these cars. Like I said, we got to keep the oil change. We got to keep the transmissions running right. We got to, because anything can happen at any moment. And if we don't have the profits that can sustain this business, we don't have a W-2. We're out of business. We're out of business. Imagine going out of business, just sitting here and all of a sudden you're out of business. Imagine if Silver Fox didn't have a backup car. You'd be out of business right now. I'm out of business. Imagine walking up to a McDonald's or any store right now, and the moment you get there, they just shut the door, lock the door. We out of business. Why? Everything in here just broke. Everything's down, and we don't have any way to get anything else. Everything just broke right now. We're out of business. That's how it is in rideshare, and that's why it's so important to have the money we need, the profits we need, because we don't want to go out of business at the drop of a hat. I don't want to fucking blow a tie rod and have to be out of business because I don't have $80 to go get new tie rods. Oh man, I'm out of business. I don't got $80. I was living check to check. I was living ride to ride. But a lot of people in W-2s, what do? They live check to check. They got bad credit. They got loans that are outstanding. They got payments that they haven't made yet on shit. Well, I don't get paid enough. I only get like $1,100, $1,200 every 2 weeks. So if you're getting, $2,400 a month is what you're getting from your W-2. But out of the $2,400, your bills are $2,700. You're $300 in the hole. So you keep floating these bills and floating this money and floating these bills and borrowing here and borrowing there and floating, hoping something fucking, it's like nothing ever gonna happen like that. We just want to make some money to put some money in savings and some crusty, dusty donuts. Exactly. No, yesterday I got smart on their ass. Instead of buying some donuts, I went to the store and I bought a big ass box of salted caramel fucking Duncan Hines brownies. So I made those last night. So that was like $3 for a whole box of brownies. So I got 2 boxes for $6. So I've been making brownies. I did the first batch to see how they would come out. Came out pretty good. So I ate about half the pan already. But that means I don't have to go buy crusty dussies. $3 will get you like 2 donuts. But $3 with a box of these fucking brownies, it'll last you like 3 days. So it's like with donuts, if you buy donuts at a pack of 6, they get kind of stale and shit after a couple of days. They don't taste good. Donuts are only good when they're fresh. They don't taste good if they sit. It tastes like bread and shit. So I can't be buying 6 packs of donuts because I don't eat that many donuts in one sit. I eat like 2 a day. So 3 days of donuts, by day 2, they taste like shit already. This is I just want to make some money for my girlfriend because my wife takes it all. Your girlfriend like, boy, if you don't get your ass out there and work, motherfucker, man, my wife is taking all my money. My girlfriend taking all my money. You got to give it to some lady, goddammit. Yeah, so I went out and made them caramel salted brownies. So I just wanted to see how they would work out. And so far, day 2, they still kind of good, man. They're still good. So I think I'm gonna move over to fucking salted caramel brownies and see how that works out. Because like I said, when you're out driving, you just need that little sugar sometimes. And when you get into the tail end of your shift and you're like, oh shit, man, I'm kind of fading out, man. I'm fading out. You don't want to fade out driving a fucking car at 60, 70 miles an hour. And it's not like you're fading out. You're just getting road fatigue. When you get road fatigue, you stop paying closer attention. So you'd be just kind of like in like a dead mood or whatever, just kind of driving around in a dead mood. You're not really paying attention. You end up passing your exit up by mistake, and I ain't got to go fucking 3 miles down to turn and come back because, road fatigue. This shit happens to people all the time. Like, oh shit, I was supposed to get off at that exit. Fuck. You're not thinking. So you get that little sugar kick and you to last like, hour, 2 hours of the day. You good. You like cool. And it's just enough to get you home. And that's why I like donuts. They got enough sugar in it to get you to that next level. Sometimes now brownies, I'm gonna have to do the brownies and shit. But yeah, man, that's real shit, man. Like I said, everything out here ain't getting any cheaper. And that's what I was saying about, immigrants, man. We gotta help them out. We really gotta help them because they're in a situation where they believe that this country, this government of this country wants to take care of them. more than the government of their own country. So if you think the U.S. government wants to take care of you more than your own government from your country, why don't you ask American homeless people, do you think the American government is taking care of you as an American citizen that's homeless right now? And they'll go, no, the American government ain't taking care of me. So what makes you think you're more valuable to the American government than an American who's a bum in America? You're an immigrant from another country. You're a pawn in the game. You're a pawn in the game to where they're trying to phase out the Americans that want more money to work because the cost of living is here. The cost of living is higher. The insurances are higher. Medical shit, credit, interest, all this shit's higher. So this is the American that the American government don't want to take care of. But you believe the American government wants to take care of you, and you have faith in the American government because they said, no, come on over. Come on, we'll take care of you. You ain't take care of the shit you got. There's Americans here you ain't taking care of. So how are these people supposed to believe that you're going to take care of them? You're not. You're going to fucking use them for what you can get out of them. Low, really cheap labor. Have them paying taxes on cheap labor. So they're paying taxes to the American government, cheap labor. And then you're done with them. You're like, okay, we got profits out of them. Corporations are making a lot of money on these people. We're doing well. Corporations can't make a lot of money on an American union worker. So we can't make a lot of money on an American union worker, but we can make a ton of money on somebody from fucking Venezuela right now, from Chile, from Brazil. We can make a ton of money on these people. Let them all come over. We need about 300,000. 300,000 can help, us generate profits and GDP. Now get another 300,000 to come over. Now get another 2, and they just keep doing that cycle over and over again. Because you can increase the GDP by having people do a whole bunch of work, paying a whole bunch of taxes, profiting all these corporations, and they're living on pennies themselves. They're living on pennies. And I tell people, you don't want to be on that side of the equation. When the government drops the hammer, you don't want to be on that side of the equation. And a lot of people, like I said, and if you study American history, you know true American history, you know that a lot of people in this country were promised a lot. They were promised. The government was like, you know what? Since you guys didn't get the Homestead Act of 1912 or whatever it was, like 1910, I think the Homestead Act of like 1912 or something weird like that. I don't even know. But what the Homestead Act said is that you could buy like a hectare, 60 hectares or something like that for like $1, something. So you get all of this land for $1. And that's how a lot of the land in America became owned, because the U.S. government was taking it from the Native Americans and selling it to other Americans under the Homestead Act. Now, you know what I said, it was 1910, not 2010, motherfucker, 1910. So a lot of black people didn't get involved in that, because a lot of black people were told, you can't own land. We're not doing that for you. This is the Homestead Act for all these people. And so that's what my wife said. And so when the American government even promised all these black people, hey, we're going to give you 40 acres and a mule. We know that never happened either. So I tell people, I think racism in this country is a lot less dangerous than governmentism in this country. Governmentism in this country is what the government does to keep black people and white people separated, to keep immigrants separate. Governmentism is what fucks everybody up. And people think it's racism doing this shit. I've always said it's governmentism, man. What's what government does. How do you think they control people? How do you think they control people? They control people through the conquer and divide mentality. If you can divide everybody into certain pods and certain pockets, then you can focus on these people at certain points in time. Either take care of these people and don't take care of those people. Make these people hate those people. Make these people jump on the government side to fight those people. I mean, it's how you can do it, man. It's how you can do it. They try 11-7 final, hitting the bed. See y'all another live. All right, Jax, my brother. All right. Hey, next time we'll be out there and get it. We'll be out there and get it, brother. Hopefully, I know the D-backs right now probably got rides jumping like crazy. I ain't going back down there tonight, man. I'm done. I'm not going back down there. That Ron Paul 2012. That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's the thing. Ron Paul or Rand Paul. Dr. Rand Paul, R-A-N-D. And I'm going to tell people like this, man. If people realize what the government was really doing to humans in this country, we realized that we were all citizens are on the same side. It don't make a difference what color you are, what nationality you are. We on the same. I tell people I live in a Latin neighborhood. I live in a predominantly Latin neighborhood, and I feel comfortable as hell. It's like people say, damn, you don't feel like, you don't feel threatened. You don't feel like motherfuckers trying to chase you down and beat you up and shit like no. Motherfucker, this ain't the hood. It's like I can live around different people, totally different people that are different from me. They speak differently than I do, look different than I do, act different, cook different, everything else. And we all get along just fucking fine. Like, there ain't no problem. So we ain't got the government involved over here trying to make us hate each other. We ain't trying to do this and that, trying to make us hate each other. But it's weird because you go to a community like where I grew up, where there's more black people there than any other race there. And those communities are like the really struggling ones. They're fighting each other all the time, killing each other all the time, jealous of each other, envious of each other, because one person has more than the other one. This one has more. So now your car looks better than his car, and now everybody's always fighting all the time. Because everybody looks alike. It's like a homogenous fucking society. Everybody looks alike and acts alike and eats the same and acts the same, just the same. So the only way you could be different is to try to be better. It's like, well, we're all black. Well, what makes you a better person than I am? Well, my clothes look better than yours. I got Jordans. You don't have Jordans. I mean, my car got 22s on it. Your car only got 18s on it. I mean, you start looking for ways to be better than each other. Because when you look too much alike, you start trying to differentiate yourself by saying, well, I'm better than. We so different in my fucking neighborhood. Everybody's just different. There is no such thing as better than. Everybody's different. I can't compare nothing over here. So how can you compete with shit that you can't even compare? That's why I love living in a differentiated society. You can't compete with nobody over here because you don't compare to nobody over here. Everybody's who they are. You wake up, you are who you are. They are who they are. We all are we're just a community. We're a neighborhood. And that's what I try to, when I'm talking to all my young brothers and sisters, when I'm driving the car and shit like that, and I know I'm going to hoods, they from hoods and shit, I tell them, you know what? I say, when you get your life together, get your shit together, get jobs together, I say, don't feel bad about leaving the hood. Don't feel bad. I said, a lot of people want you to feel bad about leaving the hood because leaving the hood is a sign of success. And a lot of people don't want to see you successful. Leaving the hood is a sign of, I got out of the grind. I got out of the hole. I got out of the trenches. That's what leaving the hood is. It ain't about leaving home because people get killed in the hood every day. You shouldn't be getting killed at home. People get beat up and jumped and robbed every day. You shouldn't get beat up, robbed, and jumped every day at home. Home is home. So if home is where you are and home feels comfortable, why does home got to be the worst fucking place on this planet? Why does home got to be, so dangerous? Why does home got to be so dilapidated? Why does that have to be home? Why can't home be somewhere where you enjoy being and you love being and you having fun and good time? You get along with everybody. You ain't fighting nobody. Nobody's trying to steal your catalytic converters and shit, steal your radio out your car. Why can't home be good? So when you get out of the hood, the first thing they want you to feel bad about you being black. Oh, you ain't really black. You left the hood. You ain't in the hood. We gonna pull your hood card. Motherfucker, you ain't got to pull my hood card. You can have this motherfucker. Here, have it. I'll give it to you for free. You ain't got to pull shit for me. I'm going to pull your hood card. Fucking take it. Motherfucker, I give you both of them. Shit, I don't need these motherfuckers no more. I'm out of here. Because I want to go to a place that I feel good calling home. Where I can walk on my door. I ain't got to worry about somebody trying to rob me, beat me up, shoot me, steal my car. I want to be home, dog. I want to wake up and be home. Like, dude, I'm going home and I'm off work today. Shit, I can't wait to go home, dog. That's where I want to be. And it's okay to have that energy. And I tell these young brothers and sisters that shit, it's okay to have that energy. But motherfuckers gonna make you feel bad. Are you leaving the hood? What, you too good for us now? Actually, I am. I mean, I hate to admit it, motherfucker, but I am. Sorry. Get your shit up. Get your shit up. Because nobody should have to live in fear. No little kids, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old need to grow up with motherfuckers fighting in their driveway, shooting and shit, fucking smashing each other with cars because they mad. Trying to put everything on TikTok, fighting people on TikTok. I mean, nobody should have to grow up living like that. It's stupid. And the government purposely does that shit to people. They force all of these people into one big ass fucking setting, one setting. And they say, prove to us which one of y'all are the best. Survival of the fittest. The strongest will survive. Whoever owns the most this and that, you guys are the winners of the neighborhood. You own the neighborhood. This is your block. You can claim it as your block. Motherfucker, I don't own no fucking blocks around here. Even Nipsey said that shit. Y'all motherfuckers don't own none of these blocks. Ain't none of y'all put money on these blocks. Everybody here renting like a motherfucker. Everybody's renting. Don't nobody own none of these blocks. So to call it my hood. No, it's not. It's not. We can't live like that. That's been indoctrinated and put into our heads so fucking much. That if you leave here, if you leave this hood, if you leave this, you're not real black. You're not real down for the hood. You don't love the hood. Motherfucker, I love life. And life is bigger than the hood. It's a big ass world out there. There's other countries. There's fucking oceans and seas, continents, peninsulas, archipelagos and shit like that you never fucking been to. And you worried about the fucking hood. No, man. You got to think bigger than that, man. Say, why people that sag their pants on angry all the time? They angry because they ain't got no belt. Who the fuck knows? But it's like, you know, you got to sit up there and you think about how big this fucking world is. You think of how big this world is. And you think of one set of people who just, you know, they want to be mad at the college educated people or the people that have a job and they finally got a promotion. I got a promotion. I can move out of this little 2-bedroom apartment with my kids and move to a 3-bedroom house that they're going to rent me on the other side of town. Oh, you shouldn't leave the hood. Oh, you too good now because you leaving the apartments and going to a house. Now you too good. No, she probably want to raise her kids in a house so they can have a yard. They can have bikes that they can leave in their yard instead of leaving the fucking bikes on a porch of the fucking apartment complex and the motherfuckers steal the bikes. That can't be home. That can't be home. Why does home have to be where I leave my bike on my fucking front step and it gets stolen all the fucking time? Why does that have to be home? Why can't home be somewhere where I can leave my bike in my fucking front yard and it be there the next day? Home could be where I can leave my bike on my patio or in my garage, leave my garage, and it'll still be there. Why can't home be like that? Because we got people tricked to thinking. The government even tricked to thinking like that shit. Like I think some of these motherfuckers, especially with the rap music, is plants. They got this shit planted in people's head that the hood is all good. Don't leave the hood. It's like they want to mentally trap you to not leave, to not want better, to not get out of there. The hood is all good. If you leave the hood, you ain't down. You ain't real. You ain't this. You ain't that. They got motherfuckers thinking that shit. And I'm like, dude, have you ever been to like an archipelago? What's an archipelago? I never heard of an archipelago. It's a chain of islands. It's a chain of islands, and you can hop, you like island hop, and you can go on vacation. You can hang there, eat the natural foods and shit, meet the fucking natives, hang out with the people that are from the islands and shit. That's an archipelago. Oh, I thought it was a store. No, motherfucker, that's Abercrombie. That's different. I'm not talking about Abercrombie. I'm talking about an archipelago, motherfucker. And it's like there's places in this world you want to get to. And I'm one of those people that look at the bigger picture. Bigger picture. Yeah. This is, man, I grew up on the east side of Buffalo, New York, which is the rough side of town. Moved to AZ, been here and never moving back. That's right, Devin, man. Like I said, St. Louis and Memphis is cool. It's cool. They got some good food, some beautiful fucking rolling hills and shit. Love the trees. Love some. They got a lot of hostas and flowers and shit like that. I love it's these plants called hostas. I love hostas. I saw them in St. Louis. Love them. But I never moved back because life is bigger. Life is bigger. And sometimes we get, you know, indoctrinated to believe that, you know, if you leave the place where they want to trap you, if you leave the trap, you leave it, then you're bad. You're bad because you left where we wanted to put you. You have to stay there because it's all good, man. You got to stay down, man. You got to stay a real G. You got to say this. You got to say that. You leave the hood, man. You too soft. You leave the hood. You soft. You weak. Strong survive in the hood, man. Motherfucker, I'm 50 years old. You know how many motherfuckers that ain't even made it to my age yet? You know how many people we put on t-shirts when they was like 17 years old with wings around their head and shit? How many motherfuckers we put on t-shirts when they was 22? We put on t-shirts when they was 30. We put on t-shirts when they was 14 years old. We got all these motherfuckers on t-shirts with wings around their face and shit. I'm 50. I don't want no fucking t-shirt around my fucking face. I don't want no t-shirt with wings around my fucking face. I don't want that. I want to live. I want to enjoy this shit. I want to just wake up every day and say, man, I enjoy being home, man. That's it. I enjoy being home. What up, Ride Flow? Yeah, that's right. Too many people worry about the wrong priorities that want to enlighten them and prosper their mindset and their livelihood. And that's why you hear a lot of rappers out there, especially a lot of rappers like, you know, Common, a rapper I love, Black Thought. Black Thought is one of my favorite rappers of all times. If you ask me what's your favorite, who could you listen to all day? Black Thought. I could listen to Black Thought because Black Thought rap about the real. He rap about what's really going on in the hood. I love Eminem. I think Eminem's probably the best rapper alive, best rapper ever, Eminem. But if you ask, I can only listen to Eminem for so long. Black Thought, that's a different level right there. He's probably not the best rapper, but I think he's the most enlightened, the most intriguing. Eminem's the best flower, the best lyricist. But, you know, you put the two of them on stage, you're going to have a hard time choosing who's the best. But I still say Eminem's the best, but Black Thought, he's probably one of the greatest. So you could be the best at shooting the basketball, but you may never be the greatest at shooting the basketball. You're just the best. And the best is not always the greatest. Because what's the greatest for you might not be what's best for you. And what's best for you may not be what's greatest for you. But yeah, they indoctrinate you and they get you to thinking that, you know what, if you lead a hood, you ain't going to be able to make it in life because, this is that. And you ain't going to be welcome back here. You can't come back for the homecoming. You can't come back and kick it with us. Yeah, J. Cole, same thing. And sometimes you got to be like, maybe I don't want to come back. Motherfucker, have you ever thought of that? Like, quit threatening that I'm going to lose street cred or I'm going to lose cool points or I'm going to lose this because if I leave, I can't come back. Motherfucker, who said I wanted to come back to the hood? Who said that shit? It's like, I'm 50. I'm not trying to end up on nobody's fucking t-shirt with wings around my face because that's the shit that goes on in the hood. And you can't say it don't because it's all over the internet. You can pull up anybody's, rest in peace, my young nephew, my young cousin, my young bull. You pull this shit up all over the fucking internet. It's there. It's a reality that people got to deal with every day. So I try to educate these young brothers when I'm picking them up and shit, man. I tell them, hey, stay in school. I say, stick with a corporation, man. Stick with somebody like Starbucks or whatever, who the hell you work for, man. One dude said he just got a job at Chewy. One dude just got a job working at Cane's. He was up here training for Cane's. So he was training for Cane's corporate, but they got one back where he's from. He said, only got one Cane's where I'm from. So he came out here to trade. What up, Brixton? So he came to train, and I told him, man, this is what you do, man. Stick with that corporation for as long as you can. I stuck with corporate America for about 20, 30 years of my life. I stuck with corporate America. Stick with that shit and let it get you to places. Let it get you to places. And so hopefully these young guys, they get in. They start working corporate. They get lessons on how to live life. They be taught on how to survive life in a real sense of the world, not just the hood sense of the world, but the real sense of the world. And then they start focusing on, once they get themselves out of a situation like the hood or out of the situation of poverty, now they can start impacting other people. They can start banking on that. And that's all life really is, man. It's about getting yourself out of a bad situation, moving on to a better situation. We do it in rideshare. We get out of like long-term rental cars to get into cars that we actually own. We do shit all the time. We get out of a bad situation to get into a better situation. And I say that about, the hood. The government is the only people that don't want you to get out of a bad situation to a better situation. Because look at what, like I said, look at what they're doing to our immigrants. They're taking them out of a bad situation, putting them into a worse situation. Because we have Americans over here that are homeless and the government don't take. We got veterans over here who fought in wars for this fucking country, homeless, and the government don't take care of them. So how can you say they're taking them out of a bad situation and put them into a better situation just because they're coming from another country? They're going to have higher expenses. They're going to have higher fees, higher interest, higher, communication barriers. They're going to have so many situations that they're going to, it's very hard to make it in America. So what are they going to do? They're going to band together first. They're going to bind, because like I said, my neighborhood is amazingly Latins. So they band together first and then they expand after banding or whatever. Because like I said, South Phoenix used to be nothing but Latin gangs and shit like that back in the day. I didn't live here at the time, but now this neighborhood has expanded now. There's a lot of different races here. A lot of people are welcome here. A lot of things that go on here. But yet, when you go to black communities, think about it. I'm moving into a gang-infested Latin community is where I live, a gang-infested Latin community. And all the gang members have either retired, been killed, gone, thought about doing something different with their life. The community has expanded. All the houses are nicer now. Still a lot of people tattooed the fuck up everywhere I go. People got tattoos up and down their arms. Everybody's giving me Modelos and shit, dropping off tamales at the fucking house or whatever the fuck. I mean, it's a cool ass neighborhood. Everybody, gang shit don't even exist no more over here. Shit's cool over here. My Jeep, I ain't had the top on this motherfucker for like 3 weeks. It's been sitting in my front yard for like 3 weeks. Ain't nobody trying to steal it or fuck with it. Radio still in it. Nobody's fucking with it. But you go to any black community that's been historically black. If you're a different race and you move in there, you probably won't be welcome. They're probably going to wonder, why are you there? They're going to rob for you still. They're going to test you. They're going to test you, especially if you white. They're going to test you. They're going to try to, steal your car. They're going to fuck with you. They're going to probably break in your house, steal your TV and shit someday. They're going to test you because that's what black communities do to even black people that move into a new community. If you new and you move in, they're going to test you. And that's the sad part about what I think about the communities that, like, I grew up at. Why aren't we as black people more welcoming to other people moving into our communities and investing into our communities? Because I'm moving to a Latin community. I'm invested in this community now. I bought a house. I go to Home Depot all the fucking time. I do all the grocery stores here. I shop everywhere. I do a lot of shit here. And so I'm invested into this community that's historically not a black community. But when I go back to a black community, we're killing the high school football players. We're killing the girls who wanted to be a IG model, young black women who want to be, we're killing them right in the street. Their own friends, killing them right in the street. And I can't figure it out. Like I said, I don't spend a lot of time trying to figure it the fuck out, but still, I can't figure it out. If you ran it by me, I couldn't figure that shit out. I'm like, why are people so quick to kill some fucking body who looks just like them? What is the deal with that? Even to kill somebody that don't look like you. Why do you got to kill? What the point of you killing somebody going to solve in your life? What would that do? Because me killing somebody wouldn't solve shit in my life. It wouldn't. I mean, I need a serpentine belt on my fucking car. How is killing me somebody going to fix the serpentine belt on my car? Your life and my serpentine belt don't have nothing fucking in common. I might need new brakes on my fucking car. I might need a new front tire on my motorcycle. What does anything I need in my life have to do to intersect to killing you for me to get ahead in some capacity? It don't. So I just never saw the point in killing nobody. So I've never killed nobody. Never had to. Never even bragged about. Never even threatened to kill no fucking body. Never rapped about killing somebody. I want to kill this motherfucker tomorrow morning. I never rapped about none of that shit. Because I just don't see the point in it. But once you become indoctrinated to thinking that that's a way for you to survive, that's a way for you to get ahead, that's a way for you to be a level up, kill all your homies. I'm going to kill all y'all. I'm going to smoke all you motherfuckers. I'm going to do this and do that. It gives you an illusion that that's what you have to do in order for you to succeed. And it's like, what does me smoking all these motherfuckers on the block got to do with changing that serpentine belt today? Nothing. Ain't got shit to do with it. I just got to go to AutoZone and fucking make sure I can make it back through traffic. Probably stop off, get me a motherfucking crusty dusty or something at Circle K, come back, change out the motherfucking serpentine belt. Ain't kill nobody the whole time. But the government pushes and promotes. Like I said, the FCC, they do that shit. The Federal Communication Committee, they sit up there and they push and they promote and they allow the decimation, the mental decimation of certain communities. And it's like, we talk about misinformation and disinformation and uninformation, but we've never looked at what we've done to ourselves in an informing sense and in an indoctrinated sense. We've never looked at what we do to each other. William, that's what I'm saying, man. Why? I mean, it would be bad for me to tell somebody, like, imagine me getting on Facebook and telling somebody on Facebook, hey, man, you don't have to wear a N95 mask because that shit don't work anyways. I'd be kicked off of Facebook, probably fired from my fucking job, probably banned from social media for like 7 days, all because I said, hey, man, you don't need to be wearing no N95 mask. That shit don't work anyways. And that's all I say. But yet I could rap. I'm finna come in and smoke all you, and I'm finna do all that. I'm finna do all this, and I'm finna do all that to y'all. And when y'all walk up, I'm gonna smoke everybody and your kids. I could stay on social media forever doing that shit. They don't care. I can say that shit all fucking day. I done killed 20 people to get where I'm at in life, and I stole all their jewelry, took their cars, kicked their dough in, smoked the dough with the fofo, all that. I can say that shit all day. I stay on Facebook all day. They don't give a fuck about me. But the 1 minute, Doc, like you said, but it don't work. Right. The 1 minute I say something like that, oh, you can't be on. That's misinformation, Jeff. That's disinformation. That's disinformation. Jeff, you gotta go. You can't be on here telling people they can't wear an N95 mask. That's misinformation. Dude, you're gonna harm people with that. You're gonna hurt people with that information. That's not good information. Man. Hey, Boba said this topic really feel like it should be a TED talk. I don't know. It just came to me just talking about this shit, man. Real shit. And it's like, but yet we indoctrinate and we talk to people and we tell people certain things through music. Energy. Music is energy. So we giving that energy to people in a certain community, and we don't expect these people to do bad things. It's like we expect you to flourish. We expect you to do better, to want better, to aspire for better. But this is the energy we filling you with every day. This is the energy we filling you with every single day. But we say we expect you to be better. It's bullshit. You don't expect nobody to be better. Even the government says that. The government knows. The government understands what psychological warfare is. Psychological warfare. Look up Edward Bernays. Edward Bernays is Bernays. Edward Bernays. Edward Bernays is the godfather of propaganda. The godfather of propaganda wrote a book, and that book is used by countries all over the world to this day in psychological warfare. His name is Edward Bernays, Bernays. So when you look that shit up and you understand why the country is the way it is right now, it's because it's psychological warfare. They're fighting people within people. They're fighting community within communities. They don't got to walk in with guns. You don't got to walk into with guns and kill a bunch of strong black men. No, they'll kill each other. Don't worry about that shit. Edward Bernays said that. You ain't got to kill all these people. You don't have to put a single military person in any neighborhood, because we can indoctrinate them to kill themselves by making them fear themselves. It's easy to do. You put it into energy. You put it into music. You put it into art. You call it art. You put it into, songs and dance. You do all this and you just call it art. And you distribute that shit to everybody. And you raise them on that shit. All your strong black men will be dead. All your fertile black women, they're going to be dead. They're going to have all these kids and shit and no fathers around, stuff like that. Like I said, it's all indoctrination. It's all indoctrination. And it's, protect your respiratory system, but not your skin, which is the thickest organ. Real shit. Real shit. William said, well, I went to a school that every type of color and religion and creed. We didn't have any issues. We were lower middle class and poor, and the high school was all Puerto Ricans and had issues. You put too many people together that are the same, they can't differentiate. And like I said, I'm one of those people that I'm a firm believer that, your body follows your mind. Your body follows you. So if you put shit in your head enough, your body's going to follow it. You're going to put yourself in position for that shit with your body because it's already in. That's why I talk about profits all the time. I talk about, you know what, Brixton, you just said that shit. This message transcends rideshare. Real shit. Real shit. And I was just about to hit that topic. As soon as you typed it, I was just talking about, and that's why I talk about rideshare. Your body follows your mind. So if I talk about profits all day, it's going to force me to take profitable rides. If I talk about how much, rideshare sucks and this shit is horrible and I can't believe this shit, this and that, it's going to have me look out for the game. I'm going to look out for the game because I already know they playing a fucking game on me. So it lets me know these motherfuckers going to fuck with you, Jeff. They going to fuck with you, man. So make sure you keep your eye out for it. And they do. They get me. They fuck with me. They got me a few times. Keep your eye out for it. A lot of people are stuck in this motherfucking Candyland phase. Rideshare is so amazing. I'm so glad. And they don't even see the game because they've not surrounded themselves with truth. They haven't surrounded themselves with the truth about this shit. This is corporate America. Corporate America, like I said, we the 300. This is corporate America, and they're challenging all these drivers if it were a small army of people and that we could be just overran by their algorithms and their fucking apps and shit. It does. Takes rideshare drivers to new levels, man. Real shit. Because mentally, we got to understand, like in our minds and in our heads or whatever, of what we're doing every day, it becomes fruition. It happens in real life. If I talk about, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to decline all this bullshit because I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm going to take some good ass rides. I'm going to get some good service. I'm going to keep my car. Guess what happens? All of that shit happens. If I say, this is how much I'm going to try to work up to, this is what I'm trying to do, it happens because I've said it so much and I've indoctrinated myself to believe that these apps are going to fuck with me if I ain't on my toes. I know they will. They are not nice. They have never called to check on me. Jeff, you good today? We ain't see you get online, man. You all right? You sick? You need some motherfucking, some Robitussin or something, motherfucker? What's good? These motherfuckers, they never call me. They don't give a fuck about me. I know they don't. But because I understand that, I operate in a whole nother realm of rideshare. I don't give a fuck about them either. They know I don't. They see my videos, or they probably don't. But if they ever ask me, Jeff, how do you feel about Uber and Lyft? I really don't give a fuck about y'all. But y'all keep sending me these shitty ass nature hikes, And it's like I keep it 100 with them. They ain't got to worry about me. I worry about my money. I worry about making sure these passengers get from point A to point B safely. Uber and Lyft, last thing on my fucking mind, because I know I'm the last thing on their fucking mind. The feeling is mutual, and it's no hard feelings. It's just a mutual fucking feeling, no hard feelings. So when I go get in my car and I go make my money and I'm doing my rides and I'm declining the bullshit, I'm canceling motherfuckers that's taking too long, eating to my money while I'm doing surge and they taking too long. This is business. It ain't got shit to do with personal. Nigga says, you are absolutely correct. Nigga, that is real. I keep it 100. I keep it 100. All for kicks is speaking all truth. And I tell people, it's like, you know what? When we share energy in the car and we ride and we playing this music and we doing this shit, and either they send a tip or they don't, or whatever this and that, it's cool sometimes. And I know apps are stealing that energy from us. They're stealing that tip. And that tip is that energy that we just shared in that car. So when I see that $1 pop on my screen, I'm mad more at the app than I am at the rider because I know the rider didn't do that. Our energy was different than that. It was way different than $1, way different than $2. So I know the apps are there just to fuck with us. So when people say, how you feel about the apps, man, fuck them apps. I ain't worried about them. Fuck them. I'm going to use them like they using me. The feeling is mutual. There ain't no hard fucking feelings, just a mutual feeling. You say you got hard feelings? I ain't got no hard feelings. I got mutual feelings. I don't give a fuck about me. I don't give a fuck about y'all. Let's keep doing business. And the moment they say, well, we don't want to do business with you no more, cool, no problem. Because I was probably became too much for their ass. I wasn't controllable enough for them. They can't say I'm a horrible driver. All right, Silver Fox Glad, brother. Thanks for letting me know, my man. At home with my oily car. Man, let us know how I go, brother. Hopefully, like just a bolt came out or something weird happened, man. Like the oil filter maybe came off. You're like, damn, the oil filter came off. Yeah, but I'm not a horrible fucking driver. I know I'm not a horrible driver. Passengers love me. They get out of the car. Man, we love, man, you the best driver, dude. I love this shit, man. We having a good time. So it wouldn't be shit that I got to deal with the passengers. It would have to be the apps don't like the way I do business. So when the apps don't like the way I do business because they can't make money off of me because I'm not a sucker motherfucker. I'm out here making this money. They like, we need some suckers. We not making enough money off of Jeff. It ain't because I got horrible customer service. It ain't because my car sucks or I suck. No, it's because it's a money thing. It's a business thing. They can't make no money off of me. And any driver out there that gets deactivated for any reason, they think, well, it's probably a rider probably lied or the apps probably realized that you were dead weight because they weren't making a lot of money off of you anyways. They used to get rid of the intelligent drivers before they get rid of the stupid drivers. The stupid drivers got the high AR, 100%, 90%. It's hard to get rid of somebody with 100%. They banking you up. They got 100% AR. They making you a ton of money. You ain't got nothing to worry about them. But it's the low AR people who are making a lot of money. The middle AR people is making a lot of money. Yeah. James, I see that shit, man. D-backs lost. Uber surge just sucks out here. I ain't even going out tonight, man. And so we sit up and we know that they're not going to get rid of, the high AR people. So they're looking for the people of intelligence that aren't making them any money. That's who they go for first. They find a reason first. And I know that shit. That's why I tell people, download your money every day. I used to leave my money in there all week. I used to leave my money in there. I pay 85 cents a day now to get my shit out of there. 85 cents versus me losing hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. I just paid 85 cents. It's like, and by the end of the week, I don't pay like $344 to get my money all week. Ain't no big deal. I ain't worried about that shit. I'm not worried about it. It's better than me, like Aaron from Uber Lyft is losing $1,700. I'm not going to lose $1,700. I'd rather lose $4 than $1,700. And I notice what they do. And it's sad that, we got somebody like David Richards sitting on the internet one day. And we had a chance to ask this motherfucker, why do you guys instantly deactivate drivers? Why don't y'all just tell drivers, we had a report about you. We're going to give you a 3-day grace period to get your affairs in order. We're going to give you a 3-day grace period. We're going to investigate this over the next 3 days to make sure that what this motherfucker said ain't true. We're going to have some videos, pictures. We need your side of the story. We got their side of the story. We're going to give you 3 days grace period to get your affairs in order. The apps don't do that shit. Motherfucker call, hey man, he just cussed me out in the car. Deactivated. No investigation, no question, no nothing. That's why I download my money all the time. Because until these apps start giving a fuck about drivers, we don't give a fuck about them. They ain't calling to say, get your affairs in order. No. You really think hey man, we just got a report from you, man. We know you a good driver, dog. You've been driving for us for a minute, man. Hey, you be making bank. We see how you're doing it. You love doing it a lot. But we just had somebody call and say some shit, man. Is this straight up that you really said this to them? No, I don't even know who the fuck. Man, we was cool. I got it on video. We was cool the whole time. Oh, send us that video. They don't call you and check on you because they don't give a fuck about you. First thing gonna do is, oh, Jeff said that. Guess what? Open his account. Deactivate it. And I got to call and find out why. What happened? I was just doing a ride, man. What happened? Oh, well, we got a customer complaint. About what? Well, right now it's just a customer complaint. We don't know what it was about yet, but it's just a customer complaint. We'll just let you know in a few days. Ain't no call. Hey, man, can you get your affairs in order? You might want to do something. You might want to download your money if you got some bills coming up because we finna deactivate your account in a minute. And we know you've been working hard. You got all this money sitting in your account. You probably want that shit. I know. They don't do you like that because they don't care about you to that degree. And like I said, the feeling is so mutual. The feeling is so mutual because if they cared about us to that degree, they would fix that shit and not do that to people because we are people. I know they call us drivers, they call us contractors, but we are not machines. We are people. And we do this for money because we got a bill to pay. We got a debt to pay. We got an investment to make. We got savings we want to add to. We do this because this is what we do for a living. So when they go and they just snatch that money away from us, no call, No pre-warning, no nut. That's because they don't give a fuck about the person we are. Because the person we are has to go pay for daycare later today when we go pick this kid up. I owe him $130. I got to go pay daycare for this day. You just deactivated my account. Now I got to tell these people I was going to download the money to my card and pay them on the card. I can't do it now because you deactivated my account. Well, they can't hold your kid prisoner. That's all they're going to say. Well, they can't hold your kid prisoner. Like, yeah, they can, but they can start charging me late fees every other day. I can start getting a late fee for not paying this daycare bill that was due. And I used to be a delivery driver, used to be a rideshare driver. Now I'm not a no driver because y'all deleted my shit, deactivated my shit. Now I can't even pay the late fees on top of what I owe already. But they don't check on you like that because they don't care about you like that. You were a person with a whole life. These apps don't never check on nobody's life because they don't give a shit about your life. So when you hear somebody like David Rich, well, I need to see what the driver's expenses are before we can talk about what we should be paying drivers. Let's see what the driver's expenses are. Motherfucker, are you alive? Are you alive? I mean, David Rich was like the biggest NPC motherfucker I've ever met. Are you alive? You have an office full of fucking people around you and you saying you don't know what driver's expenses are. Talk to any fucking body around you. Ask them, hey, how much you paying rent? Oh, damn, I bet the drivers pay that shit too. Hey, how much your groceries cost? Damn, I bet the drivers pay that much too. How much your clothes cost? Damn, I bet the drivers pay that much too. Those are driver expenses. Talk to the motherfuckers around you because we're people just like the people around you. We ain't no different. And we ain't nobody's fucking employee. So not only do we have the expenses your employees have, but just like my man Silver Fox, we got engine problems. We got engine issues we got to deal with. Transmission issues we got to deal with. So I don't know. Like I said, rideshare it's a psychological game. And I know that the war is always on our ass. All the iRobot looking ass. The iRobot looking ass motherfucker. And it's a psychological game. And we know that shit because we've been through it so many times. Like me, and like I said, I was an accountant, man. I'm just one of those persons that can sit at a desk. I can go through numbers. I can fucking zone shit out. I can get financial statements done. I can knock shit out, analyze all the data, have reports ready for the fucking meeting on Friday, give a presentation. I just do that shit all the fucking time. I was always a very mental person. So some people, they're too literal. They can't take the analysis, the forecast, and the budget. They're very literal. They only do what's in front of them. A lot of employee-minded people are literal. They literally will do what you tell them to do, literally. Me, everything's figuratively. Everything's speculative because we have to do that. We do prospectus, we do budgeting, we do forecasting. We don't do shit literally. Literally, we don't. So when you get employees, everything's literally. And you get an employee-minded person that will literally do anything you tell them to do. Literally do anything you tell them to do. You put it in music, you put it in energy, you put it in raps, you put it in hip-hop, you put it in fucking R&B, and they will literally do whatever you say because these are a bunch of employee-minded people who have been taught to think a certain way, not figuratively, like how to expand or how to do something differently or whatever, not outside of the box thinking like a contractor would have to do. We got to think outside of the box because we have nobody to take care of us. We're not NPCs. We are people. We are human. But when you get people who think literally and in linear terms, I mean, that's pretty much how you control people. You control them like that. And that's pretty much, like I said, everything I'm saying right now, it all links into each other. And I know it sounds kind of like, it's kind of far-fetched and it sounds like it's a big glob of information, but it's basically governmentism. It's the power over people. How do you get power over people? Governmentism. And it ain't always about a government. You can govern your house a certain way. That don't make you the governor of your house or the president of your house. You just govern your house. You got rules of your house a certain way. You can govern a community a certain way. You got housing associations and shit like that. You can govern a company a certain way. So government, to me, governmentism is the ability to control the way people think through propaganda. Edward Bernays. And you can do propaganda through energy, which is music. Energy, which is the omission of energy. Stealing a tip. Stealing a tip to me is the omission of energy. Because if we was having a great time, having a good time, you can control me and my energy by this person giving me $15 and you giving me $5 or $2 and me saying that was not a $5 or $2 ride. You've just controlled my energy now. You've just pissed me off. And I was happy a minute ago. I was cool a minute ago. We had a great fucking chat, a great talk. This person's like, man, I'm gonna tip you right here, man. I'm gonna increase your tip. I'm in this governmentism. So once they give the money to fucking Lyft or Uber now governs that money now. Now they're the governor of that money. They own that the fucking power over that money. So they control drivers. Once they get the money, they control all of us now. That's why I say, pay me on Cash App or Venmo. Give me a cash tip. That's why I'm in charge and I'm in control of my own energy. I don't want to give Lyft my energy. I don't want to give Uber my energy. I don't know them fucking people like that. They don't know me like that. So once they try to change my energy, you got to call back. Hey, man, they just gave me a $20 tip and I see $5 on my screen. I saw dude put 20 on his. Or the next day, now you're getting your tip coming through. People say that shit all the time. Hey, man, dude just laid me a tip. I don't see no tip. Well, we have 30 days to give you the tip. 30 days? That's what Uber told me one time. I said, dude, well, we have up to 30 days to give you the tip. See, now you fucking with my energy. You controlling my energy now. So if you want to control your energy, you got to think outside of the box. You got to get QR codes in your car. You got to do cash. You got to do something different other than rely on these apps who don't give a fuck about us anyways. They really don't. They're a corporation who uses people and they're using us. So we just got to turn the table and say, we're going to use their ass back. Exactly, Ride Flow. So if I had $1 for every time a rider said, I'll tip you an app, I'll be ready to retire early. Man. And sometimes this is what's funny. Like I'll see somebody like the guy, I had a guy sitting in the car the other day. He was riding front seat. He tipped me right there on the spot. Now, when he got out, the tip said $3. I don't see why he would sit there and tip me $3. I didn't ask him nothing. Like I could have stopped him before he went out and said, hey man, did you just really tip me $3? I could have said that, but that seems kind of fucking off. So we have to have a more, a nicer conversation, a nicer way to introduce asking somebody if they really tipped us a certain amount. Like, man, did you really tip me like $3? Did you really tip me $1? And it's like, I don't want to sound mean, like I'm ungrateful for the shit, but I just want to check with the fucking app to make sure they're giving us, because I'm like, the dude probably tipped me $5-10 and I got $3. So there's got to be a way that we can introduce that conversation of what us having a conversation with a rider saying, hey man, did you really tip me this much for real? If so, I just want to be sure. I don't know, something. It's got to be a way to do it. What West Coast say, this one man had money in his expense account left over and he wanted to give me $100 tip. It was not able to. Yeah, they won't let you do it. You can tip up to like $40 or something weird like that. But yet, if you use Cash App or Venmo, shit, sky's the limit. Motherfucker tip you $500 right there on the spot if he wanted to. Like Brandon says, hey man, I appreciate that $3 tip. Something like that. I like that because it gives a number. Hey man, I appreciate that $3. I appreciate that $3, brother. Something like that. Because then it was like 3. I just gave you 5. Then we'd be like, what? Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, I like that. It's got, like I said, it's got to be a way to kind of get that point across. Hey man, appreciate the $10 tip, man. 10. Dude, we just tip you $25. What you mean? 10. There's got to be a way to say that shit, man. See, the only rides I get tipped quickly and the way I'm supposed to are airport rides. Get good tips doing airport rides. But see, Ride Flow, this is why I say, this is what I've said on my videos several times about airport rides and why I believe airport ride tips are shown, but other tips aren't. With airport rides, there's a third party involved. Like Lyft and Uber don't deal directly with the airport. They're dealing with the financial departments of another corporation. So when they're doing airport rides, they got to pay the airport the fee that they got to pay them. The airport can see the whole transaction. Who's ever on the financial side of the airport, they have to do audits. So when they do their audit, they can expand and see what's going on in each of those airport rides. If they were to do a spot audit, they can see, okay, we got $4 here. We got $4 here. So what Uber and Lyft don't want to do is allow them to expand that and see some fuckery going on. So they expand that and they start saying, this tip was 7, but all of a sudden the transaction history shows you guys pulled $8 out of that guy's tip and you left, $1 for him. And this transaction history over here shows you taking $11 out of this tip. It shows dishonesty. So when you got a third party involved in a transaction, like at the airport, you open it up to a second set of eyes other than Lyft. So when you sit there and you see it, if they see somebody going, hey man, there's some fuckery going on at Uber and Lyft. Look at what they're doing to these drivers. They're pulling money out. Oh, these people are dishonest. They're so fucking dishonest. Wow. And it opens their eyes. That's right. It opens up to audit. So they get scared when there's a third party involved. They won't fuck with it. Now, when it's just us, me, you, and a rider, that's it. They'll steal it. They'll take the fucking, because we don't have that power to audit. We can't go through and say, hey, we've got to go through our financial statements. We got to reconcile. We got auditors looking at our books. They want to know exactly these 3 or 4 transactions happened at the airport this day. They just want to make sure it happened that day. They open that shit up and they see a bunch of finagling and transaction history that don't add up. You're like, man, hold up for a second. This shit looks kind of weird. So you guys are taking money from drivers, giving it to yourself as service charges, or you're taking money out of this and giving it. We see what you guys are doing. And they might one day blow the fucking whistle. They might be at the airport going, hey, I used to work at the airport. We was airport audit. Man, they be stealing from y'all drivers, man. They be stealing from y'all drivers, man. We're airport audit. We audit all these rides. Dude, y'all tips be getting jacked. They could say that shit. So I don't think Uber and Lyft will mess with airport rides because that second set of eyes that they don't control. Airport audit, they don't control those eyes. So therefore, and we don't have any way to contact a customer after a ride normally. And we wouldn't contact them just to ask, hey, did you really leave a fucking $2 tip for real? We wouldn't ask that shit. So they're banking on the fact that we can't contact the customer and we won't contact the customer. So they just steal our money. Hey, give Jeff that $3 tip. Even though the customer left $10, we'll just keep $7 out of it because he had a $6 surge anyways. We'll keep $7 and the surge becomes his fucking tip. Fuck it. Like I said, we don't know how these apps are really done because we've never had a government investigation. We've never had, people saying we would like to audit transaction history for this whole bank of drivers right here. We'd like to audit transaction history. And imagine if they went through and they say, man, these are a lot of edits and audits. And these are a whole bunch of audits and reclasses and moving money around. What the hell's going on here? Did you guys system glitch that day or something? Because all these riders were getting this much money. The customer paid this much. You guys' service fees are through the roof for these rides. And the rider's fare went from here and his tip went down, $8 on this one. What the fuck is going on here, man? Are you guys really doing some shady shit? We don't get that, though, because they don't give a shit about drivers. We don't get that. What Ride Flow says, Uber did something like 1 billion rides last year. They stole $1 or $2 off each of us, our money. Just think about how much extra money that's for them. I believe it. Well, I believe they're stealing more than $1 or $2, but average, I bet they're stealing probably average about $3 a ride, $3, $4. They gotta be, because I know on me when I was doing airport reservation for a while, they was decreasing my fare by $3 in certain occasions just because I had a surge or some shit like that. They would take out $3 and call it a service fee. I'm like, hold the fuck up. You can't just arbitrarily do that. You can't just arbitrarily say, okay, your ride was $13. You got a $6 surge. It should be $19. So why am I getting $17 paid to me? I'm like, there's a whole $2 fucking dollars missing right there. I mean, the math don't add up, motherfuckers. Like 13 plus 6 is 19, not 17. I know how to add. And they do that shit all the time. But again, we don't have audit. They don't allow us to audit. So and it's funny, you remember that one lady who was in she was in Denver, I think, and she was a rideshare driver that became a politician. I think her name was Stephanie. So she was a rideshare driver that became a politician in Denver. I never heard nothing after that. Like, she's not done anything regionally for Denver because there are no YouTube videos about it if she did do any fucking thing, because motherfuckers like to read the news to people all the time. So I've never seen anything in Denver happening because the rideshare driver that's now a politician did something. Nobody ever says that shit. So the whole thing, the math don't be mathing. Motherfucker Logan said that shit. The math don't be mathing. So the whole thing about this rideshare driver becoming a politician was a huge ordeal. Everybody's like, oh my God, we finally got somebody in politics. We finally got somebody to fight for us. And nothing ever happened of it. Everybody voted her ass in, and they were like, yeah, we need a rideshare driver to come in there and, change things for rideshare and let them know that we're real people and we deserve. Nothing ever happened with that shit. Because I think once people get into government, once they get involved in government, they've made it to where they want to make it to. They want to make it to the point where they're sitting over the masses looking down. They're not still in the crowd with nobody. And like I said, and I'm a driver like everybody else. I'm probably one of the only rideshare drivers that still drives because, like I said, I showed in my last video how much money I lose doing YouTube. I lose money doing YouTube. I don't make money doing YouTube. Because like right now, I'm doing a live stream. I could be out driving right now, but it sucks anyways. But when I'm doing my edits or I'm doing my video or I'm going through all my comments, I'm commenting to everybody. I'm taking out 2-3 hours of my day to go through everything, get all this. I'm not driving because I can make, $50-$60 an hour for those 3-4 hours a day. I can make $240 doing that. I can say, I'm going to go out and make $240 and just not even answer no comment, not get on the live stream, not open no analytics. I'm not fucking with YouTube. I'm just going to go out and make fucking money. If I did that every day, I'd be making $200, $300 a day every day. But some days I go, you know what? I'm gonna do YouTube today. I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna go through comments, make sure, me in the community, we keeping up. I get into the trenches with every fucking body because that's how I roll. I get into it. YouTube pays about 30 to 30 bucks a day. So 30 bucks a day, I make that shit in 30 minutes driving. But yet I'd rather be somebody who be in the trenches. Like I said, you get these politicians who forget why they fucking did it. Why are you doing this shit? You claim you're going to do this shit to help drivers. You claim you're going to do this shit to be community with drivers so you can bring us into the fray with everybody else. Then you just fucking forget about us once you get in. YouTubers are the same fucking way. Once you get up, once you got a few subs behind you, you forget about us once you get up. Now you up, you forgot about us. You don't take time to answer comments. You too big for answering comments. Oh, it's way too many comments. There ain't too many comments. I mean, if these people are willing to support your channel, they willing to fucking, YouTube is paying you. And it's like, if YouTube is paying you a little bit, you can sacrifice a little bit of money, especially these big channels that are making big dollars. You can sacrifice. You're getting paid by YouTube to do this. Me, I'm only getting paid $30 a day by YouTube, and I still fucking do it, making my $30. I go through damn near every fucking comment. If I get notification, I'm going through all this shit. That's right, Logan, man. He said, plus you build up enough profits to do that. Yeah. And I'm still okay. I can lose $600 a month, drive smarter, and still come up okay. So I'm, like I said, if every day, 10 days a month, if I'm losing money for 10 days a month, that's it. That's what I lose. I'm losing what? I make $1,700 on those days that I would have worked. Now that was my average. I'll say $170 a day. I can make $170. I mean, $1,700. If YouTube's only paying me $1,100, I'm really losing $600 by doing YouTube because I could be out working, making $1,700 instead. And people they don't understand. They see people on YouTube and they go, oh man, you must be balling. You must be doing well. You must be doing great. Not necessarily. I mean, if I didn't do anything for a living and I just sat around all day playing fucking video games, there was no other opportunity cost involved. My opportunity cost is I could be out driving right now making money instead of keeping it up with the community, chopping with the community, keeping everybody together, trying to find out what the fuck we doing, what moves are we making, what are we doing, man? And staying on top of shit. People out here always trying to dig into a fucking driver's pocket. We stay on top of shit, man. And instead of me saying, I don't give a shit about these drivers, I'm just trying to build me a fucking channel. I'm going to build me a channel. They can figure out their fucking life. They can do what they want to do. Like I said, a lot of drivers don't really need me around, don't even want me around. That's cool. I'm still going to be around any fucking way. I didn't even want to eat vegetables when I was a fucking kid. I ate them anyways. Didn't like them. Didn't like fucking macaroni and cheese that much when I was a kid. I ate it any fucking ways. So I'm still going to be here no matter what. Because just like with that politician, some people get to the point where they at, and the first thing they think is, I'm in this shit for me. I didn't really do it for the people. They thought I was doing it for them, but because like I said, I ain't seen shit about Denver and this politician and trying to get drivers to get better features. All the features we're talking about that Uber and Lyft should have, politicians could be saying, these drivers all need to know how many people are they picking up. In the state of fucking Denver, Colorado, or the state of Colorado, what we need is, if the apps are going to operate in the state of Colorado, we need you to give our drivers a passenger list. At least say there are 3 people you picking up. She could put forth a policy like that to keep our drivers safe, to keep the people in our community safe. These are drivers in my state. I want to keep my drivers safe. I would like them to have, how many riders are you picking up? Have that shit at the bottom of the app. 3 riders. That's it. 3 riders. Cool. And if the people lie and don't say how many people are being picked up, what do? Say, hey, you know what? Since you only said I was picking up 1 person, I can only take 1 person. Because if you say 3 people and you see the bill and you see the fare is like $4, you may say, I don't pick up 3 people for $4. Fuck it, I'm not doing that. And the Lyft has to say, you know what? We should be charging per person any fucking ways. So instead of 1 person getting a ride for $3 and 3 people getting a ride for $3, move the shit up to $7. Give them $7 for 3 people. And that's what they don't want to do. They don't want to pay drivers. They don't want to take care of us because, well, like I said, when the apps be like, man, we don't give a fuck about these drivers. We just trying to make this money, trying to pay off these shareholders, pay off all of our loans, all of our debt. That's all they trying to do. So what we got to do is we sit up there and we say, give us features on our phone that makes us feel a little bit better about where we going sometimes. I like to know how many drivers. Like I said, give me a button that allows me to stop, to clean out my car real quick, that just says cleaning. let a fucking 2-minute countdown start, and don't switch my ride while I'm cleaning. If you switch my ride while I'm cleaning, I should have a fucking a fee paid to me. Exactly. Pay off all the lawsuits. What Julio said, today I only accepted 4 trips out of like 50 in a day. Most of them were straight garbage, even with surge. Yeah, it's being like that, brother. It's being like that. And like I said, these politicians need to tell us, man, they need to be there to fight for us and tell us, hey, if we can sit up there and have all these apps, put certain things on these phones for these drivers, I'm here for the drivers. I'm the politician that was voted in by the drivers. I'm the person here for the drivers. You don't really hardly see no channels that supposedly have clout with these motherfuckers saying these are the features that a lot of drivers are talking about they would like on their phones. These are the features that we need to focus on. We need to put pressure on the apps to put these features on the phones for drivers. We need to know a passenger count. Give me a fucking way bill with a passenger count. Even if it's not a way bill, at least say it when it pops up and it says, $4.72, 3 miles. It should say 3 packs. That's it. 3 passengers. That's all I want to know. How many people am I picking up? Give me an idea. But a lot of channels don't care about that shit. I'm telling you, man, I've been watching YouTube for years. But I've been watching rideshare YouTube since 2019. I've never seen a lot of these channels discuss anything on behalf of the drivers other than the stock fucking argument. Drivers need to be paid more. This is how. Weird shit. I'm like, no, there's features and there's other things other than that we need. I don't want a button on my phone saying, dial 911 in case of emergency. No, there should be a policy coming out saying, you know what? Drivers, you guys can abide by the fucking Constitution of the United States of America and your state laws and everything else with regards to you working and doing whatever the hell it is you want to do. We're not going to make up a policy that prevents you from protecting yourself or defending yourself. They need to just come up with a policy like that. That would open up the rideshare game to where people will feel more safe going to certain areas for sure. Because a lot of people just stop doing rides at a certain point in time because they just have that fear that, hey, all I have is a telephone. I'm riding around with a fucking telephone. I'm going to call somebody while I'm getting my ass kicked. No, I'm cool on that shit. I'm not trying to make a phone call. I'm getting punched in the fucking face. No, I'm trying to fight back. Fuck these phones. The phone is in the car. I'm swinging back. I'm fighting back. Well, just call us if you get your ass kicked, just give us a call. Fuck, I want to call you for to tell you I got beat up. Like, hey, what's up, Brittany at Uber? I just got beat up at Circle K. Oh, well, that's horrible. Are you still going to be able to pick up the next passenger? Motherfucker, I just got beat up at Circle K. Well, you might want to cancel the next ride, and we're going to ding your account for that. Yeah, okay. It's like, motherfucker. But that's how the apps are. And we got a lot of channels out there that just don't want to support the true plight of drivers. And I understand why. Because a lot of them walk soft. They walk real soft. Because they have a bigger agenda. They got a much bigger agenda. A lot of them don't want to do rideshare no more. They just want to do YouTube, or they want to be paired up with an app or paired up with the corporation and not have to worry about fucking drivers. And we're on the side to where it's more of us than it's more drivers than there are YouTubers. That's the way I look at it. So therefore, the majority rules. There's more drivers than there are YouTubers. So drivers should be having more to say in this fucking gig game. Have more to say in the YouTube game. That's why I wear my shirts and I represent the chat. Drivers should have more say in shit. Because just for us to sit around and be looked at as customers and spectators, that shit ain't cool for me. It ain't cool. Because we got a lot of people spending a lot of fucking money to be a driver. Big ass vehicles, SUVs, taking, their career, putting their career on the shelf, stop running their company, their business just to do fucking ride share. So a lot of people heavily invested into this shit. And to say that they don't have a voice is asinine. It's asinine. So I speak a lot to the drivers. I speak a lot. No, back in the game, baby. Uh-oh, what up, Silver Fox? So what happened? What happened to the car, man? It really, did you really email the photo over of the hole in it? You probably gonna be like, dude, it was a plug. It was like a freeze plug came out, something weird or something. Hopefully it was really something small. I hope it wasn't a hole in that car, man. If it's a hole in that engine block, man, I just don't see how that happens, man. And the Prius doesn't have like high RPMs where you got to rev that shit up to 7,000 RPMs. So for it to just something to break like that to come through the engine block, man, it had to be something loose for a long time. Because these engines, Toyota engines go 1,000,000 miles, man. million miles. What Nika say? Speaking of foolery, Uber trying to send us on 40-minute nature hikes for $15 here in Tucson. Last night it was Lyft. Now here they go. Real nigga, they tried to get me last night. It was like 29 miles. I was like, hell no, I'm not doing on 29 miles. Hell no, 15. Man, they tripping. And I'm gonna tell you, Nick, what I think happened was Saturday. These apps got their ass handed to them. They both were fighting for drivers to the point where they took a serious hit. I think their profit margins, Lyft probably didn't have any profit, if any at all, because they were paying people way more than what the riders were even paying. So I think right now this is their comeback, trying to like hit us up for money now. Like, hey, we gonna get y'all motherfuckers to lose money now. We lost money all weekend. Now we gonna make y'all lose money. Now a lot of drivers like, shit, we ain't even driving right now. We're off. And Michael Weston, you right about that background check on the rider. And this is the thing I say about the rider. Imagine me, I'm the account holder, but I got my neighbor across the street, my neighbor next door want to go somewhere with me. I'm like, cool, I'll just use my account and I'll go. Now, these two people don't have background checks on them, but they're still sitting behind the driver. So that whole background check on just the account holder, that's one thing. So for us to sit up there and not worry about the other three people that could be sitting in the back seat, like the account holder could be sitting in the front right here, completely background checked and everything. The three people behind them, we have no idea who they are. No idea. And so that right there kind of throws me. And it's like, it's not that everybody has to be vetted. Like every person you say, hey man, come ride with me, they all have to be vetted. No, I don't think that. But there has to be some way that you could bring people into the car that I'll switch to the other car. Okay, cool. That's something you can get all these people in the car and make the driver feel that at least they've been run through a system of some sort. The system, because like I said, with strangers just getting into the fucking cars, you have no idea who these people are. Yeah, I just met these people at the club, man. We're gonna go back to my house and fucking party. One of these motherfuckers could be a mass murderer. We don't fucking know. We have no idea. No idea. Well, Doc say, Jeff, what do you think if you never got your transmission flushed? Don't worry about it, right? The only reason why you should get a transmission flushed is if you've got contaminants in the fluid itself. Let's say usually at the radiator, because you got the cooler at the radiator. Usually if the coolant and the transmission fluid mix, you're gonna get this pink milky looking shit, like fucking Pepto-Bismol. At that point, you have to flush the transmission. You could not, because you got to get the shit all in the lines and everything else. You flush the lines, you flush everything, and then you gotta flush out the torque converter. Torque converter has to be flushed out. All that shit's got to be flushed because you want to get the contaminants off of the clutch packs and off of the gears and everything else, because coolant don't belong in the transmission. The only time I would flush it, if you've never had contaminants mixed, you could do a drain and fill. Drain all that shit out. Drain it all out. Get a new filter, all new fluids and everything. And that's how you service it. You can take the pan off, wipe everything down, kind of clean things off, clean, the little metal shavings off of everything, stuff like that. Run it. And especially with an automatic transmission, like in my truck, because I used to tow all the time, I used to change my transmission fluid like every 30,000 miles because I would tow a trailer and that really eats up at clutch packs. So I would drain it every 30,000 miles. I drain it. So that's cleaning out the torque converter while I'm at it. So now I could go pull it. All my transmission fluid looks brand new because I would always change it all the time. So over time, just draining it and refilling it, changing the filter out, you'd end up with a really less just metal shavings and all that shit are all out of it. But I wouldn't flush it because flushing is pretty drastic. It's pretty hard. And it's like the only way I would even consider flushing it is if it mixed my coolant with it. That's it. Like a contaminant or something got in it. Other than that, you don't even have to flush it. People say flushing all the time. And I'm like, no, you ain't got to flush it. Because sometimes you can have additives and shit like that inside of a flush. And those additives might eat away at some O-rings around something like a damn like a solenoid or something like that. You can have that shit eating away at one of those O-rings. And now you got a small fucking leak, a hydraulic pressure leak because you ran an additive to it that ate away at rubber. I just do a drain and fill. Just drain and fill it. And then do it more frequently. So drain and fill, but instead of doing it every 60 to 70,000 miles, do it like every 35, 40,000 miles. At least if you're towing. If you're not towing, y'all can see 60 or 70. But me, because I tow shit and on the Jeep, I got big ass tires, I drain my shit like every 30, 40,000 miles. Just drain it, refill it back up. I'm good. Was it? Wait, William says Sergio had a podcaster on that was slobbing over AVs and Waymos. I'm like, bro, let's get some crowbars and cones. All right, use the same fluid, huh? Yep. So I'll just drain all that shit out, clean all the metal shavings off the magnet, clean it out of the pan, clean it off the bottom of the valve body, off the solenoids and everything. Then just put all new fluid in. Just go get you all new, get rid of that fluid and just put new filter, all new fluid. And you should be good to go. You should be good to go. And because what it's going to do is once that pump picks it up, it's going to run it through the torque converter. You're going to drive it for about another 30, 40, 50,000 miles. Now it's diluted all your shit that was in the torque converter. So the more you change it, the better the dilution is, the more clear the fluid's going to get. So about another 2 changes, you're going to have nothing from the old system in there. So right now, just drain it, fill it. Yeah, man. So AVs and Waymos. And that's the thing. The thing is, the guy, William, he doesn't know what, like I said, I just told a story about what happened with a Waymo, with somebody leaving a fucking phone in the car. And when they shut the door, the Waymo drove off with the phone in the car because they couldn't do nothing. Nobody thinks of situations like that, like real situations that happen. So we got a lot of people out there who aren't really drivers, a lot of people out there who don't really use Waymos, don't talk to people that use Waymos, or don't use Waymos at a high volume. So once you get people who know what the fuck they talking about, those are the people you listen to. Because right now we got a lot of people talking about it because it's a novel item. It's a hot topic. It's a hot topic. So people, oh man, let's talk about Waymos. Let's do it. Like I said, I just picked up a lady, dropped her off at the airport. The lady from the wedding. When the dude left his phone in the car, they had to fight with Waymo all weekend. They still don't got that fucking phone. When I was dropping her off at the airport, still ain't got that phone back. And they did that shit during the weekend. So it's like, you got to deal with Waymo customer service, all these people. You got to deal with people jumping in your car. Because right now, let's say I'm driving and they get in the car. Hey, man, somebody left the phone back here. That's what a customer will tell me. Hey, man, somebody left the phone back. Oh, shit, let me see that. Oh, that must have been the last people that was in here. Thanks, man. And I just throw it in my passenger seat. If somebody does that shit in a Waymo, they ain't got nobody to say, hey, man, somebody left the phone in here. They just keep that shit. And that's what they think happened. They think somebody kept the phone because Waymo's not calling back about the shit. They're going back and forth with Waymo about it. Okay, let me see. If you have high mileage, I'd do partial replacement. Yeah, depending on what it is. Yeah, if you got high mileage, you can start redoing solenoids. Solenoids are easy. They're just right around the edge of the valve body. You can pop those off with like a little flathead screwdriver. You just unplug them, pop the little pin out with a little small flathead, pull the solenoid out, put new ones in, pin back in, plug it back in. Because I did that to my Escalade. When I rebuilt my Escalade transmission, I did it right in the garage. And I replaced stuff that didn't even have to be replaced, but I had it out any fucking way. So I'm like, well, I just might as well just replace all this shit. So I just started just looking up parts online, getting part numbers off of pieces, putting everything back together. And that was at 160,000 miles. I bought the Escalade at 80,000 miles. At 160, I rebuilt my transmission in the garage. And it's at 224 right now. Runs like a brand new Escalade. Runs better than brand new. Better. Because that's what, when you put that motherfucking gear, it's ready to go. When I first bought it, I used to leave a stoplight and it would go first gear and it would kind of like go sluggish. It would kind of like hesitate before it caught second. When second would catch, it would kind of chunk a little bit. It did that for a couple of years when I first bought that Escalade because they had an issue with the sun shell inside of it. And so when I had to replace the sun shell, when it finally went out at 160, that's when I did all the shit. Because the sun shell just like it's a big ass basket with just wheels on it and it turns like this. And so when everything gets shaved down after years and years, it starts missing and skipping because the gears are getting smaller and smaller. They won't locked in like this. They start getting smaller and smaller. Then it's like they just spin like this. They're not even touching at all. They're just spinning. So my Escalade wouldn't go nowhere one day. And I knew something was wrong. I was like, well, put it in gear. I was towing a trailer. It wouldn't go nowhere. Grinded all the gears off. So I dropped it, replaced all that shit. Fucking now all the gears are brand new. Everything's locked in again. It runs perfect. Perfect. Well, Julio says, at what point do you think I should consider replacing the spark plugs on my vehicle? It's at 55,000 miles. Yeah, it's about time. You're about time because it's got the factory plugs in it probably. Because I replaced my plugs at 50,000 because I bought it at 36,000. Replaced the plugs at 50,000 and now I'm at 100,000. So I'm going to replace the plugs pretty soon now because the plug should last you about 60, 70,000 miles. So 55 is perfect. 55 is perfect. Because like I said, if you go 60 or 70, and this is why I tell people to replace the spark plugs. At the end of, if you look at my how to replace a Jeep Wrangler spark plug video, I talk about the little nodes at the end of a spark plug. There's this little diode. It goes up and it's shaped like this at the top of it. Now what happens is that thing takes so much spark and fire over the life of you driving that car, it gets real brittle and it gets thin. Now it's sitting inside of your valves. It's sitting inside of your cylinders. That spark plug is hanging inside of your cylinders at the top of each one of your pistons. Your plug is sticking out because that's where the fuel and the air hits from the intake. And it's like, if that little diode breaks off and it lands on top of your piston and it just sits there, like I said, you turn the car off and it just sits there, you can fire the car back up and it'll scrape the side of your cylinder wall. If it gets stuck in between your cylinder wall, it can eat that seal that goes around your piston. You got a piston ring around the top. If that little piece of that spark plug is caught in there, it will scrape up the side of your piston wall and you can lose compression. You could damage your engine because it might not go out of your tailpipe. Because a lot of times what it'll do is it'll get sucked through the exhaust because there's so much exhaust going, that little diode will break off. It'll go through the exhaust valve and it'll sit on a catalytic converter and just burn up on a catalytic converter. It just goes through your exhaust, sits at the tip of the catalytic converter, just disintegrates because it's so hot. But when you take the plug out, you will notice the tip is gone. There's no tip on it. You'll be like, man, how in the hell am I running a spark plug? And that's how people get misfires a lot. You'll be like, my car was chugging and acting all funny and shit because the end of the spark plug tip breaks off and it falls down into the cylinder and it sits there. I've seen a car like that before. It took it off, no tip was on it. So I don't know what it was arcing to. It was just like arcing to air and arcing to the side or arcing somewhere, but there was no tip on the end of it. So it's like that gives a whole lot of misfire shit, and you're not going to find that little piece. It's gone. It's gone. So I say replace those spark plugs before that shit drops in. What up, Glitch Dash? That's why I say replace those spark plugs before that shit breaks off from heating up too much and drops down into your cylinder. As I say, 60,000, 70,000 miles, it'll last about that long. There's people who run their cars 100,000 miles, ain't never switched their plugs out. You take them out, they like the ceramic will shatter as you're turning it. It'll just shatter. You're like, what the hell was that? Just ceramic pieces everywhere. You got to fish shit out, vacuum shit out, get things out of the spark plug socket. This shit everywhere because they get real brittle and burnt like that. And ceramic can only hold so much heat for so long. After that, it's like it's a wrap. It's a done deal. But Glitch Dash with his little pumpkin mask. Look at him. Look at it. Man, what? Oh, man, it's almost 4 hours on this. Man, we've been going. Damn, I didn't think it was 4 hours. It felt like it was like a couple hours doing this shit. Man, it's 9:30. The D-backs have lost. Man. So I guess I'm going to go here and eat me some motherfucking brownies. No. But, man, hey, man, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the super chats tonight. Silver Fox, brother. I hope you get that car taken care of. Man, keep us posted on it. Julio. Hey, hopefully them spark plugs are easy, which reminds me, I got to go buy me some. So I might tonight just go drive the Jeep down, pick up me some spark plugs for the car, do that tonight, take tonight off, probably do my spark plugs tonight while I'm thinking about it. But, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for always coming into the live, chopping it up with me. We have a good time at the mic drop, man. We have a good time, man. There's a lot of surgeons in your area, brother. Hey, they probably give me like $5 for like 5 miles. I'll take a look at that shit in a minute, King James. I appreciate that, brother. Hey, say, Jeff, come get me on Extra Comfort. For real, man. Extra Comfort, they probably pay me like $1.15 a mile. That's it. That's it. Oh, no problem, Julio, man. That's what we do, man. We try to help each other out because we know not a lot of people standing for the drivers right now, man. It's like they playing this dog-eat-dog world shit out there, and we ain't got to be like that. We ain't got to be like that. All for kicks. I appreciate that. Thank you for always a fun learning lesson, Jeff. No problem. We always do it. Hey, we share mental energy back and forth. We always share mental energy, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? We grow every day. We learn a little bit every day. We keep this shit moving. Hopefully, we learn a lot so we can go talk to passengers, kind of fill them in on shit. They fill this in on shit. We bring it back to the next live stream. We have a good time. That's what we do. But, all right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here, grab me something to eat. King James saying there's surge in the area, so I might have to turn the app on just to see while I'm eating what they got going. But appreciate you guys. Much love and respect. Mic drop, baby. We out.